Pulled up to Calabasas, ready for war, I might turn to a savage. I just showed up with the crew, we the baddest. You just showed up like you might need some practice. You going down for the count, it's going down tonight. I do it all for my family, you do it all for the likes. I hear that bell and I'm ready to fight. Turn me up, turn me up, turn me up. They want the belt, they don't work enough. Don't mess around, end up hurting them. I say the wrong thing, make it personal. You say the wrong thing, I might hurt them all.
What is up, fam? Welcome to the very first UFC 280 Fight Companion, also known as the Calabasas Fight Companion. But this is live from Salt Lake City, Utah. We're at the Wise Guys Comedy Club. We're here in the green room, and I have two very special guests that flew in just for this. To my right is the living legend himself. Maybe you've seen him popping a few bones back in the day. He is UFC royalty. He's the former heavyweight champion of the world. It is Frank Mir. And to my left, you guys know him from his hit YouTube show. It's Jesse on Fire. Jesse on Fire. He is just a wealth of knowledge when it comes to MMA. What's up, brother?
What's up, man?
About time we did this thing, dude.
Happy to be here.
I've wanted you on for a while. Frank, you and I were just together, just chatting about some fights, going through all your old fights, and I did your podcast. Yep. You get your boy Harrison here.
Yep, Harrison Rogers came down and hung out with us. So.
Yep, Harrison's my boy now. Have a Mormon friend, so be cool, everybody. I've run Salt Lake City. I didn't know, Harrison, you should give me the heads up. In Salt Lake City, they have all those gorgeous churches. And you can't, any other religion, you can just walk in and check out the church because,
that was
me and
true.
you are the same when it comes to that stuff. So
It's interesting.
I wanted to go in and just peep it out. Dude, you got to be Mormon.
Yeah.
It's a members only
And not
club.
just even Mormon. A lot of them you have to be like the temples and whatnot. You have to be certified or ordained, or I forget the word I'm looking for. Basically you have to be good enough.
Yeah, you got to be like a 5-star Mormon.
They've got a social credit score.
Yeah, it's
they
pretty
do.
cool.
I forgot the word.
I respect it.
Come on, man. Pull your weight. What's it called?
Hey, Harrison, what's the password to get in that freaking place, dude? You know there's a secret handshake, too?
There is a secret handshake.
Apparently you can't, but if he tells us, we'll go missing. That's Mormon rules.
Well, they all do their missions, so like they all go to different places in the world and go recruit.
Yeah.
How
Right out of high school.
How do they decide where you get to go?
I don't know.
Because some guys you go to like Brazil, but they're going door to door in the favelas.
They literally open it. Correct me if I'm incorrect here, but I've heard they open an envelope and it's like, here's where you're going, and then they're like either really excited
Like
or
you're
not
going to
excited.
Detroit. Oh,
Yeah,
God.
And then they got to
damn.
learn the language and stuff if they're going somewhere overseas and whatnot. Yeah.
Gee, what a beast. I'll tell you what's a beast. It's rare I'm this excited for a UFC card. Listen, to pull off this companion on the road is a beast. I have to fly out shout out to Casey, Chin. We had to fly out the crew. We got all the cameras here from Thiccc Boy. It's a beast. But this card, I didn't realize, because usually if I'm on the road, I miss them. If I'm on tour, I just miss them. But this one's in Abu Dhabi. So it's a 12 start mountain time. So I'm like, we can pull this off. I called you two. You guys are in. I'm like, I think we're working with something here.
Yeah.
If this card wasn't this stacked, there's no way we would have done a fight companion. But this card is, I'm telling you, man, last night I was like, I can't wait. I cannot, maybe, I don't know. Dude, maybe I'm really not trying to suck you off here, but probably when you, Brock Lesnar, the first one, because I felt like it was MMA versus, like you represented all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
It was funny. I was telling that story on a show, and my boy James actually let me know. He goes, it was Matt Hughes that came up to me and said, hey, man, you realize this is, MMA versus pro wrestling.
That's how we all
As he
felt.
walks off, I'm like, no, wait a minute. He's actually
No, he's actually a credentialed wrestler. No, he's national champion at Minnesota, dude.
multiple times here, man. What are we doing here?
He's not the Undertaker, dude. This is like a legit freaking wrestler, bro.
He's an All-American that
I'm all
moves like
this
a
size.
cat.
Yeah, I wish it was Hulk Hogan out there,
Yeah,
but
right.
it's not, man. This guy's a freak. But this card is stacked.
It's ridiculous.
Now, we did see some of the prelims, and to kick it off, your boy's 0 for 1. I took
Me too.
Bilal Muhammad. I absolutely love you. You know this dude. I'm a big Sean Brady dick rider. He's Philadelphia's finest. This was his toughest test. Tough
Dude,
test.
he got pieced up.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I and this isn't a dog on Sean Brady. I want to pick him if someone's like, yeah, he's really just going to try and stand with him. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
Because his gift is on the ground.
For sure. Every time he tried to take Bilal down, though, he just shook him off like
it
very
wasn't even
easily.
close to any of the takedowns. So I don't know if it was so much a decision that he made, or just the other guy forced him to go and stay on his feet and fight him that way.
Dude, Bilal is nasty though, man.
And Jesse, you didn't know that Bilal trained with Khabib to get ready for
No,
this?
I didn't.
Yeah.
I would have bet on him if I knew that.
He trained with Khabib before, and he on Food Truck. He came on a Food Truck, and he was saying how intense Khabib is. He's like, it is no. He's like, it was the most intimidating situation I've ever been in.
Yeah.
He's like, they're warming up, and I was like, waiting to get in, but you got to wait till they invite you. He's like, it was like this big, like, real formal thing. He was like, it's nothing I was used to.
That doesn't surprise me at all. Like when there was a rumor that Rockhold was going to let Khabib coach him, I was like, dude, if he actually goes all in and lets Khabib run his show, he might actually be able to make a run at this thing.
He could,
But
with Rockhold's grappling and jiu-jitsu, he's a nightmare. But it's interesting because right now Khabib's because his cousin won, right?
His cousin won.
His cousin won early on the prelims. Muhammad won.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is any indicator in the main
good sign
event.
for Islam,
Islam Makhachev.
Yeah.
We were talking about that. I always thought that when I sit there and watch fights, or if a guy I'm fighting has other teammates on the card, guys he's trained with in the same camp, you kind of keep an eye on them. You can't help but notice, like, all right, are they in good shape?
sure.
Yeah.
How are they doing? What's the mentality? Because there's like a momentum that you can see getting built.
For sure. And then just the energy of that. It's like if you see two guys on your team win, and then you're the next guy up, like in any sport like that. It's like. And I was actually talking about this yesterday before these fights, where I was saying that like the kind of, Ali Abdelaziz's crew had like hit a skid recently, kind of like where, Gaethje lost and Kamaru lost, and where, but apparently they've turned it around.
Yeah, and on the flip side too, I think it kind of eats at your confidence. You're sitting there going, all right, unless you know one of your guys on the team's not that great, but you're sitting there going, okay, we're doing this, we're doing that, my guy's good, and all of a sudden he goes out there and gets manhandled, and you're like, oh shit, well, let me really think this through for a second.
Yeah.
That doubt starts creeping into your mind.
Have you been on card train? Because I've been on cards where in the UFC they do this because it's easier if it's one camp. So in our camp it's like a super camp. So you had like Nate Marquardt, Dwayne Ludwig, Elliot Marshall, Cody
Everybody's
Donovan,
blue corner together.
Yeah,
Right.
they all in the blue corner to just make it easy. But when you're the first one, like, kick the card off, you're like, oh, here we go, fellas. We've all been training really hard for this. Hopefully I don't let you guys down. It's
That's
so
an
much
extra
pressure.
thought that goes through your mind. You sit there and you go down there like, all right, man, let me start this off for whoa. You can start it off, get the momentum going, get it going, that vibe of the room. No one wants to be in the room when you walk back and your boys busted up and just like head down and like, ah, shit. Because it just kills the mood. Like, it's hard to have good energy when one of you guys walks in, just had his ass handed to him. He like walks in, goes in the bathroom, he's bleeding all over the place.
Even if he's not on your team, like if you're in the red corner or blue corner,
Yeah.
and the guy before he gets his ass whooped, or 2 fights before he gets his ass whooped, and he comes back to the room like all beat up, it just the morale.
Yeah,
and
it sucks, yeah.
you see the reality that you're in, like, oh, that could be me. Oh my god, and you can just see like.
Well, you can
he's, like,
empathize with him for
hurting.
sure.
Yeah.
But you're just like, oh, and now I remember when Shane was fighting Brock Lesnar. I fought Brock Lesnar's training partner and his best friend. So I was the main event on the prelims. Shane was the main event. And Shane was like, get it done. You're kicking this off. And I starch this, whatever, a minute 6, knock him out. And I come back. I'm like, that's how we do it. But I remember before our head coach, Lisa Bowen, was like, hey, if you lose, don't come back to the locker room. Like, just like go to the side. Go handle your shit in the bathroom.
Yeah,
don't bring those energy in here.
Yeah.
Like, Shane doesn't need this before Brock Lesnar.
That's smart, dude.
Yeah.
Shane, dude, he should have won that fight too. I mean, like he smashed Brock in the first round, and then he just completely gassed out. And then
I'm surprised they actually didn't stop the fight.
Yeah.
I thought they could have stopped it,
they
but
could have stopped. I mean, Brock at one point had his arms up.
Yeah.
he was whooping his butt, dude. And then, but to Herb Dean's credit, he did come back and submit him. So I was like, all right, maybe you shouldn't have stopped
Yeah, that's
it.
one thing too.
He
Whenever
could have.
someone goes, they could have stopped the fight. I'm like, I hear you, but if the person comes back and wins, like in that one, I would be like, all right, well, it was a good not to stop it.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, now
I'm with
if
him.
you don't stop it, and then the guy continues to take a lot of damage and almost like, oh, like wow, that was a bad knockout.
Yep.
Okay, now you're right. You should have stopped it.
Yeah.
Like in that Sean Brady one, like, he was getting beat up. He's 10-0. It's his first loss. Like, don't let him go out on his shield because Sean Brady's such a tough dude.
Yeah.
He'll take all the damage,
Yeah.
and we don't need
Yeah,
that.
sometimes you do got to protect guys from themselves. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah,
I'm
he
stoked
turned.
for this card.
Like you could just see where he turned where he was hurt bad.
Well, I only started paying attention, I think, halfway through the first round.
Yeah.
And you could just see his demeanor, his energy, the way he was. It's like he was in survival mode, but I was in hunting mode,
yeah.
But now,
if-
you're going to learn a lot from Sean Brady because, with his first kind of really hiccup in his career, he fought the number 5 guy in the world. Maybe it was too much too soon. It was a tough matchup for him. So now you're really going to, in his next fight, you're going to realize who Sean Brady is.
Yeah.
When you're winning, this thing's this goes with the same with Sugar Sean.
Yeah.
With Sugar Sean, the criticism on him, which I don't agree with a lot of it, but I can see where people understand it. It's like he really hasn't fought anybody. Half the guys that he beat aren't even in the UFC anymore.
Yeah.
He did lose to Cheeto, and then he had the Pedro Munoz hiccup, right, with the illegal the eye poke thing there. So he really hasn't passed any tests, but it's like with him, and he doesn't believe those are losses. So for him to fight Peter Yan, with it's
Well, a
tough,
lot
tough
of confidence.
gig.
I mean, you
so
there,
his confidence is his thing.
Man,
so
he
if
truly
gets
believes he's going to
starched-
win the fight.
If he gets starched early on, I'm just curious what that does to Sugar Sean.
Yeah.
I mean, the reason why they made the fight is because they looked at the layout of bantamweight. Obviously, their goal is to have O'Malley be the champion, and they look and Peter Yan's like 1 year older than them. Like he's like, I think O'Malley's 27 and Yan is 28. And they're like, okay, so there's no way for him to get to the title without having to fight Peter Yan at some point. Yan's coming off 2 losses. This is a 3-round fight. This is literally our best opportunity to have Sean beat Yan.
Agree.
Yeah.
And it's like kind of like shit or get off the pot with Sugar Sean. When
Yeah.
people are like, oh, it's too much too soon, it's like, he's been in the UFC 5 years, dude.
Yeah.
It's like, for the UFC,
Yeah.
they're kind of like I didn't have that luxury. Did
No,
you?
no one-
You definitely did
No,
it.
man.
Neither I didn't.
No.
My first actual UFC fight was against Roy Nelson.
Yeah,
it's like
that's
I had
That's
no
a rough
warm-ups.
first open.
Yeah, and then 6 months later, I'm fighting Gabriel Gonzaga. It's like there was no warm-ups.
Dude.
So with Sugar Sean, the UFC's like, let's see, dude. And if he wins, dude, I don't care what happened in the co-main event, main event. If Sugar Sean wins, he's so polarizing. His face will be he'll be the talk of UFC 80.
If he wins by knockout,
Oh, nuts!
it
A rocket ship.
It'll
comes
be
back.
insane. It was like when Conor knocked out Aldo. Aldo hadn't, because the thing where I have a hard time getting to where he's going to knock Yan out is I'm like, dude, I haven't even seen him get hurt really, like Yan.
Yeah.
But that's how Aldo was, and
No,
then Conor starched him.
Yeah, you're right. And I was at that point. I remember laughing at people that were like, "Oh man, Conor's bigger, this, that." I'm like, guys, it's Jose Aldo, guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that guy. Like I mean, he scalps people with knees. You know what I mean? Like his kicks. I mean, he almost paralyzed. I mean, I thought Uriah Faber would never walk again properly. You know what I mean? Like, have you not watched this guy's fights leading up to that point? And then he just dismantled him. So.
Do you think if Sugar Sean pulls off, like let's say he gets a knockout over Peter Yan, do you think it's more impressive what Conor did to Jose, or is it more impressive what Sugar's doing to Peter Yan?
I would say Sugar beating. This is a bigger jump in competition because because Conor had to get through Chad Mendes right before that when he
Chad
won
Mendes,
the-
short notice fight, but he beat Chad Mendes,
yeah.
right? And then he was kind of losing the fight. He got taken down, right?
Yeah.
And then he had the body shot. But then he also beat who was it?
He beat Holloway, but that was before Holloway was
Still
yeah.
good win.
Yeah.
And then he beat the Brazilian cat who
And
he knocked out.
and he beat Poirier.
Yeah. So definitely more impressive for Conor.
Yeah, I'd say you have to go with that one because also too. Remember at that point, Jose was the champ. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. He was
a
number
very
1 pound for
dominant.
pound.
Yeah, pound for pound guy.
Yeah.
Whereas right now, Yan. I mean, even though I don't agree with it, I mean, I think that was the dumbest. Like, I'm still. We were talking about the gym the other day. I'm like, why did you do that, dude? Like, it was a one-sided fight. There was no position for you to throw that knee. That was retarded. And and the first fight was.
Yes.
So I mean, and I mean, those were 10-8 rounds. A couple of them.
Agreed.
You know what I mean? And then in his last fight with Sterling, look, besides the 2 rounds that Sterling took his back, I had Peter Yan winning the fight. I thought he won. I mean, especially the 5th round, he was destroying him. And the first round, that's obviously the deciding round that the judges gave to Sterling. But I thought Peter Yan won. He was moving forward, throwing more aggressive strikes, trying to throw hard. To me, the slap and run, and that may be just subjective on my part. I don't weigh very heavily into it. Not that I'm against running, but I'm into running and hurting people. You know, like Anderson Silva, take a step back.
Yeah.
And if you walked into him, he'd put you on your ass. You know what I mean? Like, Machida style. Like, okay, you run, but like you
Wonder
make people
Boy
pay
style.
for it.
Yeah.
Wonder Boy. You know what I mean? But like the whole slap and run and like, well, you're not really doing damage. The other guy's not getting hurt.
But Frank, as a jiu-jitsu legend, as far as Aljamain having his back for, I mean, how long was it?
Yeah, it was impressive.
Would you give those 10-8? Because he was on his back.
Because he's great position, but then
danger.
But there's no danger. So to me, almost it's like, well, it's like it wasn't like you were like the guy was screaming, like with the submissions was like right on the verge or locked in, and he's barely surviving.
No,
it's like he got wrist control the whole time. He
had a
never
body
really
triangle.
Yeah, and the body triangle. Look, it's not an easy position to get out of. You got a thin waist, and the guy has long legs like Aljo. They lock it up. It's almost like you just can camp out there. To me, it's a very sound point strategy to lock it up and not go anywhere because no referee's going to pull you off.
But you're also not looking if you throw in a body triangle. They're not looking for a finish. It's kind of a neutral position. I mean,
Yeah.
you can get the neck with, but you just, especially at this level with Peter Yan, Aljamain, it's gonna be tough to get that rear naked choke, especially if the guy is sitting there hand fighting.
And then the
2-on-1.
point to me, if you can't get it within 2 or 3 minutes,
You're not getting
even close. And then if you don't let the body triangle go to try, think about it. If I'm trying to finish you, we're rolling, and I lock up a position. Let's call it side control, and I'm not getting nothing. You're going to transition somewhere else, right? Well, I want to finish you. Let me find another spot to try to finish you at.
That's a good point.
If I lock up on your back and I just sit there and camp out for points, it's like, all right, well, you're trying to strategically win. I don't fault it. But that, to me, I can't reward 10-8 for that mentality.
Yeah, it's
like,
fair,
okay,
fair.
you're just holding on to score to win with the judges. Now, if he would have let go and transitioned to mount and transition to side,
Put him a little more danger.
and just going everywhere, like, all right, well, shit, you put a clinic on, that's a 10-8 round.
Yeah, you're right. Well, hopefully, if Sugar Sean does win, I heard he might shave his head and he's going to use Manscaped. And that's called a transition, fellas. So, Michael Myers sure is scary, but the last thing you need is be hairy this Halloween, fellas. Luckily, our friends at Manscaped launched their 4th-generation performance package to make sure your pumpkins get the ultimate carving experience on this spooky day. There's going to be a lot of Halloween references. Get ready. Turn your bite-sized treat to a king-size candy and join the 6 million bros worldwide who trust Manscaped by going to manscaped.com for 20% off and free shipping with the code SHAUB20, SCHAUB20. Make the right call this spooky season. It's trick or trim, baby. Have you ever tried to trim your balls and turn it into a Freddy Krueger film? It's not good. Another Halloween reference for you guys. Manscaped is here to save the day and make sure you're feeling your best in your costume. You don't want to be a thick Spider-Man. You got your bush poking through the front, scaring the kids. Your son's embarrassed of you. Trim it down, man. You do that with the Performance Package 4.0 from Manscaped. Inside, you'll find the holy grail of men's grooming items, all right? They made it easy for you to upgrade your grooming routine. It's a full moon out there. Another reference to Halloween. Werewolf in your pants is howling. It's time to tackle the problem with the Lawnmower 4.0. We got you guys. The Lawnmower 4.0 is the greatest ball trimmer on the planet. Also, what else are you going to use? Just use it. How many times have you heard me do this read? All right? It's waterproof. It has a light on it if you want to do it at night, if you're embarrassed of your bush. All right? The 4.0 package also has the Weed Whacker. The Weed Whacker is a nose and ear hair trimmer. All right? We got you with that. They have the Crop Preserver ball deodorant, the Crop Reviver to make sure your balls stay fresh. Manscaped also just launched their new body buffer. This is 100% antibacterial body scrubber. The Manscaped even threw in two free gifts for you in this Performance Package 4.0. You get the boxers and the shed travel bag. All right? So if you're sick of looking like Wolverine and you haven't cut your nails recently, they also got the Sheer 2.0 nail kit. Again, get 20% off and free shipping with the code SHAUB20 at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping with the code SHAUB20 at manscaped.com. Say trick or treat your beautiful new Halloweeny with Manscaped.
Dude, I'll just add to that they also sponsor my channel, and that shit about, you've ever used like a buzzer to like, and it get, like what they're saying is
It'll
legit.
nick your nuts like crazy.
And this doesn't. Like,
Yeah,
I was shocked. I was like, Jesus.
Oh man, when
what
you
has
nick
this
your
been my
nuts,
whole
those
fucking
things
life?
just bleed.
It's
man.
awful.
It is a nightmare.
I don't know what kind of technology they got, but it does work.
You look like a hairy dude, Frank. You hairy?
Not too bad, though.
Not like Andre Arlovsky on your back?
No, not at all, man. Actually, but I still make sure I trim up and stuff. There's nothing like seeing your lady doing this shit. It just interrupts the mood. So, I try to be considerate.
Yeah. I don't know what else you're going to use. Just old school trimmers. I mean, what else?
That's
are you
actually
gonna
what I
use?
did.
Manscaped really
that.
cornered the market.
Yeah, but you have to really be careful.
Yeah,
all the
really,
time.
They will bite your fucking balls.
Oh,
dude.
man. Yeah, like stretching things out, just trying to go really.
Nightmare.
There's nothing like the focus a man has.
Manscaped had a real problem to solve, dude.
Yeah.
Like, they solve a real problem.
And they figured it out. I mean, this is a high-profile fight. You got the number one contender versus number 6 here. I was surprised this was in the main event on prelims, and Sean Brady and Muhammad were kicked off the main
Strategy, I think, to sell the pay-per-view. Like, get a big fight as the...
which they always do, so it gets people crunk, you know?
And then have the announcers like, you better go buy this thing.
Yep.
That was a great prelim main event, too. That was a great fight.
There's a lot of decisions on the undercard, which if you're a UFC fan, you guys know this. Sometimes on those prelims, when they're like knockouts, the most exciting fights you've ever seen, typically then the main card is slow.
Totally.
So it's never the full card.
Yeah.
It's very rare. So I think by that being kind of that slow, that means this main card's going to be bananas.
Yes. Dude, UFC Austin, the show we went to, obviously, because in Austin, I think there were 9 knockouts. Like, It was. I think there's a record of most knockouts in a single event. It was like every single fight, just knockout, knockout, knockout. We were like, what the fuck is going on? And then the main event was Josh Emmett against Cater, which was a 5-round slugfest
Good
fucking
fight.
war.
God, Emmett's just chilling, huh? They still don't know what they're gonna do with him.
Yeah.
He's a good dude.
What do you do with him?
Ooh, it's just tough, man. You know, you're in this day and age of marketing, stuff like that. Like, you see what they're doing with Sugar. You see they announced Paddy Pimblett's next fight.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's fighting
Gordon.
His right hand.
A veteran, Gordon. I think he's like 21-7. You know, but he I think all his wins are by decision. You know, so it's a step up for Paddy.
What do you think of Paddy's jits, Frank?
I think it's legitimate. I mean, honestly, it's the best part of his game. You know what I mean? I think it's legitimately good grappler. You know, Nogi is, and I think he could apply a little bit better as he figures it out for the MMA. I mean, obviously, I think there's more criticism to his stand-up, you know what I mean, and his wrestling, because that's the part probably, you know, you don't have to be the greatest stand-up fighter, but if you have great jits, how do you connect it? How do you get it to the ground? Mm-hmm. And that's where I see a kind of a weakness in his game.
He's a guy that they you know, his fame is ranked higher than where he's at right now. If that makes sense, especially at 55. Because I'm telling you, man, I've had a million fighters on food truck and all that stuff. You've never met someone more electrifying, more. You can tell it's not a gimmick. And whenever you're interviewing a fighter, they'll talk to you, not him. He knows his camera. He's like, camera 1, camera 2, and he's doing a promo into the freaking camera. Yeah. And I was just like, he was just such a good person and like just such a sweet dude. You can't help but love him. Like, I get it, man.
I like it, but I think too that
they got to be smart with him.
You just nailed it in a nutshell. They got to be smart with him, because I think his popularity has gotten him in deeper waters than his fighting abilities. Right now, you know, do I think he can develop? Definitely, you know what I mean. But I think it's too much too soon to get into those deep waters from those guys. I mean, even the conversation about a Conor fight, I'm like, no, please let's not do that.
Yeah.
That might, come on, man.
It just doesn't make any sense either.
No,
it's like,
bad business.
But the UFC's learning, man. You know what happened with Darren Till, which is a tough situation. I do think he bounces back. They've done it with Uriah Hall. You know, next Anderson Silva, and they throw him in the mix. And
Garbrandt, even you could say.
Although Garbrandt became
he won
champ,
the title,
yeah, but still,
but then just wolf after wolf after wolf.
But that's how it is.
They never
being
let
champ.
him get his feet back under him.
No.
That's something too. Like, sometimes I understand you have a tough path up the hill, but when you got a guy that we know is good and you should keep him, like, giving the guy an easier fight off of a loss is not the worst idea in the world.
Totally
agree.
Hey,
let him get his feet back under him. Let's give him, you know what I mean? And if the other guy does well, we build somebody else up, But, like, giving the guy just monster after
That's
monster.
what boxing does. And the UFC's they'll be like, all right, he really struggled with that. Let's get him get his confidence back, get him knocked out. Look at Wilder. Wilder just starts that dude, but Wilder was in a weird place. He didn't know if he was going to retire, what was he going to do, and now it's off to the races. Yeah. But UFC, I will give them credit. They're getting better, because back in the day it was, you better be ready to go, man. You might they're going to toss you to a big boy, a veteran that you probably shouldn't be in there with. Trust me, it's tough. So it should be, with the UFC now, it's more of a marathon, not a sprint. You know what I'm saying? Because these guys were sprinting, and you're out of the UFC in 3 years.
Yeah, there's enough fighters now for them to do that too. And if they're reflecting, like self-reflecting, it's like, why do you not have a superstar right now? It's probably because you're constantly throwing everybody to the wolves.
Mm-hmm. Agree. Yeah, and I think too with guys like Sugar Sean and guys like Paddy Pimblett, the landscape has changed too, because both of these guys, Paddy Pimblett and Sugar Sean, even though he has a new contract, they make kicked him right in the face. They make more outside of the octagon than they do fighting. Yeah. So with Paddy, I'm like, do you feel pressure to fight top 15? He's like, no. He's like, and I was like, because he gets really big. He was like 220.
I agree with you on that.
I was like, dude, you got to tighten it up. And I go, why haven't they called you for a short notice fight? And it's like a lifetime opportunity. He's like, he just started laughing. He's like, I would never. I make too much money outside than fight. I would never take a short notice fight. He's like, it's not happening, man.
Gaethje took that Ferguson fight, and that was the correct call. Yeah. He said he would never take a short notice, and then he.
The UFC had another announcement. UFC's had a few announcements since I've seen you, both of you. So, Jesse, we talked about it a little bit earlier. But they announced, which to me it's very frustrating because it's been 2 years since he's fought. I'd love your take on this, Frank. John Jones isn't fighting this year. It's not happening. They said probably March or something like that, which is frustrating. And then they also announced Hamzat and Kobe Covington.
That they're trying to put that together.
They're trying to put that together, which is a phenomenal fight.
For sure. And they want to do that as the co-main on the Kamaru and Leon fight, which would be awesome.
In England.
Yeah.
And Kamaru asked for the fight in England.
Good. Yeah, that's gangster, actually.
Gangster.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on Jones, Frank? It's frustrating that he hasn't. 2 years.
Look, I mean, I've trained with him, and I think that, like, honestly, if I said he had a weakness in his style, it would be against speed. You know, even the few rounds we've ever seen him lose, like Machida and whatnot, and even the gym. So I think moving up to heavyweight is actually a good thing for him because he's not giving up reach, not giving up strength. I mean, I've grabbed the guy.
Me too.
Ungodly strong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, his slow, just, you know, ability just to lock onto you and just not break out of the grip is unreal.
Nuts.
Yeah. So, you know, he brings with him strength and reach still, and now he's fighting guys that are slower. And that, you know, honestly, I think the wrestlers are probably better at 205 typically than a lot of the heavyweights are.
Agreed.
So I think that honestly that he's going to be just as dominant, if not more dominant, at heavyweight.
That's why
once he gets in there. You know?
And I think
he's going to run the whole thing.
Me
if he
too.
wants to.
And anybody that's trained with John, especially as a heavyweight, I mean,
Yeah.
I've seen him walk through the gamut. They call it Shark Tank, where John would stay in, and then a new guy would come in every round, 5 rounds. I won't list the name of heavyweights that were in there. It was me and some other heavyweights that we all know. He beat the shit out of all of us, and we were fresh. And he's just a different animal.
Yeah, he's even done things to me on the ground that I like threw me off. I was like, I've never had anybody do that to me before.
And that's
where I remember.
freaking
Here, I'll give you an
Jesse.
example.
Yeah.
I was in his guard. You know, I was on top of him. He grabs my wrists. He literally just stands up and pushes me off and held my wrist. And as I stood up, I'm like looking at it. And then I tried to break his grip, and I had to roll out. And by the time I actually broke the thumb on his grip and got out, he was up. I'm just like, I can't even teach that to somebody. Like, how do you even show that move to somebody? Like, and he tried to. The funny thing is, John was like, "No, you do it like this." I'm like, "John, I think you need to realize, brother,
It's easy. You just do this.
Yeah, I'm like, there's
Like
some
a
things.
toddler.
Yeah, so I gotta go, you can't dunk. Just grab the ball and jump and turn
Yeah.
around. I'm like, give me 60 between the legs, easy. I'm
Yeah.
like, eh.
There might be some physical limitations
like,
for other
some people
people.
are born to do things that other people
Yeah.
not necessarily.
Dude, you know what I realized is this just dawned on me that my favorite story about John Jones I heard from you on a podcast in 2017 when it was right before he was going to fight DC the second time, and I was trying to handicap that fight. I'm like, fuck, man, I don't know who's going to win. And I heard you tell the story that John Jones told you that he had to go to decision because he had to break DC in the first fight, but that he was going to finish him in the second fight.
Savage.
And right there, I was like, oh, he's going to win. Dude.
Savage.
Yep, he's going to win.
I think the
and
only
he did. If you watch that,
he
fight,
did.
in the third
He took
round,
him
like,
down,
DC was just like, I'm done.
Yeah, he's broke.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the only caveat with John at heavyweight, and listen, you could chalk it up to he's just not getting up for the fights at light heavyweight. There's no people that get him out of bed and get him going in the morning. So he kind of coasts through those fights, even though he won some. The Dominic Reyes fight was tough for him. The who else was it? The Brazilian
Thiago
cat,
Santos.
Thiago Santos was tough for him, but he still technically won those fights. The only he gets hit more than he did before, and at heavyweight, this, Frank.
Yeah.
We both know this. At heavyweight, you just can't take shots. Like
Can't
you
get touched like that.
No, you can't. Yeah. Especially he's fighting a Francis, a Cyril Gahn, a Curtis Blades.
Yeah, but I wonder how much of those him with speed. You know what I mean? That's why I think that the 205 guys are quicker, and I think that landing on him. I mean, hell, even that, I remember watching Vitor Belfort in their fight. Teeing off on him because the speed threw him off.
Yeah,
obviously once he grabs him, so I just don't think he's going to see that same speed at 205 or heavyweight. So I think that's what actually kind of helps him a little bit. But you're right. If he gets touched by the heavyweight, it's not as forgiving as a 205.
Yeah, I think his toughest matchup, to be honest, France, I love you. I don't think it's Francis. Although if Francis lands, it's gonna be trouble. I think that Cyril Gahn.
100% agree.
How athletic he is.
Yeah, that could be a little more.
He can
because that's a similar style. Almost.
And he's really athletic.
Who was the guy that honestly a lot of people, and myself included, I thought John actually lost the decision on that one.
Which one?
Was it
Reyes?
Yes, Dominic.
Reyes. Yeah.
I actually had. I thought it was the first 3 rounds was Reyes, and then rounds 4 and 5, John showed the championship rounds, but I didn't think the takedown in the third was enough to win it over. And Reyes has a very mobile style, moving backwards, attacking, throwing, and Cyril Gahn, I think, is all that with knockout.
Correct.
Power,
Yeah.
Correct.
So
I agree
That's
with
where
you.
it get a little dicey.
But I do think actually out of the fights, I think Francis is the easiest fight for him. Not easiest. Obviously, it's Francis Ngannou as a champion if he touches him, right? But if anybody touches you, but all he has to do is clinch with him once. You know what I mean? Like
and get him down.
Once he grabs him, takes him down. Like once he grabs him, the fight's over.
Yeah. Once
if I watch the clinch happen, like, dude, it's done. You know what I mean? Like, fight's over.
He's that his grappling's that strong.
Yeah, but
you know what?
This is where he's good. Sorry to interrupt you, Frank. This is where John's an outlier too. Is in the clinch. People don't realize how good he is in the clinch.
Super good.
And that's at heavyweight. A lot of it's in the clinch. He's gonna be a problem.
super strong.
Yeah.
Now,
That's
here's a
Francis
story
real
actually
close
from
to you,
Cale Sanderson, right? I had a coach of mine that at the time it was one of his prodigies and trained with him a lot. So they when John first, was college, actually Chael was looking to recruit him out of junior college and the college he was at, try to maybe take him up to Penn. But he goes, John's he's seen it then, what everybody else in the world discovered, that John was going to be a bit of an issue off the mat to deal with, But when he had him at the house, so, my coach said, hey, so how good is John? He goes, maybe the Olympic gold medalist. He could be, and that's coming from the most successful wrestler, both as a coach and as an athlete. He gave him the moniker of, he co-signed. He goes, that guy, if he wants, he's the Olympic gold medalist is right there at heavyweight.
And people want to argue Khabib, whoever. There's pound for pound the greatest of all time is John.
Oh yeah, no,
there's whatever.
doubt.
Be like, PD, cool, whatever. The guys who's fighting around PDs. I'm telling you, man.
Yeah.
There's nobody better to ever enter that ring or that octagon than John Jones.
He wins the heavyweight title, that conversation's fucking over for everybody.
He will. He just has to. It's frustrating for me, because I'm such a.
That's
big
why I
John
don't.
Jones fan.
Do we know why it keeps getting pushed off?
I can speculate.
What do you think? Speculate?
I can't do. What do you got?
So I think Francis's contract situation is he's under contract because of the champ clause. Champ clause is going to get superseded by his sunset clause December 15th. So he's an unrestricted free agent December 15th. Anytime I see anything about John Jones, we're targeting this and that with Stipe, I'm like, okay, they're playing leverage against Francis, trying to get him to resign. If they say, we're doing anything having to do with John Jones right now, in my opinion, is a tool being used to try to re-sign Francis. The second they re-sign Francis, they'll make that fight.
Because that's a fight that they want. They really don't want Stipe Jones. They'd be down to do it, but it's all predicated off Francis. So I'm really close to Francis' agent, Markel,
Me
at
too.
CA.
It's my dude.
And I was talking to him, and he was like, we want the John fight, we want to make it happen, but we're only going to sign the contract if they allow us to box.
Yeah.
And I go, well, just sign the contract and then fight John and then box after. And if he beats John, think about the amount of attention he's going to get if he's fighting a Deontay Wilder or fighting Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
And he goes, but we don't want that. It's too much of a risk. We want to re-sign, box one of those big names, and then fight John.
Which is
a
smart.
way to do it.
It is smart
I don't
because
think UFC's going to entertain it.
I think it's smart on their part because the John's a high risky fight because if I have to break down Francis's weakness is obviously grappling, but also being stuck in that clinch and grinding with John. Even if John doesn't take him down for 2 or 3 minutes, just locking onto him, moving and getting beat up with knees.
Elbows.
John throws a knee over the top. Just that type of high pace. That's the mistake Miocic made in his fight with him the second time is he didn't push the pace at all. And I know they take a risk. Like, well, you're going to get hit anyways. But get hit by a guy who's throwing 30 punches around, not the guy who's only throwing 5, because those 5 are gonna have a lot more steam on them. You know what I mean? Like, get him to throw, get him busy. You have to wear Francis out.
It's gonna be a risk no matter what. I told Markel, I said, again, I love Francis. He's gonna be an underdog no matter what path you go. So if you box first, whether it's Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, he's a massive underdog. Right? There's going to be money there. But
the loss isn't as detrimental, I think, to his
If
brand.
he gets KO'd, maybe not. Because, but then...
Getting beat up by John moving up, I think, is more detrimental.
Way,
to his
for sure.
Yeah.
The thing is, I think one of the main reasons why the UFC has been so apprehensive about letting him do it is because the conversation's been about Tyson Fury. I think Dana and anybody that's brass at the UFC they look at that and they're like, he's going to go in there, he's going to get fucking annihilated. Like he's going to get demolished. I think that you might be able to sell it if you shift the conversation to Deontay Wilder.
I think
that's my thing. Like, he might be plus 2,000 against Tyson Fury. He's not beating Tyson Fury.
There's no chance.
Now Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder. Now I could see him in this weird world we live in, especially Deontay Wilder, him landing, because Deontay Wilder, he doesn't have the best fundamentals. He just has the big right hand, same as Francis. I could see that being more.
Yeah, no, that's
it's not a great fight for him. None of them are great fights for him, but they're all huge.
It's definitely someone's getting knocked out.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's not
going to get out, slicked in that one. He's never going to be able to land on Tyson.
Yeah.
Tyson's going to clinch his head, pull him down, move around, clinch, wear him out.
Yeah.
He's going to be legs are going to get locked up, and he's going to be staggering around. There's just no way that guy's
No, I think Tyson's best to ever do it.
Markel's my dude too, and wherever this thing ends up with Francis, I would throw a mountain of credit in Markel's direction in that Francis had to literally gamble everything to get into the position that he's in. Like, they were trying to sign him. I mean, he left millions of dollars on the table in both his previous 2 fights, and he was like, nope. And he's fighting
think
for free
about the
agency.
gamble against Cyril Gane. Dude,
That's
he
what I'm
went
saying.
into that fight with one leg.
Torn MCL.
And then out-grappled Cyril Gane to win, bank on himself. It's
I've
nuts.
dealt with a lot of psychological stuff beforehand. I mean, some of those phone calls, I mean, I don't know how true they were or not, but it sounds like he was dealing with some crazy
Big
texts.
time, dude.
Right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay, like, I mean, like, you know, like a lot of fighters would have wilted under that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Sitting there going, oh, shit, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, if I don't pull this off, I'm done. You
And
know?
it's,
And
it's
they
credit to
they would've
Markel and
fucking
Francis.
buried him if he
Oh, yeah,
lost.
they would have made an example of him. He
Yes.
definitely would have been hammered at
100%.
the town square. They're
Yes.
like, all right, you
Yeah.
see what happens when you step out of line? There you go.
150, 150. You like
Yep.
your new contract?
Yep.
Yeah,
You know?
100%.
Yeah.
But Markel's took out so much shit too, man. I mean, they
well,
just threw him under the bus, man.
And I've talked to Markel about this a million times. Like I was always like, just don't take it personal. It's a strategy because they're looking at this unsolvable problem, and they're like, we need to break this apart. Like it's like we try to
don't wanna
isolate
set
Francis.
precedents.
Yeah, we like Markel's trying to get him $100 million boxing deal. We don't want him to do it. Like let's go poison the publicity, you know, with Markel. It's like the idea that Markel's a bad manager. You're like, he's the heavyweight champion. He's going to be an unrestricted free agent. Like clearly,
That's brilliant.
Yeah, they fucking-
Yeah, that's a smart move.
It got personal with those texts he received. I don't know if you saw those.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like they play for keeps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
But that's
threat-
what's
and-
going to happen, man. Like, it's part of the game, you
Yeah.
know? Like, it's you know, you're messing with the big machine there,
Well,
man.
I mean, it's not even just about Francis. I mean, they're looking big term. I mean, if he goes, you know, it just sets, you know,
Yes.
just like when first guy breaks 10 million, now it's all going to come through storming now. You know, like every time you break a number and one athlete accomplishes something, you know, Francis goes and accomplishes, or maybe possibly he can, you know, be. I mean, hell, if he sets up to he can be a dual athlete, going and boxing and doing.
well, Connor
UFC,
set that,
you know.
set that blueprint. You know,
Yeah.
everyone's like, well, he got to fight Floyd.
But but Connor did it. But I think people also too sometimes Connor's like, well, that's Connor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can almost have that conversation.
Yeah.
Now if Francis does it, I think now the UFC is going to have a lot more guys asking for it. And they
Agreed.
just don't want to have those
Totally.
conversations.
and
and
again,
they-
I get that point. With like, if I'm Dana, I'm playing hardball too.
100%.
I get
Well,
it.
he's protecting his livelihood. I
Like,
get it.
100%. I don't know if I'd do anything different.
And the other thing is they've now, all of them, the sunset clause that's in Francis's contract, everybody has those now, and they never did before. You know, like Nick, that's why Nate Diaz has the, you know, was you know, facing free agency either way. Is like,
They had to fight him.
yeah.
Yeah.
And because before, I think having that class action lawsuit, that's one of the main things they had, is they had like, in the old contracts, they had, I mean, you guys would know better than me, so much shit that you could just never get, free, all the extensions and
They're
stuff.
definitely very one-sided.
Yeah.
Yeah, the reason UFC is so dominant is they have the best lawyers. It's a nightmare. When I retired, there's like, hey, cool, man. Good luck with whatever you're trying to do. If you come out of retirement, we own your rights. Like, we're just freezing your contract. I'm like, okay. Like, just because you're retiring doesn't mean that you're out of
They're
it.
all, see, that's what you signed.
Yeah.
That's what you signed.
I'm like, way to go, lawyers.
But on all, like when they were building the sport, though, they really did have to have people locked in to be able to like build the narratives that were going to build interest in the sport. You know,
And they need a new superstar. I mean, you know, the guy, and they're on a track there because you look at the next. There's this kind of, it happens all the time. Like, there's a changing of the guard. It's happening at 55, I think. And then also, you know, just with the superstars in general, because like Hamzat, you know, is kind of the next big thing, which I don't know if he's gonna translate to the American audience, but I don't think they're that concerned about American. They've kind of got the market covered here, and like, we're good here. So their thing's all international. So Hamzat plays that role.
Weili
and then
in the
here,
China market,
Weili in
for
China.
sure.
Then here, you know, really, and that's why tonight in Abu Dhabi, but today here in Salt Lake City, we're watching it. You know, with Sugar, he's the next American face.
dude, they want him to win so bad.
Yeah, I mean, how many viewers does he have? I think on Instagram's like 2 million. Or,
He has 2.5 million, and it's like more than like, I think more than any other champ in the UFC except for like 3 or something like that.
Yeah.
And think about it, he's
Yeah.
you know, ranked what, 11 or something like that. It's nuts.
No, you do a video on him, and it gets way more views than anyone else.
Oh, he's done me solid. It's like when I left Showtime, took a risk, and I needed a big guest for Food Truck Diaries. He was the first. He was like, I got
right.
you, man. Came out there, yeah. He's the best. I love him, man. He's such a good guy.
He's good people, dude. You can tell. Like, he's got such a good shtick, man. Like, where you could tell it's him, and simultaneously he's very intentionally doing this on purpose.
Oh, he'll
and it's
troll
working,
guys. Like
you know?
when the Peter Yan fight was announced, he goes, he tweeted this out. Brett Okamoto put out this great article today on ESPN, and he said he's at lunch with Sugar, and it's when the fight got announced. And Sugar's like, "Yo, got announced. Watch this." And he's like, "Peter Yan won't touch me." And and clearly he's not insane. He's just doing that to troll, to get engagement.
Did you see the clip of Jan and him passing each other yesterday?
No, I didn't catch
No.
They passed each other and kind of looked at each other, and Jan goes, "Tomorrow I eat you."
Jesus Christ! Did you hear what they had to get a translator for what Charles Oliveira was saying to Makhachev at weigh-ins?
No, what did he say?
The exact wording was, "I'm gonna fucking kill you."
Yes.
Yeah, I'm into it, man.
Yes.
I'm into it. And then also with it, so you got Sugar Sean, where if he wins, that's a big deal. And again, I'm all up on his Penn State Nittany Lion nuts, but I think Bo Nickel's the savior for Americans. We need some American power, and it's Bo Nickel. Even though he pulled out of the fight, he got injured. Undisclosed injury.
Oh, really?
He got injured. Yeah, so he's out of the December card.
Do you know how serious it is?
I don't know, but they pulled him. They're going to reschedule him. So I bet they put him on that London card.
What do you guys think about throwing him in there with a first time ever? They're just like, let's see what this guy's got. Total mystery, and they put him in there with a top guy. Like they actually did a Hamzat fight like right now.
I'm always, because my background, and I felt like I was pushed too soon, too fast, and didn't have the experience. With Bo Nickel, you're dealing with a different. He's the only guy I'd be like, yeah, dude, that. He's the only guy. Yeah, I love him. I was like, dude, hell yeah. Like the Hamzat fight, I'm like, I'm not mad at it.
Honestly, I mean, this might be anybody short of Izzy's name at middleweight on the other side. I have full confidence.
Me too.
That Bo Nickel wins, and I don't necessarily think he loses that fight either.
I think that's a terrible matchup for Izzy.
Yeah, you know what I mean. I think it's a horrible matchup for Izzy. But Adesanya's still the champ, and his mobility and his. I mean, I'm not going to say that I would be as confident as I would be with everybody else. Just about anybody else, I'd go ahead and be like, all right, what do you want? I'll put 1,000 on it.
Yeah.
What did you think about him going from mount and then going inverted and finishing with the triangle?
I think it showed his diversity that he's learning. You know what I mean? Because those aren't things that he was, obviously doing in our wrestling mat since he was.
He's a blue belt.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So I legitimately applying and structure and sound angles and stuff. I'm like, wow. So not only can this guy, because that's always been my criticism of some guys that are high level wrestlers. I'm like, all right, you get in these great positions, finish the guy. You know what I mean? Like, choke him out. Make your life easy. Don't you want to go home? You're not getting paid for these extra rounds. You know what I mean?
But a lot of them don't have that the mindset to finish it, because they're not. To them, they're like, who's going to take me down? My wrestling's so good. I'm going to focus on striking. And most of the time, their jiu-jitsu is not more defend jiu-jitsu. Most of the time, you roll with guys that are good wrestlers, D1 guy that come in the room. They don't want to learn how to finish somebody. They want to learn how not to get finished, not to get caught. I'm like, okay, so you just want to wrestle someone for 15 to 25 minutes. So. And the stories coming out of ATT about Bo are in the top caliber guys he's going against. When they tell me how he does against these top guys, I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah, I believe it.
Problem.
I mean, look what he did to people on the collegiate level, the wrestling. I mean, he would hit moves. It's like, man, the guy just manhandled the number 2 guy in the country. He just smashing, pinning people just through tournaments. I mean, just,
How long was he on you guys' radar before he was MMA?
Hot second. Me and Rogan were talking about him for a hot second now. Yeah, just because he came on the radar, because he's always wanted to fight. MMA, he's talked about even when he was coming up through the wrestling program. And then his first fight was on Fight Pass. It's the most watched thing ever on Fight Pass.
Really?
That's the numbers he draws in. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, he's a champ too. He's all iced out on his wrist stuff.
He wears being champ real good.
Yeah, yeah. My only caveat with Charles Oliveira is you look at how long he's been in the UFC since he was 20. He started off 8-8, and he's won 11 in a row. And
he started off 8. That's what it was, 8-8.
8-8. Yeah, he's almost getting cut. The only thing about Charles, and this too, Frank, it's like those fights, especially even recently, the ones that he's won. He's walked through murderer's row to become world champion. He takes punishment. Man.
Yeah,
it's good. You already got his eyes fixed, right?
Oh, did he?
He you remember when he was walking out from one of those and some guy snatched his glasses?
Yeah, he can't.
And they were
see.
like, dude, he's blind. He got
LASIK?
probably PRK, because if you fight, you're not supposed to get LASIK. I got PRK for that same reason, because it dislodges the flaps.
I got LASIK and just lied every time.
Really?
Every single commission paper I lied on. Yeah.
Oh, you have to lie to the commission about that? I just thought the doctor will not recommend it.
No.
So you can get PRK though.
Yeah. You knew
Speaking about when the other element about Charles, as far as taking that damage, the residual abuse of going through. The thing is, you just never know what's going to hit. I remember actually thinking that right now with when I was watching the Ferguson-Diaz fight. At first I was like, oh man, Ferguson's a tough guy, but I think that Gaethje fight and all the fights that Ferguson had, because Ferguson was the same way, just would take a lot of beating. I mean, I sit there and watch. I remember watching Cerrone. I thought Donaldson was piecing him up in the first round, landing shots, and you look at his face, no marks on him, and then every time he lands, it's visibly crushing Cerrone.
Yeah.
So the guy, I think, took a lot of abuse, and then I watched the Nate Diaz fight, the way he was spinning around, the way he was moving, I'm like, it just looks off. I'm like, oh, I think he's
cartilage where bone used to be.
I just,
and
I'm like, man, I
He
just
can't, Father Time catches up.
Yeah,
especially
like,
a certain
you
style. Like Tony Ferguson's style is not like an old man style. Like Nate Diaz adjusted to his age and how he slowed down.
Yeah.
So his style, very plotty, and he'll pace himself. Tony Ferguson's style, he's so dynamic, and just like Charles Oliveira, when it catches up, they turn,
like I really
old
thought
overnight.
That's how I thought. I was sitting there while I was watching the fight. I was like, oh man, you know what? I don't know if he ever recovered from the Gaethje fight.
Yeah.
I think that was, like that beating was the one too many.
Yep.
And spinning around, turning his back, it was just odd stuff. The way he was fighting, I'm like, look at the fight. I'm like,
it looks
man, that is just off. What's going on here? You know what I mean?
Not as fast, not as fluid.
Yeah, and
for
a lot
no
of mistakes and weird.
Yeah.
Just like I'm like, man, like this.
But it happens to guys, and you don't know. Like it could happen to Charles.
That's what I'm saying.
That's only
it just one time. Just boom,
you
it's
don't
there.
know.
You just don't know until
you don't know till you get in there.
I used
you're
to
not
say-
going to know in training. You get in there, and you're like, oh, it happened.
Yeah. And I said,
It happened to Stipe. I really think it happened to
You
Stipe.
think so?
But this is what's weird about Stipe. It happened to Stipe, but he won the fight against Francis. But if you go back and watch that fight, and I was there in
he
person
took
in Boston,
punishment.
he took all the shots
Yeah.
from Francis. And after that, it's been a little different for him.
He got starched in his next fight against
Now,
TC.
not as bad because he's heavyweight, so it's different, but not as bad as Tony Ferguson's decline, but definitely slowed you down.
Dude, after that fight, I used to say on the channel, I was like, just imagine a human being as a meat suit. Like, forget there's a person in it and just picture it like it's a big slab of meat, and then imagine Justin Gaethje putting the punishment on that thing that he put on, Tony Ferguson, and then imagine like all of that's going to heal, but it's not going to heal back perfect. Like it's you get like weird scarring to cartilage. Like he's not like that's not a beating that you're going to fully recover
But the one
from.
thing can't heal is the brain.
Yeah.
And that once the brain takes
Yeah, yeah.
enough punishment, it's not firing all cylinders, it's not moving the same way.
Yeah, yeah.
We don't know when that's going to catch up to Charles. I don't think it's going to be tonight. That's why I do pick him to win. And I have reasons. This fight's fantastic. This probably is your fight of the night.
Yeah.
Who knows? And now if this isn't fight of the night, that means we're gonna have a good night.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But Gamrot and Dariush is a ridiculous fight. I'm not crazy that they gave Dariush this fight. I think he deserves better. Meaning that Gamrot is a guy who's impossible to finish. It's a nightmare of a fight. And it's like, what's this guy have to do?
Yeah,
He's
he's
won
got
7 in a row.
He's got
won
gas
7 in
for
a row.
10 rounds,
This guy's
too.
a fucking nightmare. 7 in a row.
Yeah.
And then you toss him this. Like they
There's
thought
only
he was
one
going
loss,
to be
right?
the alternative
Yeah,
for the
Gamrot's
main event.
won. Yeah.
They thought he was going to be the alternative.
Yeah.
So, but you're fighting Gamrot. Not a great fucking fight. Great coaching. Has Mike Brown in his corner. I'm just not crazy about
Oh,
it.
I didn't know Gamrot was ATT.
Oh, yeah. Savage. Now, Dariush, world champion jiu-jitsu in a gi, which I usually favor when guys do more gi. When they win the world championships in gi, and then they can adapt it with no gi, I usually favor the guys in the gi. The fundamental stuff like that, just different. But if he thinks he's just going to take Dariush down and ride him out, you're in for a rude awakening. His jiu-jitsu is legit.
Dude, the one thing about the Charles and Islam fight that I'm thinking about right now is in all those fights where Islam got touched, he got knocked down in most of them, if not all of them. But the thing that's different about the Islam fight versus those other ones is when Charles gets knocked down, there's nobody diving on that. There's no one diving in to try to finish him. He's on his back like this. They're all, fuck that.
No.
And so he gets to recover.
He's the
where
most dangerous
Islam-
UFC fighter of all time.
Yeah.
I mean, now he's not gonna snap your fucking shoulder out like this savage,
Break your fucking arm
this
in half.
asshole,
Yeah.
who's playing for keeps,
Yeah.
who just broke,
breaking 300-pounders'
Big
arms.
Nog can't even fucking salute anybody anymore. Son of a bitch.
You can take a
Although
left turn really well.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that because he knocked me out. Then they gave Frank fully redeemed us, man.
Actually, I think that's one thing that could be a weakness for Islam is that because of his sambo background, submissions. Even though, I still feel like he's more wrestling based,
100%.
than he is that. But yeah, I think he has enough familiarity that I think he might have the confidence
To dive in there.
dive in on there. Because I always tell people, I've always thought that when guys were training for me and be like, oh man, this guy flew these black belts in there, he's training with them. I'm like, oh, that's the worst thing you could have done. Why? I'm like, so you're actually gonna feel comfortable trying to exchange there? Now, if you pretend you're a bar of soap and just, every time I try to grab you, you're like, oh fuck, I'm out of here.
Yep.
That's a pain in the ass for me.
Yeah, it
It's
sucks.
that sucks. You go to the guy, no, I'm not gonna play
It's
this
frustrating.
game.
Yeah.
The minute you're like, oh, I'm gonna play with you, I'm like, really? All right.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna play my game. All right,
Yeah.
cool. This is fun. Thank
Spider
you.
Spider got to fly in his web.
Yeah, I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
But if you're going to bolt and run, and keep distance, all right, well, that screws me up, So I think sometimes being comfortable in an area, there's that middle, just enough for it to be dangerous for you.
Yep. Where Oliveira can get a finish because the way I picture the fight going down, Charles Oliveira is going to get taken down. I bet my last fucking dollar. Unless there's a flying knee or in the 30 seconds and he gets starched, he's going to get Charles Oliveira down. I don't think he realizes down there the amount of fucking fury
Danger.
Charles is going to throw. Elbows, submission, this, submission. Yeah. I think eventually Makhav's like, all right, fuck, let's go to the feet. All right. Yeah. So if I told you this fight was going to end up being a sparring match on the feet, who you put?
Yeah, it's funny. It's
who's putting betting?
Charles.
Who's telling me? They're like, yeah, but no one submits people off their back anymore.
Oh, no.
What?
No.
That's inaccurate.
I see triangles all the time. And guess what? When you lock up a guillotine, you jump guard. Is that not off your back? You know what I mean? Like, I haven't really seen people do too many mounted guillotines.
You ever seen Charles Oliveira get your neck? And that, to me,
when
also,
he grabs your neck, he tries to rip your
game, set, match. And also with Makhav, too, those transitions, there's nobody on his team who has the submission transitions like Charles Oliveira. You can't train for it. So I just think for 25 minutes, you're telling me he's not going to have one hiccup? And Charles is so fucking good. All he needs is just you give him an inch. Dude. One mistake. I like the odds.
And
I'm 0 for 1 though, so
that's fair. But you got the Hamzat and Burns fight to go reference also, because that's a very, very similar matchup. Where you got like Hamzat, is Islam, and then you got Burns is basically Charles. Yeah. And as soon as they got into an exchange where Gilbert was on his back, he snatched one of Hamzat's arms, and Hamzat pulled it out, and then never went down there ever again. And they ended up smart.
Gilbert's a world champion in gi too, so he's a savage down there, but. Even as good as Gilbert is, when it comes to MMA jiu-jitsu and those transitions being dangerous, we've never seen anybody like Charles Oliveira.
No, Charles
close
is the
thing
best.
is this guy.
Yeah. Charles is the best right now.
Yeah.
Ever.
Agree.
Steve Hargett, my professor, is a world champion also. He thinks Paul Craig has excellent jiu-jitsu. Like he's like, if he compliments someone's jiu-jitsu, it means it's really fucking good.
No,
he complimented
I was
Paul
actually
Craig's.
frustrated. I thought he almost hit my submission. When he hit the armbar, he actually had the shoulder lock there for a second.
Oh, really?
Yeah. If you go back and watch it from close guard, he locked it up and started pulling on the shoulder lock. I was like, someone's going to get it. And then he flipped it over to a regular armbar and just shattered the guy's arm.
Shattered.
You're
talking Hill?
Yeah.
He's like, my elbow is not
Paul Craig's a savage.
Connected.
Yeah. Vicious.
Hill took that pretty fucking well, though. He's like, I guess the fight's over.
And he has confidence because he's jumping guard and stuff. You know what I mean? Pulls half guard, which, if you're good at grappling and good at jiu-jitsu, I don't see a problem pulling half guard. So it's head inside single. I mean, that's how I train the guys now. Like I do it even more. It's like, hey, a half guard's a head inside single. You know what I mean? Like, if your hands are connected, you can do a lot of damage and be very dangerous and sweeping and moving off your back.
I thought even in the Shane Carwin fight, which I was Shane's main training partner for that fight, getting ready for you, I was like, if I'm Frank, because we're trying to think, if I'm Frank, dude, and because you're so big and powerful early on, I'm pulling half guard.
I don't remember that fight. Shane, you and how do I not remember
That's
that?
for the interim heavyweight title. That's how Shane became champion. It was in New.
Our strategy actually was just don't do nothing crazy and let the fight go deeper waters. We felt that his
cardio.
Yeah. And not that he had bad cardio, but I just knew he wouldn't be as powerful. Still 285 fucking pound guy. It's like, all right, his power, nobody's as powerful the first round as the second round. Yeah. And then as the power decreases, it'll be less dangerous.
Yeah. And like, dude, Carwin, how big are his fucking hands?
Enormous.
I think they're the largest hands ever.
That's what I heard.
Biggest hands ever, bigger than Francis. See, Dariush is very dangerous down here, man. In these transitions, like high-level black belt. I'm telling you, man. He's a problem.
He's got a leg.
Yep. Use it as a sweep. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's sick. Yeah, he's super high level.
Oh, he's still holding on to it. If he can get his butt back.
He could have had his back there. Get his feet.
I thought this would be a good grappling match.
Yeah, man.
I was really hoping, but until I say it, I'm like, you get two guys and like, oh man, this would be a great grappling match, and then they both just end up seeing B-level boxing.
I hate that.
It's like, all right,
nuts. Dude, Askren versus Maya.
Yeah,
you're like, what are you guys doing?
How dare you?
That was a rough one.
It looked like an amateur boxing match. Just how dare you? And they're world class on the ground. This one, Dariush. The thing about Dariush is obviously he's super versed on the ground, but he has that where if he gets clipped, he just throws caution out the window, and that's why he's so exciting.
Dariush is good Muay Thai too. I mean,
great Muay Thai.
Good leg kicks, good sound. There you go. We're already seeing some display of his low kicks.
His thing too, with the UFC, he obviously deserves a title shot, but at 55, it's fucking stacked. But he has that leave it to Beaver, Wally thing. Where he's like, I just want to thank Jesus Christ, Lord and Savior. I like everybody. And the UFC's like, no. Tell us how you want to kill
Lucifer
somebody.
And we'll give you a fucking.
Tell us how you want to kill somebody. Go hang out with Tekashi 6ix9ine and party. And he's like, no, man.
They're like, haven't you seen the Dustin Johnson?
I love how he keeps using
the DJ movie where we shipped him off to ONE FC because he was.
Here's what's crazy. Even if he beats Gamera, I don't think they give him a title shot.
No, I don't think so either.
Which is nuts.
Well, because if Chandler beats Poirier, they'll give it to him for sure.
Yes.
So he keeps using the hurricane sweep that Cyborg uses. He's used it twice now to go and cut underneath, throw him over the top, and then he grabs both legs, Darius does, and he uses it. And that's what I always tell people. You can go for leg attacks, but you have to make sure you end up on top. Use it as a sweep at the very least.
Because if you're on bottom, they can just smash your face.
Yeah, you can smash the face. That's the thing sometimes I see with the no-gi, no points. I kind of don't agree with it. And I used to think I'd be a fan of it, but I'm like, look, points are rewarded in position, and position matters when we fight each other. So if you don't reward positions, then guys don't go for it. So I see some of these guys that do the no-gi turn or no points, they slide on their back and just kind of walk, they'll do inverted guard, just stand there. I'm like, all right, those are, give up mount. I'm like, you wouldn't do this if I was punching you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What do you think about Eddie Bravo's new thing with the open-handed strikes?
I think it's a step in the right direction.
Jiu-jitsu?
Yeah, I think it should be a building tool for guys that are great grapplers. Already, you grapple and you're like, okay, I'd like to do MMA. Here's a transitionary step for me where I'm not getting with a guy with his hand taped, closed fist knocking me around, or getting an elbow dropped in my head. So now I can train my positions and movements in a way that will punish me for, but now it's a slap and not a full closed fist.
Yeah, it's a step closer for those guys.
But I don't agree with someone like me doing the tournament. It's like, well, okay, hold on a second. Like, you've already done MMA. That's like stepping backwards to do an amateur. Like, let this be for the guys moving towards mixed martial arts as a stepping ground. I don't want to see an MMA fighter doing it. I want to see grapplers.
There would be some knockouts too, man.
Right,
the way I found out about that sport was there was a reel or a short video where this dude got fucking murked.
Yeah.
Like with a palm. The guy went for probably a knee bar or something. He had or a foot lock, and this dude just took his palm and smashed him.
Yeah, it's filthy.
He was.
Yeah, I mean, people think a slap with this part of the hand over. I'm like, man, if you slap with the palm of your hand, that's like when you see a slap contest. I've watched it, and I've hey, would you ever do that? I'm like, never in a million years.
Yeah.
I mean, we would start at like 8 figures before you get me to even think about doing that, because the brain damage on that, I'm like, no, stand there and take a shot. I'm like, I did martial arts because I have an aversion to pain.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, I wanted the easiest way through this. Not.
Isn't it weird? Dana and the Fertitas they bought a slap fight league.
I know.
You hear they signed Will Smith a 6-fight contract. Get that. I'll be here all night. Wise guys. Early show 7, late show 9:30.
That was a great show last night.
Thanks, brother. Can you imagine if they did sign Will Smith? How much money?
Oh my God, dude! It might be worth it if they paid him. I don't know if there's a number that it would do.
That would actually pull the biggest draws. You got to the venge match between him and
Chris Rock.
Or like, can you imagine Chris Rock's biggest cousin? Like his biggest cousin versus Will Smith.
Or his brother Tony Rock.
That's like Game of Thrones shit. Well, I'm not going to do, but here's my champion.
Yeah, here's my hound.
They give him They give him a year to just juice him up. Like,
boom. Can you imagine if UFC had announced that the slap fight league and Will Smith was their main event?
Dude, they should definitely make him an offer.
They don't have the money, even though they're that rich. I mean, Will Smith is like, he's like Hollywood royalty. He's in like Men in Black 7.
Yeah.
He's making $50 million a movie. They're not going to pay him that.
I remember talking to people from his agency like after that whole thing happened, and I'm like, dude, so what's your strategy? They're all, he's going dark. He just went dark, and he
did that weird like apology that looked like he was held hostage.
That was a weird situation.
It was like an ISIS video.
Man. Like, I mean, like, wow. Dude. But the whole situation, like I try not to pay attention to this crap, but like I have a wife that like sits next to me in bed and watches this shit.
Bullshit.
Oh my God. So sometimes I got information in my head I really don't want.
You don't mean to get it.
I'm like, no, I don't want to know this.
I did a lot of videos about
space,
that.
bitch.
No. What did she think? She liked it or didn't like it?
No, she was embarrassed by it too. Like watching, she goes, no, that's ridiculous to act like that. Like. But then I told her, I said, but like, I think the problem is that he didn't handle the first situation, that's entanglement or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, wait a minute. Dude. That dude should have got fucked up. You know what I mean? Like, why didn't you slap him?
You slapped the wrong guy.
That's who he's slapping.
Yeah.
Was it August?
Frustrated, his masculinity's been called in. Like basically, I mean, come on, look, as men, if your woman's messing around on you and everybody knows and you don't do nothing, like, no man's gonna have respect for you.
Frank, hold on, mess around. Dude, they went on family vacation to Hawaii, and then she, for 2 days, flew him out. So Will was aware of it.
Wow, man. Yeah,
ultimate.
So he's feeling about as emasculated as you could possibly
She
feel.
brought him on national TV to talk about it, too.
And then sits there and like
she does the red table talk once a week out there fucking in their kitchen. He's making eggs in the morning. She's like, I saw us sucking August's dick. And he's like, oh, okay.
Are you serious? It's like that?
Oh, dude, it's
wow.
In front of their kids, too, dude.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Like your kids, like, not, like just all the fury from that situation on its own, and then imagine like thinking about how you look to your own kids with your wife and their mom fucking some 21-year-old who was friends with one of the kids.
All she's done is embarrassed him.
Yeah.
That show is just he's on there crying and shit all the time.
Yo, I didn't realize.
That's Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Wow.
Yeah, the guy is the way she met him.
Wow, I didn't even know that much.
That's why I was like, that's why I was like, I can't believe it took this long.
Yeah.
Yeah, that dude, like, I'm surprised he didn't just shoot somebody now.
But you know, the dude,
Could've been a lot worse.
The
There's
dude
gonna be a
is-
lot worse.
Yeah, the
There
dude's
should've been a
friends
lot
with their
worse.
son. That's how she met him.
Yeah, I didn't know that part. Okay. Wow, I didn't know it was that blatantly in your face.
Yeah.
Wow, no respect whatsoever.
None.
Wow.
I love the part on the Red Table Talk where they're like, where she's like, I mean, and no one's gonna tell me what I can do with my body. He's all exactly like, no one's gonna tell you that. I'm like, are you fucking serious? You think if my wife's all, hey, I'm gonna go take a picture of my vagina and then I'm gonna go fuck the neighbor, I'd be like, yeah, no, you're not. Like, that's not me. That's just common.
I'd be like, kids, I'll see you in 20 years.
Yeah, exactly.
Dad,
Your mom's lost your mind. I'm going to straighten it up real quick.
Dad's doing a hard
There's going to be a realignment here on the hierarchy of how this works. You know what I mean?
Re-education camp.
Re-education camp.
Dad's going to stay at an all-inclusive resort called Pelican Bay for about 10 years.
So, you know, you're worried about my weight. I'm going to be on a strict diet now.
Yeah, that shit is nuts. Like, just a
That
slap.
is, wow. I'm shocked.
And then when Tupac, you know, it's like the anniversary of his death, she always posts how much she misses him
Yeah.
and stuff. Can you imagine?
that's rough,
I'd be like, what are you doing? And then it's not like it's just behind closed doors. Like it's on this huge platform, the Red Table Talk.
But you know what kind of makes sense to me is like I remember I've always heard these rumors before that like he doesn't swing that way. Like it's almost like she's what's called a beard, like where a woman pretends that like that's his beard. You know what I mean? Like or she's however that works back and forth.
Yeah, in Hollywood, it's pretty well.
Then he's
known.
down for both ways. Is what I
Yeah.
And that would make more sense because I think to a guy like that wouldn't be as troubling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, like
And God bless him being open minded. But I heard she orders for him and shit when they go to dinner. She'll be like, "We'll have the chicken tenders."
Get the fuck out of here.
No, I made that up, but I don't. I imagine.
At this point, though, I mean, like that'd be the least of his problems.
Yeah, for sure.
Like,
He's like, "I will have the chicken tenders."
I was sitting there talking, geez.
That Red Table Talk was hard. She's all, it's just, I just hadn't felt good in so long. I just wanted to feel good. I'm like, Jesus.
Will Smith's just sitting next to her, like, right. Well, this fight has been a war.
Dude, I had a buddy who found out that his wife was cheating on him when he had one of my friends over and she was at her mom's and one of the iPads had reset. Like did an update and so it reset. And her text messages started coming through this iPad.
Message, yeah.
And he's sitting here looking at her having a conversation with the dude who she had been having an affair with. They had just had another kid. And in this text message thread, she's like, he's like, I can't wait until I can bottom you out again. And she's like, I can't wait for that either. And he showed it to my other buddy. He's like, is this what I think it is? And my buddy's like, dude, it's not good, man. Not good. We were all supposed to go camping the next day, and he definitely dropped out. He dropped out, and I had to drive the other guy up with us, and he was like, dude, I can't even
Jared's
explain
gonna
what
miss the
happened
camping
last night.
trip.
That'd be a very awkward room to be in. At that
Dude.
moment. Your boy's seeing that. You're
Yeah.
like, oh, bro.
He came up from L.A., was staying with him in Sacramento for the night before we were driving up to Shasta. He's just there for one night, and that shit.
Oh, I
happened.
try to make my buddy feel good. I'm like, dude, she's just trolling you, dude. She knows you're watching this. She knows you're reading this. She's just fucking
That's a good
around.
guy, man.
Self-control move.
Yeah,
man.
that's true.
I wouldn't have thought that quickly in that one. I would have been like,
Yeah, and
I
then
will.
text her. He's like, he can see your conversation, you fucking whore. What are you doing?
that's awful. But that's like all that 23andMe stuff now. Like, all these grandparents are finding out that, like, have you seen that now recently? Like,
No, I know it
there's
catches.
a lot of
I know it
yeah.
catches serial
like
killers.
that are like siblings and like not realizing they're not really siblings and stuff because mom was cheating on or grandma was cheating on grandpa
Grandma's
was
a
up in World War
freak.
II. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like grandpa might have had some illegitimate kids over there, but all of a sudden grandma was getting worked over
grandma
here
was-
too.
yeah.
And then
Oh, man.
yeah, because back then, as long as you hooked up with a dude that looked kind of like your husband, they never thought they were going to get caught. Now all of a sudden, you have sisters and aunts and going and doing it and then finding out they're like, oh wow, we're not related. We're only half
God,
siblings.
at this point, do you even say anything? Grandma's 99.
I know.
You know?
It's like statute of
That's
limitations.
there's some, that's
I'd just be like,
becomes a discussion now. Christmas can be a little awkward,
yeah,
Yeah.
I'd probably just leave it.
That's
at this
crazy.
point.
Yeah, no.
right? Yeah, actually,
Yeah.
I think I saw a stat where they said what was it? Like I think it was like England or maybe the whole British Isles. It was 3% of the men are raising children that are not their own unknowingly.
Oh, wow.
Wow, that's a big number.
Yeah, it's a huge
That's
number.
heartbreaking.
3%.
Because people get on girls and guys, the whole who cheats and stuff. It's like, well,
Jesus Christ.
both do, right? It's,
Yeah.
it's an ugly thing. But like but when women do it, like the consequences can, it's like, well, now they keep their mouth shut. They don't want to say anything, and so now a guy's raising a kid that's not his.
Jesus
Damn.
Christ.
Damn.
I mean, we can get into cutting hairs. What's worse? You know what I mean? But I don't know. I think that's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Like, ugh.
Yeah, either way you cut that thing, it's not good.
I would rather secretly find out that the kid's not mine than publicly be at the red talk table and have my wife tell
Oh,
me
no,
the
I'd
entire
rather
world.
just
Well, you know
never
what though?
find out.
Because I've read some stories about that happening. So then, I was
what
a father.
articles are you
know what I mean?
reading,
Like,
Frank?
could you imagine looking over and finding out your kid's not your kid? Like,
Oh,
what do
my
you do?
God.
Do you tell the kid now? Be like, okay, like I'm not your dad. Like, like years from now, or like, or do you keep? Because like my son and my daughter, my sons, I love them, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To find out, like, I think I would just take it to my grave. I'd be like, all right, no.
Me
Yeah,
too.
I would
It's
too.
the same thing like if you adopt a kid, right? And if you adopt I'm talking a baby.
Yeah, I don't think
and
I'd
it
ever
kind of
tell-
looks like
yeah.
you. I don't get the upside of telling the kid he's adopted at like 16.
Why?
He's like,
I agree with
what?
that.
Yeah.
If he's like crushing it, doing his thing, getting good grades,
Yeah.
what's like, hey, life is going good.
The
Come here real
only
quick.
argument that I could possibly see for telling is like, okay, certain diseases genetically now. You know what I mean? That you might need to know,
Yeah.
like that you're prone to or something. Like, oh, I carry this whatever and breast cancer,
Yeah.
high percentage or whatever. But that's it. Other than that,
You're weighing that
I-
against like the
pros and
emotional
cons.
impact.
Yeah, I'm just like,
The kid's gonna be changed forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why would my
I
parents
think
give
there's
me
no
up?
upside. I
Next
think
thing
you
you got the next Steve Jobs in your hand. He hates you. He
Yeah.
becomes an asshole.
Yeah.
Makes the iPhone right. I've seen it happen 1,000 times.
No, my wife and I talk about that all the time. We're like, if someone, like husband and wife, they do like trips separate, someone falls on a dick in Vegas or vice versa. It's like, dude, when they come back, I'm like, don't fucking say anything about it. It's like if you're
Don't go on Facebook.
Oh, I feel guilty. I feel really guilty. So I told her, it's like,
I think that's selfish.
the guilt is your
You
fucking
gotta own it.
Yeah, you gotta
And
own it,
fix
dude.
it.
It's
Yeah,
super selfish. You're
I
gonna
agree with you.
unload that and fucking
I agree with you. I
ruin
think
your
it's selfish
spouse's
when people
life.
Come back like, well, I got to tell you so I feel better. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, but the other person doesn't feel better.
Yeah,
it's
it's like, how about just don't do it again?
ruined that other person.
Just
Yeah,
don't do it. Like, just don't do it again.
It didn't serve. To me, like everything has to serve a purpose. If it doesn't serve a purpose, it's not tactically
Exactly.
correct.
Well,
Yeah,
if
exactly.
I adopted a black baby, I'd lie my ass off. I'm like, dude, you're just tan. Don't get it twisted. You're just tan, man. You were good at basketball too? Yeah, man, I was really good.
I think I saw a meme like that one time. It makes me laugh because, like, this couple obviously adopted a black baby, and they're a white couple and they're holding the baby, and the dog's kind of like, they just caught the dog.
The dog's like-
the dog's like, I got questions.
The dog's I got some questions.
I got questions.
I got questions.
Kid Rock's. I think I saw in a documentary. Kid Rock's first kid was with and like everyone knew they're all, dude. That's not a white baby, my friend.
Chris Rocks?
No, Kid Rock.
Oh, Kid Rock.
Kid Rock.
Well, I always said that about Michael Jackson's kids. Like, Michael Jackson's kids came out white. And I'm like, looking at him, I'm like, wait a minute.
He used to be super black.
Yeah.
The whole Jackson family is like black, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm like looking at him like, and I know he don't look black anymore, but that's all artificial.
Yeah.
He's really,
Yeah, that's
but
not in his
genetically,
DNA.
he's a
Yeah,
black guy. You know
for
what I mean?
sure.
Like, so like those kids don't look half at all to me. I never thought that. I was like, wait a minute, how is his kids that? Well, the genes or this and all. Have you ever seen someone like look that white with
Yeah.
a black
I don't
father?
know
Like,
what's going on there.
And then you're like, can I imagine Michael Jackson dicking a girl down? He's like, not really. So.
Yeah, remember when you married
That's not a
Elvis?
pleasant thought.
Remember when, yeah, never.
no, that wasn't good. No, I just got it in my head. Damn it!
Remember when he married Elvis Presley's daughter?
That's
that was
that's
odd.
who he had the kids with, right?
No.
No.
No, he had another one, but
Oh,
he had
that's
he
right.
had a surrogate. Remember, he did like
Yeah.
a surrogate,
Who
which
was
the
it?
whole
Like the
thing
one
is
where he
fish.
held
Wasn't-
the baby over the balcony.
Yeah, that's frowned upon.
Yeah, that was a good idea.
Was that was
that was
not
like
Presley?
Blanket or something?
That
No,
might have been his baby. Oh,
Yeah,
that was his kid.
It was
but it
his
might
kid,
have-
but I think
was
he had
it
him.
with-
It was like the dentist is like a secretary or something.
Yeah, but but I thought for some reason I
was
thought
like
he had some
dental hygienist
surrogates
or
too.
something,
Yeah. I used to do jujitsu. His son, I forget his name, but he was young and he would do the kid classes. I'd coach some of the kid
MJ's son?
classes. MJ's son was in there. Yeah.
Did he have any potential?
He tried hard. It's hard to tell who's winning this fight because we were talking about women cheating
it's
and
close.
adopted babies.
Yeah, Will Smith being cucked is just
Oh,
a rough one.
yeah,
Jesus.
that is tough.
I'm
man.
still hurting right now for him.
Yeah.
Poor fucking guy, man.
Frank just found that out.
Yeah, I'm gonna need a moment, guys. a lot more tequila to get to that one.
What are you guys going to the comedy show tonight?
Yeah.
What time?
I thought 7, right?
Are you at the early show? 7 o'clock? Either, 7 and 9:30, whatever you guys want.
Well,
Come
you
get
have
some
9:30?
Salt Lake
Oh,
City.
then
We
you
have
know
a
what,
7
we'll
and
do
9:30, whatever you want.
And the 9:30 one? Oh, then
Yeah.
that way I'm going to go back to the room, take a nap, hang out, and then we'll go to the 9:30 one.
Yeah, that's the
I did
move.
I did the late one last night. It was super fun.
Late one's usually better, right? I mean,
They're both good. Yeah, Saturday they're both
I
good.
guess you should say that.
Friday late usually can get a little dicey because they're at work all day and they start drinking earlier, but last night was great.
Yeah.
That's
a good crowd, dude.
Yeah, you don't miss Salt Lake. This was one of the best clubs in the nation.
Dude,
Shout out to
people-
Keith and Wise guys for allowing us to do it here too.
It was awesome. Dude, people always get that dress. Like every girl I saw was dolled to the nines. I'm like, is that what people do when they go to comedy shows? all the
Yeah,
time?
usually, yeah.
Yeah?
Especially my crowd, usually because I like fashion and stuff. So you'll see a lot of dope sneakers too.
Yeah.
Even in like Fort Wayne, Indiana, there's some fire sneakers.
Fucking fire sneakers like these.
Man, I'm not mad at those J's, my man.
I saw Camaro had them, and I was like, I like those shoes, and I bought them.
Camaro had
Shout
them?
out to Camaro on fucking Instagram with these ones.
Yeah, I love Kamara, man. I'm
He's
excited for his
got
fight.
great style, dude.
Yeah, he's a beast. Now I can't wear half the stuff because he just doesn't wear a shirt sometimes. And I wouldn't wear a shirt.
You
if I
could wear
had
that
it.
suit with the no
nice
shirt.
time.
It'd be tough, dude.
Get on stage.
Oof, I don't know. I'll tell you what I can do is take some Happy Hippo Kratom. Listen, if you like Happy Hippo Kratom, it's the only Kratom I trust. There's a million brands out there, but it's the Wild West. It's like CBD back in the day, about 5 years ago. You know who to trust? You can trust Happy Hippo Kratom, and you can use the promo code ThiccBoy. You get 20% off for life, fam, and you can share that code with your aunt, your uncle, your adopted kid that's not yours, whatever you want to do, your mistress, your side piece. Give them the code ThiccBoy.com, 20% off for life. All you got to do is go to happyhippo.com, promo code ThiccBoy. It's the best Kratom on the freaking planet. I use the pink lemonade shots before I hit the stage. They got gummies. They got powders, they got pills, whatever form. It's the best Kratom on the planet. That's Happy Hippo, happyhippo.com, promo code ThiccBoy, 20% off for life.
Dude, you find out your kid's not yours, you better get on that Kratom.
Yeah.
That'll fix you right up.
It's gonna get your mind right. Damn, Darius won. Hell yeah. I was
Nice,
going for him.
dude. That's not a fight that's gonna get him a title shot, though.
Harrison, can we talk about the fights you guys got coming up? Have you announced it yet? Yeah, you guys get some. Frank, you want to talk about this, man?
Well, no, not yet. As
not
far as we
yet.
were announcing, because we're still working that out. But we have our Freedom Fight Nights coming up. Our third show is coming up on November 4th. For people that are interested in checking that out.
November 4th?
Yep, November 4th.
You're
We'll be
in
in Phoenix.
You're in San Antonio.
Yep.
Where is it?
Phoenix, Mesa
Oh,
area.
nice.
Yeah, at the what's the name of the bell?
Arizona
Arizona
Federal
Federal.
And
Yeah.
what is it? What who's fighting? Or like
Right,
what's
that whole card. We'll pull it up on the thing. I'm bad at that as far as other names right now.
Harrison, go ahead and get on there, dude. Get on there and pitch this card for us, dude. I
the
would
card up on the
I would
4th.
love to tease the big boy, but we don't want to do it yet.
Yeah.
Oh, I have all the Mormon questions after this.
The fight nights though we're starting out is basically look, we started out as kind of a fundraiser really, and then when Harrison came up to me and we were talking about doing the fights, I was like, oh, well, we can make it more like I always like the college wrestling duels, you know what I mean? Where like how you go out there and you win is points for your team. So we have this team scoring. So we've started really implementing that aspect into the Freedom Fight Nights. Like, all right, you have two coaches going against each other. It'll be Ryan Bader and Benson Henderson, and they get to pick, the fighters that pull out. They have a team, and then at that point, they get to pick their point scorers. So you have 7 guys, they're fighting for you that night. Maybe 4 of them, or I forget what the number we come up with because it was our final for the tournament coming up. You pick 5 guys that are your runners. You know what I mean? So okay, these 5 guys can score for me. If they win by knockout or submission, 6 points. If they win by unanimous decision, but every judge gives you every round, that's 5 points, working itself down. If you a unanimous decision where all judges thought you win, but maybe not every round, is 4 points. And then if all of a sudden the split decision win is 3 points, then a draw is only 1, a unanimous draw is 2.
Nice,
So that way at the end. When you go out there fighting, there's a winning team that gets a bonus. So going out there and just wrestling
there's
somebody
financial
down,
bonus for
there's
them.
a financial
Oh, that's
gain. And so,
awesome.
so there's an incentive. So when you go back there and your teammate goes, "Hey, buddy, you just took the guy down and held him down," or you knew you were winning and you just ran for the last round, you could have knocked him out.
Yeah, we
you
need
could have submitted him.
points
Like,
in it, yeah.
you know what I mean? Like
Sense of
there's a
urgency.
bonus here. So
Yeah.
and it kind of builds up the camaraderie, which I really like to have in our sporting world. Sometimes I think fighting gets away from it, and so many guys come from a grappling background where there is that camaraderie. Where I know boxing doesn't necessarily have that. I mean, you got some teammates, but I've walked in and trained a lot of boxing. Now you walk in the gym, it's, you know, even if you have teammates, it's kind of a lone wolf thing. Everybody has their own pulled guy, their own
one-man army.
Yeah, everybody has their own coach watching them when they go spar and whatnot. But whereas in wrestling, you know, it's a team. You know, in jiu-jitsu, we're a team. You know, we work together. And I'd like to bring that more into the MMA world.
That's awesome.
We dope.
It's just like you guys were talking about when we first got on. Like, you know, you're like first one out for your team, and like, you know,
kind of like the locker mentality. But make it more now. Okay, now we'll incentivize. So if a couple guys are maybe on the, you know, the line about it, you know what I mean? You know, whether they want to push hard or not, you know. Yeah. And then also to the crowd, it kind of garners you more interest. So even if you're just watching one particular fighter, you went there to see your buddy fight, or you have somebody you like, watching other fights now matter to you because it's like, okay, well now it's scoring, and I want to see which team actually pulls it off and what's going on.
Holy shit! Is this fight on right now?
It's coming up next. Oh my goodness. This where the card gets tasty. I mean, not that Darius and Gamrot's not, but this is where it gets superstar.
I love guys where like they're like just their little promo right there. I'm like, dude,
it's so awkward.
I would be gassed.
It's so awkward. And you're like in the middle of your thing, like, can we get you for 30 seconds of shadowboxing the camera? Like, God damn it.
It's like when you do reality. You've done some reality TVs, and they're like, so say it. They're like, that was perfect. Now say it this way. You're all, oh.
Yeah. Like, well, now
I always get the. Can you say that, but now in 10 seconds and not 3 minutes? Yeah. I'm a long-winded bastard.
Yeah.
What's the? Oh, Izzy, his dominance? Yeah, against Pierre. Who you got in that fight, Jesse?
In
Pierre versus Izzy.
I think Izzy.
I don't like everybody's counting him out. Drives me nuts. And then also, if Pierre wins, obviously you do the rematch. But then after that, you're telling me Bo Nickel went beat the brakes off that Pierre kid who can't wrestle, can't grapple?
Yeah.
Like they catapulted him to the title shot.
Yeah, but I mean, hell, I mean, he's such a knockout artist, such a heavy hand. Like, it's crazy how hard the guy hits.
Yeah.
I mean, and then he starched Strickland that. We're just like, I mean, wow.
That left hook is a fucking nuclear shot.
It is, man. You know, it is.
Yeah, and had Strickland on Food Truck 2 weeks ago. And
I heard that interview was awesome. I haven't seen it yet.
He's great.
People were commenting.
Yeah, he's
they
great.
Were like, dude, it was great.
He was great, but he was talking about, we were talking about Pierre, and I go, what was the game plan there, man? You want to go toe-to-toe with him? He's like, no, the plan was to, like, feel him out and then start to grapple. He's like, but try to feel him out, and next thing I know, I get knocked out. He's like, that wasn't the plan.
He was just like, and it was text where he's like, jab to the body, jab to the body, jab to the body, and then not a jab to the body. You're unconscious.
Yeah. I mean, Pierre's a big boy.
Dude, that shot he hit him with on the way down, though, the straight after he clipped him with the hook was surging. This one, boop.
Yeah.
Filthy.
Dude.
But I think people are mistaken, too, because everyone's high and mighty on Pierre's size. You got to realize how big Izzy is. People don't.
How big is he? I've never seen Izzy. But
dude,
Pierre walks around 235 or something.
Dude, I mean, Izzy's not that big. He's a little more slender, but Izzy's taller than me.
Yeah.
Like, because
really?
at the time when he came on my show, he was talking about. It was all about the John Jones fight.
Yeah. And
I was like, he's a little undersized. And then he got off the van and was like, and I go, holy shit, dude, you're big. He goes, I'm telling you, dude. I hear you keep saying that I'm too small. He's like, I'm telling you, I'm not that small. I'm like, you are not small, man.
Yeah.
He's big. He's
and
tall.
anybody who's never seen him, you're tall as fuck.
Yeah. And Izzy's probably an inch taller than me. Yeah, he's big.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, me neither. Yeah, he's huge.
You know who's super fucking tall is Kevin Holland.
Yeah.
For 170.
Is he tall?
Yeah. You not had him on?
Never.
I think he's 6'4".
He was at.
right?
I walked by at Fighter Hotel at 274, and I was like, Jesus, that guy weighs. I weigh $190. That guy fights 20 pounds less than he's fucking enormous.
And he's fighting Wonder Boy now. Remember, he retired. Now they're fighting Wonder Boy now.
He fake retired.
I'm a Kevin Holland fan too. Retirement gets a lot of press, stuff like that. You know, he's kind of.
I think guys really think about it too. You know what I mean?
Especially after a loss.
I'm gonna go. All right, you know, I'm gonna transition, and all of a sudden, a few injuries healed that maybe you didn't think were gonna heal. You started helping other guys out in the gym. You know, I can see where this is going.
I've been there after the Josh Brown fight. I was like, forget this. This is terrible. I fucking quit. And I do an interview right after. I'm like, I'm done. And then weeks go by. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna cut to 205. And then I started cutting. I was like, this is awful. I am retiring.
Yeah. But also, like, I think in that situation, I think his money hit his bank account, like, because he got paid for that to take that the Hamzat fight. I think he got his money. And he's all, I'm retired. He's just talking.
Yeah, he's like under 30, made money. I'm gonna get out. You know.
I heard he made 800. Was the rumor?
Good for him, man.
Yeah.
That's still not like walk-off home run money.
No, it's not. It's not like actual retirement money.
No. It's not like NFL, NBA money where you're set for life.
Pay your agent, pay your taxes. You're keeping $350 of that.
This fight is the biggest kind of mystery to me. Like, we're going to find out. And, Sugar goes, I'm telling you, I'm elite. And he's like, this is why I wanted this fight, to prove to you guys I'm elite. Everyone just thinks I'm, this whatever Twitch star and Instagram star. Like, this fight proves I'm elite. I belong here. So there's a lot more pressure on Sugar than is Peter Yan.
That's true.
There's not pressure on Peter Yan. Could get starts in 3 seconds. It's still Peter Yan.
Yeah.
Sugar has a lot more to prove than Peter Yan.
I just don't see any chinks in Peter Yan's armor. Like, when I look at him, like, just trying to size him up mentally, like, he just looks 100% confident.
I think Sugar's going to be surprised about his footwork.
Well, he was ABC or ACB champion that I commented overseas.
Oh, yeah.
So I got to call fights.
Oh, you're the commentator. Yeah, that's right, man. I was telling Frank when we did the show together, I can't believe the UFC doesn't use him as an analyst. Like, when you did WC, all that stuff, and when you're over there in Russia doing it, I mean, it's insane, dude.
Not with Harrison.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you got that other. God, I wish we could talk about the fucking fights you have going on over there. But we'll wait. If you announce anywhere else, I'm gonna.
We won't, brother.
I'm not converting Mormon, Harrison.
Did you do anything for one yesterday?
Yeah, post, and I broke it down on the show.
Nice.
Yeah. I didn't see the fight though. Did Lineker win? I know he missed weight.
I don't know. I was here.
What happened on that fight, Case or Chin? Chin, did you watch? Did Lineker win last night on one championship? I know he missed weight. Or it's today. It's prime time today.
Watching them move around.
No, it was yesterday.
I think that the advantage for Sugar is reach, his long arms, and sometimes if you watch the way
Peter Yan
blocks, he frames, it doesn't move. And I think sometimes those frames can create still holes if you can get around them. But that being said, if he starts reaching around those, I think his body's going to be open for kicks.
Yeah.
So I think there's going to almost be kind of like more boxing from Shane trying to get
remember too, the Sugar Sean. If if you're going to look for a kind of chink in the armor, and I'm not leg kicks. The Cheeto leg kicks fucked him up. Pedro Munoz was going for leg kicks. Peter Yan can fucking leg kick.
That's what I'm saying.
And so I think because he doesn't have reach,
I think Peter Yan's kicking is going to be the factor. If he can't shut it down.
And grappling.
Yeah, and he's a phenomenal grappler. I really think, besides giving up the bag, he out-grappled Aljamain.
Oh, I agree 100%.
Yeah. I mean, he just did. Aljamain is hell, when that guy takes your back and he sinks in that body triangle, dude, he's on you. You know what I mean? Like, until the round ends, he's not coming off.
Damn, look at the DraftKings says one better put $8,500 on Sugar to win $34,000.
So Brandon,
now
because of a no contest, the other guy on Josh, he didn't even go.
Oh, that's a bummer. That's a bummer. And the jiu-jitsu guy won submission or go decision?
Dude,
look at the pink hair in the crowd.
Now that this is actually happening,
Cade
I feel
won?
much
Savage.
less confident in Sean's
I got to be honest.
prospects.
I like Sean a lot.
I like him a lot.
I think that. I know he's been already for several years in the UFC.
How do you think it goes down?
I think he's gonna get the shit kicked out of him. Like, not, and I don't mean like kicked as far as getting. I mean actually like kicked.
Yeah.
Body kicks, leg kicks. I think he's gonna throw. I just think that.
Yeah, everything in
The
me
speed that Peter Yan throws
Yeah.
kicks is just not being taken into
and
consideration.
how well versed Peter Yan is and everything.
Yeah.
My brain's like
straight
Peter,
boxing,
Peter,
switching
Peter.
stances.
Yeah.
But my heart's like Sugar.
Exactly.
We need to
I
do
want
it.
Sean to win so
I
bad.
want Sean to
Sean's
win.
better for the sport to win. That's
For
for sure.
100%. Oh, Dana right now is like, dear God, I don't ask for much. I know you've already given me $400 million. All right, dude, be cool.
But he's on a cold streak with like the fights like this where he really wants someone to, both the last two Conor fights, like I don't know, there's a bunch that like where I was like, they were doing this like the Colby versus Kamaru. They were trying to set up Colby versus Masvidal for a title. They tried that 3 times and they could never get it done because Kamaru kept beating everybody.
Yeah, this is such a there's so many questions going in this fight. It's like, because the one thing we don't know about Sugar, and here's the other thing in the main event too, like all that we know about Islam, we've seen him fight. He hasn't like blown my hair back, but everything we know about Islam has been from his coaches, from Khabib, from DC, from Josh Thompson going, he's the best of all time. It's like, maybe.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it. You guys, now here's the thing. They might be right.
Yeah.
But as far as right now at fucking 12:20 Pacific time and 1:20 Mountain time, he's not.
We're gonna know.
You guys are telling me this.
Yeah.
But from what I see, he's not.
Yeah, we're gonna know
now. I
today.
could be completely wrong, and he's gonna go in there and mop the floor with Charles Oliveira. According to Josh Thompson, he's like, it won't even be a fight, man. He's like, I'm telling you, I've seen shit.
That's what they all said
Mach's
about
the
Kane.
best I've ever
Remember,
seen.
like before Kane
They
got
were
in?
right on Kane.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They said all the same stuff
They were
about
right
Kane,
on
and then
Kane.
and then they were right. Same crew too.
I'm surprised you never fucking.
No, we were supposed to.
God, that would have been a fight.
We were
That
supposed
would have
to.
been great.
Oh,
And then that's when they had randomly drug tested all of us that were on the card. It was me and Kane were supposed to be fighting. Alistair was going to be fighting JDS. And it was Bigfoot and Roy Nelson.
Oh.
And then when we all got off stage, we're in Vegas. They're like, all right, come over here, you're drug testing. And then
How many guys popped dirty?
Just one.
Oh,
Alistair ran away.
Yeah,
That's
they
the
brought
one
him back.
That's the
Yeah.
one where Alistair like literally ran off.
Yeah, he
It's
took
like
off.
slight jog.
He's like, yeah, okay, I'm good. Bolted. And I'm like, so then I'm like, hey, so what's going on? They're like, we got to get him back here. I'm like, all right, well, dude, now you're screwing up with my day. I want to get the hell out of
I
here.
know, man.
So
You
then
guys have
they
to
brought
wait.
Alistair back, and then he failed the drug test. That's when they said he gave him an injection for his ribs or something.
Yeah.
So then they switched up the fights.
Was that was back when TRT was allowed and
There's TRT exemptions.
right, and he popped like 5 times the or whatever. It was like it was so high. They're all, this is not TRT, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, those TRT
And at the time,
exemptions
you
were
couldn't
lit.
reverse. Well, I guess they had done that a couple times, but for the most part, you had to tell them you were going to go do TRT and get it okay.
You had to get an exemption from the UFC.
Right, you
and
couldn't
from
just
a
start
doctor.
TRT
No,
and
no,
also
no.
get popped. Oh, by the way,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like,
But yeah, you could tell them, and they'd be like, "All right, cool."
Yeah.
It was the Wild West. For Peter Yan too, this fight's interesting because he, in general, he does 5. He's a 5-round fighter. He's been
Yeah.
fighting 5 rounds for a hot second.
100%.
He'll give rounds away.
Yep.
If you notice, he's a slow starter, but not. He's downloading your information,
For sure.
and then he goes to work.
Yep.
It's 3 rounds, and this favors Sugar because Peter's used to 5 rounds. So Peter can't. When it's 3 rounds, you can't give a round away.
No, yeah.
So by taking those chances and coming in aggressive, there's a guy that looks like the guy from South Park that goes, okay. But so when he comes forward, it does open you up with Sugar with his
Yeah.
knees, elbows. So
Yep.
it's gonna be interesting. This is the most intriguing fight to me, man.
For sure.
So these next 3 fights make my dick hard.
Sean's got to stick that front kick, the ball of his foot, right in his solar plex.
Can he do that for 15 minutes against Peter Yan? And remember, Peter Yan's been able to, he's usually the smaller guy. He's used to it.
Does this look like a guy who is going to lose? He looks so fucking confident. He looks like
Bro, when's the last time
predator.
When's the last time you saw a Russian do a fucking cartwheel like that?
that
Russians
was,
don't cartwheel.
Sean did one, but holy shit, did you see the one he just did?
Is he-
That was explosive.
Is that a-
Wow. I'm like,
Is that a Russian cartwheel? Yeah, dude. Yeah, there's and Sean's usually pretty loosey-goosey, but
he
you
looks
know,
nervous to me. a little
You
bit.
should be.
I mean, I would be.
You
too.
should be. It's Peter Yan, man.
yeah, that guy's he's just a different animal. A good accumulation of physical attributes, great chin, great heart, strong, fast, powerful, and then just
He does everything well. He
Yeah,
does
and then,
everything
and then
well.
like you're right, and then the brain of a masterful martial artist, and which typically those sometimes don't all come together. Sometimes you get, why are you so smart? Well, because I'm not physically able to do this.
Yep.
I had to figure it out.
Yep.
It's like, well, no, this guy's. I mean, you just saw the cartwheel he did. Athletically, he's just, is just on a different level.
also
and
remember-
then mentally, just so smart.
And remember, he's Russian.
He's Siberian. Dude.
He's Russian.
He's from Siberia.
They
He was
want nothing more than to destroy
Yeah.
people.
He was unloading like those enormous ships in Siberia when he was like from like age 11 on.
No kidding.
They
He's
just
the hardest
grew up
fucking dude
different.
on earth.
I bet if you asked Peter Yan what Twitch is, he would throw up.
That's
right?
yeah. What's your Twitch handle? He's like,
Yeah. I mean, you talk about 2 completely different personalities and fighters. Peter Yan, Sugar Sean.
I think they would get along if they trained together. Like if they were on the same team, they would get along.
I don't know.
I think Jan is
Wow.
Jan's different than some of these other Russians. I feel like he's got a lot of personality. Look at him. He looks like a whore on the side of the road. You guys see that in the press conference?
That's what Peter Yan said?
Yeah,
About Sugar?
about Sugar. Yeah, they're
So he looks like a whore on the side of the road.
he said in Russian. He said it so confident and schneid, and the Russian translator's like, he says, "Look at him. He looks like a whore on the side of the road."
Yeah, you ain't dressing like that in Russia, my man.
Yeah.
It's frowned upon.
And they were like, Sean. They're like, Sean, do you have a response? He's all, nah, that's pretty good.
That's the best response. Hey man, good shot.
It wasn't bad. Yeah, I'll take it. Herzog, yeah, good ref too. Doesn't make a lot of mistakes.
Oh my god, I can't fucking believe this fight's
I
on.
know. Yeah, Steve Harvey texting back there, missing the fights.
Oh, there you go. Now he looks a little better.
He usually starts like that, comes out the John Jones style. Here we go, baby. There's just a lot riding on Sugar to get this done, huh? Him and his coach, validation. Okay.
Whoa.
There's those kicks already.
And I'd love to hear the disagreement.
And I wouldn't have gone back to orthodox. I think he needs to switch back to southpaw.
Like you said, though, Jan's not taking this round off. You can already tell.
Yeah, he's pushing the pace. He knows the deal.
Yeah, if you go watch Jan's last fucking 4 fights, were 5 rounds, 5 fights probably. Those first rounds, he's so slow, but he's just downloading the data like Floyd Mayweather. He's getting your timing. He's seeing what your game plan is, and then he goes to work.
And he's got that Holloway thing where he would go 60% in the first 2 rounds intentionally, and then he'll go full throttle 3, 4, 5, and he'll just eat you alive.
He's a problem.
Yeah.
What Sugar can't do is get pinned against the cage. And then if you talk about knockout power, I'd love to hear the disagreement that Peter Yan doesn't have more knockout power than Sugar. Dude, Peter Yan starts some top-level guys.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He starched Uriah with that kick, but he hit him with some nuclear shots first.
Yeah.
There you go. Oh, no. Dude, if this gets stopped an eye poke, I'm going to fucking...
Oh, my God.
I'm going to walk out.
I like the idea, though. Straight left lead, just trying to go down the middle for O'Malley.
Yeah.
Peter's throwing a lot of
distance,
kicks, too. I guess you really don't have to worry about getting taken down, too, so his kicks are just open for business. Boy, I tell you what, though, you want to talk about focused individual. Look at Sugar.
Yeah.
Focus, sharp. Jabs.
Anthony told me that Anthony and his coach told me they
Anthony
trained
who?
Smith.
Okay.
They trained with Sean, and they both were they were very complimentary.
Oh,
Nice. That was classic.
Oh, whoa! I like this Sugar here.
Yeah.
A focused Sugar Sean.
The MMA guru who did a great breakdown on this, he said...
I like him.
Yeah, I like him too. He talks shit sometimes, but he's fucking hilarious. He's like... but he said he thought that O'Malley was going to win the first round, and then midway through the second, Peter was going to catch him.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Oof. Peter playing
Jesus.
for keeps.
Yeah.
You don't want to get hit with that fucking shot.
Good kick there.
Yeah,
those
kicks
kicks
can add
worrying
up.
about me, yeah.
Especially because even just the musculature of O'Malley, like, having a thicker muscle, helps you absorb a little bit more damage,
Yeah.
All those tendons and nerves are more exposed.
I was curious about if Peter
he
Yan
was
was
gonna
going to
shoot.
grapple, yeah.
Yeah, the over-under, there was a prop bet over-under on takedowns for Peter Yan was 2.
Oh, man, I'll take that over all day.
Really?
Yeah.
I wasn't sure. I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
For the whole fight?
For the 3
2 takedowns.
2 takedowns.
So over-under, like so.
Yeah, I mean, but for the whole fight?
Yeah.
And what
Yeah,
was
I think
it?
so. I'm pretty sure.
And what was it, plus what?
I don't know, because someone asked me about it.
Now, I
in
did
my
say this
live
on the
stream.
Shop Show. I said Peter Yan, I think he's going to be a little surprised how hard Sugar is to take down.
Yeah.
His takedown defense, he works on it nonstop.
And I've heard his jits is really good. I've never seen it in a fight, but like...
Yeah, what a big moment for Sugar.
For sure. But yeah, Anthony and they said that he's like all business, like asked tons of questions. He's like super humble and
He's doing great. Jet boxing right now.
Yeah, he really is. His movement's on
Yeah, just
point.
keeping the straight, long
He's
punches,
focused,
keeping
chins
distance,
down, hands up, that left hand's up.
ooh.
Oh, he's going to get him down here.
Yeah, is
I would
his hands
assume he
connected?
can get him down here.
Yeah.
There's
Okay.
one for you.
Yeah, the 2 on the tape. I thought maybe the first round I'd have been like, all right, well, I don't know. That'd be rough.
For 15 minutes, two
Yeah, but for
takedowns?
52 takedowns,
Take my
I'm
money.
like,
I
yeah.
wish I saw that bet on DraftKings.
I would've-
earlier.
Don't
Goddamn.
quote me on it. It was someone asked me that in a live chat.
Oh,
like,
okay.
So like I don't
Okay.
know for sure. I looked on Bovada and it wasn't available on mine. Oh, that's ballsy.
Peter Yan doesn't need to be careful because Sean does have a long frame and he has
Yeah,
pretty
he's fighting for
versed.
submissions in the bottom.
Yeah.
Just, I don't like you going for submissions that close to the cage.
Yeah,
I
it's
tell
gonna be
everybody,
tough.
hey man,
Yeah.
don't break the grip, drop a leg between the
Yeah.
legs. You got to get up. You know
Why?
what I mean?
Because what's the
See
danger?
right there. See how he broke and got up? That's what you should do when you're against
Yeah.
the cage. You can't fight jiu-jitsu on the ground when your head's that close to the cage because you lose the ability to pivot. So I
okay.
can't go from one side to the next side. So now I got one ear stuck against the cage.
It limits you.
Dude, now
Big
that I
time.
think,
half
yeah.
a guard.
It
you know?
literally takes away half
All
of
the
your
times
movement.
I've seen you like injure someone, it was in the center of the cage. Now that I
Yeah.
think about it.
Yeah. That's why a lot of guys who aren't versed in jiu-jitsu will crawl back to the cage and use it to get up.
Yeah.
It's a good sign if you're a Sugar fan that he was able to get up, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good shot.
Yeah, he's doing phenomenal here. I think
Ooh.
I
See that
barring
thing?
that takedown. I mean,
Oh!
If-
That's a tough first
if-
round to score.
if-
You probably give it to Peter, right?
I don't know, man.
The
Honestly,
takedown? The
I
big
give it to
takedown?
O'Malley.
I give it to
I
O'Malley.
think O'Malley won
I
the
think,
first
and
round.
I just watching the end right there, I was saying, like, if O'Malley continues to have success there's going to be a phase where Peter gets frustrated and starts going fucking Tasmanian
There
devil.
was more of those for him.
Yeah, it's not like Peter did anything on the ground.
Yeah, I mean, the kicks were vicious that he landed.
Yeah.
But I mean, to a judge, they just don't respect the kicks the same way they
Oh,
respect the
not
punch.
never.
It
And
just
also,
doesn't.
the biggest thing in the round was the takedown.
They
The judges
overvalue
just
those.
remembered- Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Especially if we didn't even do anything with it. Like, Sugar was able to get back to his feet. He got a little ground and pound down there. I can see how you give to Sugar. God, that first round's going to be tough to
How do you
score.
guys think they should actually, like, if there was like a coherent scoring system, how do you think they should score just a takedown like
I don't
that?
think
if no
takedowns
one-
would be worth much.
Right?
Especially if you
Just
don't do anything
taking
with it.
somebody down.
Yeah, and
doesn't
they
mean-
don't advance
That'd be like if
anything.
we were striking and like you throw a jab and I take your back. I hit a good corner on you, and it's like, and then I hit you with a jab. It's like, oh, I'm like, well, I didn't do nothing with that angle.
You got credit for the jab.
But I
Yeah.
also think you got to know the fighters too. So if you have a guy who's versing jiu-jitsu, so Sugar Sean throwing those submission attempts, he gets no points for that because judges don't understand jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
So him being the offensive, even though he's on his back, he should still be able to win,
Yeah.
or at least get some points. But they don't.
They say, I mean, they say they score submission attempts, but it doesn't seem like that is
Ooh,
accurate.
I mean, Peter's coming out like a fucking Russian spark plug here.
Whoa.
It just backs up those, and that's what I was talking about. He frames, so he has holes. He
Yep.
doesn't move his head,
Yep.
so he gets comfortable.
Oh! Come on, Sugar. That rocked him.
He caught him.
He caught him.
Go get that.
Come on, Sugar.
Get him.
Come on.
He's
don't-
hurt. He's hurt.
Oh, he got his neck. No, stay on the feet, Sugar. Be careful, though. He's going to come out. He's Russian, right? So
But he's hurt.
he's hurt.
Don't
yeah.
let him get.
Oh!
That was a big shot.
And right, and the takedown here. Oh, you
Good
should've
job.
went to your knees.
Again, another takedown, but Sugar did have wobble.
That
in
was-
there.
Yeah, no, they're
But
one
then
for
he-
one on
but he-
wobbling
but
each other. Yeah,
he rocked Sugar, right?
Yeah, he did. They're even on the scoreboard
And
on
then he
that.
got the takedown, so then you probably favor Peter on this.
Yeah, right
round?
now,
If you're a
Peter's-
judge, though, that was clearly
Yeah, if
the heavier
if the
shot.
round were to end right now, Peter is back up.
And we're only a minute in, too,
Yeah.
fellas.
But I mean, so
Jesus.
they're one start shot apiece. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Man, some big shots. Yeah, he has to, because Peter's smaller, he has to navigate those long limbs.
Yeah.
I'm so jealous of guys that are built like that in jiu-jitsu. I will never fucking triangle anybody ever.
It's not for you. Huh? Oh, armbar? Does he have the, no?
Nah, his right foot's not in the position to climb down on the back.
He doesn't have
Guys
the arm
have pressure.
secured either.
Oh, you could drop an elbow.
Get up. Walk to the cage, get up.
Yeah. Don't hit a switch. Just get some wrist control. Go to all four. Knee slide.
So, like, turtle from there?
Yeah. I'm big on teaching the turtle, the knee slide, get your base under you,
Yeah.
control wrists, get up to your feet, you know what I mean? And then if you drive too hard on that, then we could talk about, a reversal or a sweep or a submission off of it. But I'm a firm teacher because I didn't do that for most of my career. I only submitted or swept from the bottom. Now I added scrambling or, stand up.
Yeah.
So if you create that kind of scramble, people have to engage you more to hold you down. Well, that engagement causes you not to have your balance proper, and I can sweep you or catch you in a submission.
Yeah.
Whereas if you just have to worry about not being swept or submitted, hell, I can roll with the best jiu-jitsu guys in the world. If you say, okay, just stay on top and don't get submitted, all
Yeah.
right, but don't engage. I'm like, all right, if I don't have to engage. Oh,
Wait, did you just get hit
what
with
was
something
that,
or
Jay?
it just slipped?
Sure.
Yeah, it looked like he tripped him going backwards. Oh, what are you doing?
Careful,
What
bud,
is that?
careful.
yeah, let's not get too creative with that one. Stick to that. Just stick to his jab and just
There's an uppercut there if you want.
jab, right hand, jab, uppercut, jab, overhand.
Yeah, I like
just
the
see where the
uppercut
fit the hole. So I think when he throws a jab, it'll bring up Peter Yan's defense,
Sugar
and
looks
then
a little tight.
he can go ahead and time the next shot.
And also, to your point with Peter's framing, there's an uppercut there.
Yeah, and he can't see it.
Yes.
He's blinding himself to it.
Ooh.
That's why you just can't. Well, in
He's only
anything, you
thrown the
can't be
1-2.
predictable.
Yeah, he's only really thrown the 1-2 here.
Yes, he's coming over the frame, under the frame.
Yeah, the uppercut's there. Oof.
Credit
good.
where credit's due. This is playing out pretty much exactly how fucking Guru said thus far.
Now, to also be fair, remember, Peter Yan's the number 1 bantamweight in the world.
Oh, totally.
Sugar Sean's the real deal.
For
no matter
sure.
what happens in this fight. He's landed on him. He's been able to
Oh,
get
he's
back
hurt him.
up.
That's the most hurt I've ever seen Peter Yan in my
For
career.
sure.
Agree?
I've never. Have you ever seen him get rocked?
And look at O'Malley just still in there fucking banging, dude.
Yeah, there is a way where Sugar loses his fight, but still doesn't lose his
Absolutely.
cue
Yeah,
in line.
no, because of the credibility of the fighting of Peter Yan. If he goes out there and it's competitive like how it is right now.
Yeah.
It goes to decision.
Oh yeah, no,
Totally
he goes
fine.
up and score.
Yeah, I think he'll fight a top,
I mean, even at this point, if he gets caught with a knockout, I think he's moved up.
Totally agree.
I think he's already improved
Yeah,
his
number
brand.
11,
Totally
by
agree.
far the toughest test in his career. He has a good
he's-
outing.
And
yeah,
he's-
number 11. He's
in this fight.
His only ranked opponent
He looks
was
tired, though.
Pedro. Yeah, he is tired. Jan's putting that fucking pace on him
Yeah. Yeah, Jan's winning this round.
Yes.
for sure. And Jan doesn't look very tired either, which is
No, not
Remember,
sure.
Jan's used to 5 rounds.
I
So
know.
3 is a walk in the park for this guy. Even though
Yeah,
the
no,
pace
he's going
is
to
a
go
little
back right now
intense.
and go, shit, I only have one more round,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
3 more.
Dude, I bet he comes out like a Russian banshee.
Yeah, I
in
think
this
the next
third
round's
round.
gonna be rough.
Yes. He's going to unleash the gas tank.
And you're right, look at O'Malley's breathing right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, he's breathing really hard.
Yeah, he's blowing. He's trying to get his cardio back.
God, yeah, I wouldn't be
But
surprised.
he's in a war right now with one
Yeah.
of the best fighters in the world.
Yes.
sure.
And it's the first tough test.
It's just about how much is he going to have left now in the
Yeah.
third against a
Yeah, it's not looking
essentially
good for him to get
fresh,
out of that third
fresh
round.
Jan.
And if he could just get back on his bicycle like he was, keep that distance with that jab, and just fire off that rear hand.
Jesus, Jan's a fucking monster, man. He
But
is a
think about the guys
fucking
Jan's been
monster.
fighting, though.
I know.
And then you give him this,
Yeah.
Boom! Straight left.
Man, that was
Raw-
2 inches
wobbled
lower
him,
too.
dude.
That was a big
Wobbled
shot.
him. And then he's missed on the uppercut. And then
Great power.
boom!
Oh, I can't believe
I
he
didn't realize
ate that
was
shot.
That was a rough shot.
Yeah.
How about the chin on Sugar?
That's the sweet.
Oh, that's a 6-week. Oh, that was sick. And he just landed his guard.
That's why Sugar tried that back.
great.
He
Great
hid that
body
kick
body
behind that
kicks.
That
slap.
hurt too.
He literally threw a slap out there to hide
Yeah,
that kick.
I can see how it's 2-0 for Peter Yan. It could
Yeah.
be 1-1.
Maybe
according
1-1,
to,
but-
Frank
Could be
thought,
1-1.
Frank
Yeah.
thought Sugar maybe got that first round.
I think Sean O'Malley might have got the first round too.
Yeah, I think
He's
so.
definitely
Yeah,
lost the
So
second.
let's say
though.
it's 1-1 because that wasn't a 10-8 round. So you have 1-1 going to the third.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
Let's go.
Best bet.
It's just so like when I really want to get it. It's now I really want O'Malley to win.
You know what? But
It's
O'Malley
like-
looks completely recovered. Look, his mouth's
Yeah.
closed. Wow.
God damn, Peter Yan landed a big shot. Yeah, Sugar looks all right here.
Yeah, no, totally recovered.
Yeah.
That shows he's in great shape.
Yep.
He's just
Yeah.
breathing hard because he's in a hard fight. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, he's in a straight up fight.
and
Top
adrenaline,
fight.
the guy that's swinging like he is.
Dude, he can throw
There's
that
a jab. Line that rear hand up.
that front kick that he throws to the solar plex. He can throw from either side. He's just fucking awesome.
I think he can almost.
Oh my God, that was filthy. 2018 Yan O'Malley's definitely more tired heading to the final. 2018 Yan turn up the heat. O'Malley made to go out on the shield in this third. Yan wins a frantic second round 10-9 after the fight tied 19. There you go.
God,
Kevin
God,
Iole,
dude,
who
I don't
knows
give a
his
fuck.
shit.
O'Malley is a fucking badass, dude.
Yeah, he's definitely not losing any
Yeah.
No,
credibility.
dude, he's gone.
He could get starched right now, and he's this
100%
yeah.
concur. Yeah. You know, for anybody saying he was overrated or like,
No, I think
I'm like
he's-
right now, like man,
yeah.
he is going. He's in a close fight
Yep.
with the number one guy.
Yeah.
I mean, you two and Kevin Iole, who's as credentialed as they come, have it 1-1. To beat Peter
I mean,
Yan
like
in any
that
round.
first round's really tough. Like if they
I would probably lean towards Yan in that, but I can see how you guys think.
It just depends on how much they score the takedown. And
takedown was
I
the
want to
biggest-
see. I actually want to see the fight count.
Yeah,
the punch count.
but he
I
didn't
mean,
do much with the takedown. You know what I mean?
No, I know. Now I'm predicating that first round off how these judges
that
think.
was slick.
Great angles.
Yeah, that was a nice
Jesus
pivot.
Christ. Like the Matrix.
There you go.
If he keeps this up, he can pull out.
I got to be honest. I thought Peter Yan was going to apply a little more pressure in this third round.
I
Me
did too.
He's oh
He might be saving it a little bit too.
go for the Well, this can be dicey.
Good balance.
Nice.
That was slick.
Sugar. Oh!
That hurt him.
Oh, that hurt him.
Oh,
He's going
yeah,
back.
dude.
Oh, that cut up. That opened him up. Come
Yeah.
on, Sugar. Uppercut, daddy. Uppercut,
Yeah.
bro.
Oh!
Brother D.
Get him.
See
Get
how
on
the
him.
knees landing
Get
up
on
the
him.
middle. The uppercut's there as well.
Dude, that knee is so mean up the middle.
Yeah, he's great length for it.
Oh,
He's just sometimes he throws his punches too wide.
good job.
Yeah, he got caught with a heavy left hook there. That was
Yeah,
just
he
it.
did.
He sometimes throws his punches too wide, and
then
Peters
sits there.
is inside the
Yeah,
punch.
and sits
So
there.
they're throwing punch for punch, and
oh! Peter also has the speed advantage.
Good sprawl. Almost good.
Get over the ankle.
Come on, Sean.
Good wrist control.
I'm telling you, Sean's no punk when it comes to the cage.
Great awareness, good pressure on the head. Great underhook now to keep the hands from getting connected. That's an easy fight to win with one leg.
Pull your knee to the ground, or he's going to do a jump knee here.
No, if he
It's a
does
big
that,
risk.
yeah,
He's going to get taken down, but I bet you he does. Oh, he let it go. Oh, come on.
2 minutes left.
Oh, what's up with that guillotine, Daddy?
Oh, he's going to sit on.
Oh!
He's been fighting so perfect. Why would you do that?
And that blood is
Yeah.
Peter Yan.
You know that's going to slip off.
Oh, look at all the blood.
And it wasn't even
in that
like it
blood.
was cinched before
Yeah.
you drop. I'll drop on a guillotine, but it's cinched before I fall.
He's got a Kimura, but not
Yeah,
really.
but it's not going to be enough. And
No,
where he
yeah.
is right now, the shoulder
yeah.
pressure from Peter, he can't even turn the corner
Get
to
up,
jump
get up,
out.
Get up,
There
get
you
up.
go.
Hand fight.
He's got that wrist control on the far side,
Down, spin.
though. Oh, sorry, I keep turning away.
Oh, sorry. No, that's me.
Oh, it's you.
Don't do this motion, though, Chin, you know?
There you go.
I'm like, what are we doing right now?
Attaboy. And he just marches forward.
Oh, Peter's tired too, though, man. Oh,
Get
there
him.
we go. That uppercut. Come on, Sean. Straight down the pipe, dude. Go through the uppercut. God, that knee was.
I think
That
Sean
knee,
would fight
that
this.
knee would have fucking decapitated.
Oh! You think Sean won the fight?
I think so. If it
Oh! He gets staying on here, he's in trouble.
yeah, shit.
I'm telling you, man.
Shit. No.
I still think he's up this round.
I think so too. If he gets taken down, it could be kind of getting
Yeah.
really hard to deal with. Don't do nothing.
Good job.
Get up. 40 seconds, Sugar. Let's do it, Daddy. That Perion's eye is fucked.
Oof.
Come on, Sugar.
Dude, front kick up the middle, put the ball of your foot in his chin.
I mean, when's the last time you saw Peter Yan this beat up?
Never.
Never, ever, ever.
Oh, don't run into him.
No.
Dog! What are we doing?
That.
I still think Sean won this round. Dude.
Yeah.
God,
But
that
you
knee
made
was
it much
good.
harder for the judges now. Damn it.
with 3 takedowns? You're going to
Yeah.
negate the 3 takedowns?
I don't know,
off the
man.
knee?
Give me that. Let me see that. Let me see the.
Get
punch
up,
count.
Sean. Act like you won. That knee was brutal.
Yeah, and he was brutal.
Bro. I think
I mean, as far
Sean
as
might
effective
have just
damage,
won that fight.
I personally, if I was a judge, he won the fight.
Dude, I don't want to
Because
hear.
I go off effective damage first. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, who did more damage? You know what I mean? Sean landed a lot more shots and made us all. Ooh,
Yeah.
I got one for Peter, and there was a couple that the third round he landed, but not the damage.
Let's
And
see
now,
it.
now the judges are supposed to predicate off damage, right?
Yeah.
Like damage is the first indicator.
Yeah, and I
This knee, dude,
Yeah, look.
biggest shot of the fight by far. Boom!
Yeah,
And that
That's
just
the third round.
blitzed him open.
and
Look at
then
him.
Ripped
Hurt.
him with a shot.
Boom.
Yeah,
Oh, that one was bad.
yeah.
That put him.
Oh, yeah.
He made,
Sean's not used to people being able to like counter that fast.
Yeah.
This fight should be a 5-round
I know,
fight,
dude.
So imagine if it's 5 rounds, somebody's getting finished.
I think Peter knows. Look at him.
I just think he's not like.
I think he didn't
He's
think this
doubting.
fight was going to be that tough.
Dude, if they
Yes.
get, if they
He's
give
100%.
yeah.
I think
Honestly.
Peter Yan's sitting there going, that kid can fight.
I
Yes,
don't
he
give a
can.
like.
Look, no matter what happens, man.
O'Malley's a
Sugar-
fucking
O'Malley's
guy.
a stud, dude.
He's
Sugar's
fucking-
the real deal.
I'm now on board.
Look
You
at
know what I
Sugar's
mean?
head, though. Sugar thinks he lost the fight. Now, I hope he wins. I
You
hope
think
the
he-
judges give it to him. I don't think the judges are going to give it to him. I hope you guys are right, though.
Yeah,
Can we
give
turn
it
up
to
the sound
him.
for No.
No, absolutely not. The
Okay,
clip is
hang
off YouTube. Sniffing
69,
inside,
dude.
Look, but look at
Yeah, look at
takedowns.
that. Yeah.
6-0.
He didn't.
But
But
again,
he landed nothing.
According to the judges, it's supposed to be damage done. That's their number one
Yeah.
indicator.
It's no longer the
Are you
ultimate
listening
takedown
to it,
league.
Case? You're not listening to it? You listen to us? Are you listening to it?
I'm glad
Chin?
I'm glad that we couldn't hear the announcer, so we're like,
can't hear the fight?
we're uninfluenced by the announcers.
Oh, there
What
we
a
go.
fucking
Respect.
fight, man.
Do you think Sugar Sean's the real deal now? I guess like, okay.
Give it to him.
Boy.
You know what? You made a fan out of me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
How
Like,
could you not be?
Yeah,
He belongs in the top 5.
100%.
I don't think you drop him from 11.
No
after the
way.
fight.
He has to move up.
You would think.
It's a split decision. It's a split decision.
Yeah.
Oh my!
Called it.
Yeah. Let's go, dude. One time.
Yep.
Give it.
Yeah,
to him.
baby.
Give it to him.
Wrong in our prediction leading up to it. I thought.
Jesus, Jan's got fucked 3 times in a row though. I mean, he's the most dangerous guy who's ever
Wow.
got a 3-fight skid ever.
They just
Yeah.
put a rocket
Ever.
ship on Sugar's backpack. Wow.
Peter Yan's-
He's fighting for the title now. He's
Yan-
fighting the winner
yeah.
of the TJ Aljamain.
100%.
Guaranteed.
He has to.
Guaranteed.
That's all he needed was the legitimate fight. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Just to put him over the edge.
He comes
made
out
my
the,
day.
He was huffing in the second, dude. He came
Yeah.
out in the third and put it on him like
He
that.
did. He pieced him up.
What
Great
a
boxing.
fucking savage, dude.
Wow.
He used his length, his distance, his footwork.
Yeah.
And then it's great because, I mean, he had that long jab that was just snaking out like a tongue. And
Yeah.
bop, 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 but then it would line up and he kept his eyes open for that right hand.
Yeah.
What'd you
Yeah,
say,
left
Jen?
hand, right hand, back.
Sean said he didn't know if he won. He has to rewatch the fight. He said he took him somewhere he's never been before.
That's exactly, if you're a Sugar Sean fan, that's exactly what you want. You want a
Yep.
tough fight. You don't want him to go in there and start him because we're not going to learn anything about Sugar. You want him, and this is what we wanted at the Pedro Munoz fight we didn't get. So you see the real
Yep.
nitty gritty of Sugar Sean, and
What's
he
he-
passed the test.
What's he
said
built
was
out of?
surprised at the amount of wrestling.
Wow, really? Of course he's going to wrestle you, dude.
Never really hurt, but a little rocked once.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I think he just got rocked the one time in the second round.
Wow.
Dude.
Other than that, the shots, I mean, he caught him with good shots, but I don't think any of them really hurt.
Nothing was more devastating than
Amount.
that knee.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
by far the biggest moment in the fight.
I feel a little bit sick for Peter Yan given the last 3 fights, how they gone for him.
Oh, wow, I don't-
Like the 100
But
best.
this one, legitimately, at least,
yeah.
he
Is
did
legit.
lose this one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think the first 2 that he lost on the skid, we can make arguments about.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. I'm telling you, he's
Dude.
going to be the talk of UFC 280 no matter what happens.
Get Yan a win and then let him win the title and let's do the rematch 5 rounds
He
for
said
the
he
for
wants
the
to
belt.
watch the fight back to see if he deserves a title shot. Says he thinks people want him to fight for it.
You know who's
I
that?
guarantee you, listen, he has no say in the matter.
I was just gonna say, yeah,
here's
yeah.
the UFC gave him the number 1 guy, and Peter Yan was his biggest test. The issue now, if you're a Sugar Sean fan, is he fights the winner of TJ and Aljamain. The only caveat where you could see Peter Yan win that fight was grappling was his issue. You know who's a better grappler than Peter Yan? TJ and Aljamain. I mean, there's debate whether Aljamain's better, but against Sugar, Aljamain's going to be a problem for him. So is TJ as far as the wrestling goes. Jesus Christ!
Dude, I gotta check my bets. What's up, fellas? I gotta check my bets because I got parlays with Sean that are. I can't believe you
Yes!
won that fight. Dude,
What a big win, USA. USA.
That-
Anyone's going for Peter Yan in here, you're goddamn terrorist.
I thought, hey, proven commodity. And,
Yeah,
I'll
I'm with
stick
you,
by
man.
that. You know what I mean? Like,
There's just some questions we need answered.
But
He answered them.
That's a perfect example though. Like when I was trying to handicap this fight, TJ and the main event, you're like, I don't fucking know, man.
yeah.
Like all three of them are impossible.
Ugh.
Oh my
They're doing
god.
shoeys.
He's
Now,
spitting it.
I did a shoey with him, and it's disgusting.
Did they spit in it first
They
like
sure
that?
did. Him and Pedro Tyson spit in it.
Ugh.
Oh! I thought that was the...
Yeah,
I mean,
I
I'm
thought the same
a
thing
big
for-
Tai Tuivasa fan. I was at 271 when he starched Derek Lewis at that elbow. That was bananas. He came out to Spice Girls and then
Korean
starched D.
Zombie
Lewis in his
looking fly.
hometown with an elbow.
Boy, what a bunch of fights. I'll tell you what, I'm curious. You know, USADA would let us know, but I bet you these boys are an alpha brain. Listen, I'm talking about Onnit's, the best nootropic on the planet. They got that Alpha Brain. If you haven't heard of it, Alpha Brain is caffeine free. And here's how confident On is about their Alpha Brain product. You can pick it up at Walmart if you want to go to Walmart, but you don't need to go there. If you go to onnit.com/CFC, all right, onnit.com/CFC, you save 10% off the best nootropic on the planet. Or you can pick it up at Walmart, but definitely use that promo code to help your boy out. Get the best nootropic on the planet. They're so confident in how good this nootropic is. It's money back guarantee. If you don't like it, no return necessary. You keep it. They give you your money back, but I guarantee you're going to like it. Alpha Brain, the only nootropic you should be using on the planet. Get your mind right. Get in the zone. 2 little pills. You're in the zone. Next thing you know, you're making moves like Steve Jobs. You can go to onnit.com/CFC. You save 10% off all supplements and workout gear at onnit.com/CFC. Get you some Alpha Brain, the best nootropic on the planet, baby. Wow, what a freaking win for Sugar Sean.
I can't believe that going into the third round.
Nuts.
Who's picking him going into the third round?
Not me. Because I thought Peter Yan was coming out like a banshee, but
Yeah.
Apparently through the punches, and then the knee in the third was a big deal. Wore Peter Yan out. Wow.
Those long guys like O'Malley, when they throw a knee up the gut like that, it just looks like it's. I'm jealous of his ability to, like, he's so fucking long. It looks like he's gonna decapitate someone with that thing. And all he did was split his face open.
Man. Yeah, Peter Yan was bleeding, man. What is this?
What do you do with Yan? You have so let's say matter of fact, I think Yan, you just have him fight whoever loses this fight, regardless.
You'd have Yan fight TJ if you were to lose. That's a great fight.
Yeah.
And then, listen, Sugar's like, I don't know if I deserve it. Cool, dude. You're fighting the winner of Aljamain
For sure.
TJ. There's the only reason they're not. They want you to be the champion. That the only reason they gave you Peter Yan is because you're this massive star, and you're ranked 11, you get the number 1 guy. The only option is the title shot.
Yep.
There's going to be a fucking rocket on the back of his back now, and the UFC is going to put him into a stratosphere that we haven't seen before.
Yeah.
And to be honest, we needed it.
100%, dude.
Guys,
and a fight
guys like
that,
you and me, we needed this.
We needed it, dude.
We need somebody to talk about.
We
Who's
needed it.
American, who people can relate to. He has fucking pink hair. God bless him.
Anyone like that?
Oh, yes.
Come on.
He answered all questions.
Yeah.
You think the kid can fight now?
It's better than if he starched him, I think, honestly.
Agree. It answers way more questions. Yeah. And I'm hesitant to co-sign a guy until I see him really face some adversity, because we haven't seen Sugar.
Yeah.
They tried it. They tried the Cheeto fight, right? His leg gave out. They tried it in the Pedro Munoz fight. That didn't happen.
Yeah.
Now you got TJ Dillashaw, Aljamain Sterling. The winner of this gets to fight the biggest star in bantamweight history.
Do you know how much
Sugar?
Do you know how much money this fight just became for them?
That's what I'm saying.
Belt with pay-per-view points
That's what I'm
against
saying.
fucking O'Malley. They just threw $3 million in the middle of that thing, dude.
Big boy fight.
Yeah.
Big boy. I love how Sugar Sean's like, I need to see if I deserve a title shot. It don't matter,
Yeah.
Daddy. You're getting it no matter what.
You couldn't
gotta
talk your way
plan
out of
here.
it. You couldn't talk your way out
and
of it.
TJ for Sugar, all the shit talk. Oh my God, sign me up.
Give it to me, dude. And
Now let me ask you this: let's say who is a tougher of a matchup for Sugar Sean? Peter Yan, TJ Dillashaw, or Aljamain? They're all fucking
Aljamain.
tough. I think TJ.
You think
with
so?
his movement.
I just think Aljamain.
I think Aljamain is going to shoot on him quicker. I think
take his
TJ
back
stays up
and
there, and I think what
plays
we
the
saw
game a little bit on the
stand-up, I
feet a
think,
little more.
I think the length and power that.
Here's the thing for Sugar, and he passed the test, but none of them are easy fights. Like there's
No,
no walk
No.
in the park for him. Those days are over.
But those big lanky guys, when they got a bunch of advantages on the ground, they also have disadvantages with a big ass fucking neck. And Aljamain strangled Sandhagen in 2 seconds when he got his back.
True.
Yeah.
You get your back, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Unless you're Peter Yan. He had his back for literally
it's not
30
Peter Yan.
minutes.
That's because Jan's built like me. You just go like this.
Yeah.
Neck
Strong
gone.
man.
Man, Sugar winning made my freaking day.
That was
It gave me all the energy.
amazing.
Because I did not think he was going to win that fight.
Neither did I, and I definitely didn't think he was going to win after that second round.
Yeah, I thought he was going to be in trouble, man. I was like,
Yeah.
oh,
I thought
man.
Peter Yan was
Yeah.
because
Because I
like
gave
a
Peter Yan
banshee.
the second round, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? And I was like, oh, man, the way he's
Yeah.
making it, I'm like, oh.
See,
Yeah.
I had it because I always sway more towards the takedown. So I had it 2-0 going that third round. But when Kevin Iole, who I respect so much, then you two, was giving him to Sugar, I'm like, oh, maybe he might do it.
Dude, I was 50-50 on the first round. I really was.
First round could have went either way.
Man, maybe Sean?
I just didn't think the takedown counts for anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just really don't. I think the judges are starting to see it that way, too. It can't just be a takedown competition. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't do anything with it.
If you don't do nothing with it, it don't count. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you don't land nothing, you don't do anything of significant, you don't cause any damage, no panic. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And the other guy, it's like, well, what did you really do? You took
That's
him down,
fair.
all right, cool, you know?
A lot of times I notice.
Now, if nothing else happens, there's
Yeah,
a take-
sure.
all right,
Score
well,
that.
yeah, there's a
That's the only thing
Yeah.
that happened.
Yeah,
most
okay,
time,
well,
I
you
think.
guys both, you did nothing.
But
Yeah.
Sugar rocking him,
Yeah.
twice, and then with the knee, which
Yeah.
was the most devastating
Yeah.
blow of the match, I give it to Sugar. And it should have been 5 rounds, to be honest.
It should have been.
And I think
It
Sugar
will be
would-
next time.
I think Sugar could have finished him as 5 rounds.
I think so, too. It would have been the opposite of my thought process
Yes.
leading up to it.
Me too.
You know what I mean? I'd have been like, oh, no, 5 rounds is the
That's
worst
what's the
idea.
Yeah.
Now I'm sitting there going, oh, shit.
I know.
5 rounds would actually would have weighed in
Could've
his
used
favor.
that. I
Dude,
know.
he can be that exhausted and he can go sit on a chair for a minute and come out solid.
Yeah.
Like, to recover like that.
That's why
Very
UFC is the
impressive.
best sport in the world, man. It's just there's all these like outliers. You never know who's going to show up. You
Yep.
never know what's going to happen. NFL, NBA kind of know what's going to happen. Here, no way, dude.
Dude, and man.
Ah, it made
O'Malley,
my
like,
day.
and Sometimes when I'm the first time I watch a fight, like when I watch a fight live, if I'm really emotionally invested in one of the guys winning, I notice that I lean towards interpreting it as the other guy winning. Just I think like I'm like just out of anxiety, you know.
Yeah.
That's why I think it just every time Jan would land, I'm like, oh fuck. I felt like he's gonna knock him out, but
Yeah, well, the only Jan really, I mean, from what we saw here, I only saw one shot really hurt O'Malley.
that was a big shot.
It was a big shot.
Big shot.
Yeah. But all the other ones, I mean, it caught
Agree.
him, moved him, but like they weren't devastating. You
Yeah.
know? And there was several shots from O'Malley that hurt
Yeah.
Peter. You know what I mean?
Your boys
had him rocking and then moving
Agreed.
backwards.
Yeah.
And then
You know,
also-
and I've never seen Peter ever get hit.
Yeah.
Also
hurt,
open him up.
and then actually run back. I mean,
Yeah.
back away. Oh
Yep.
shit!
Yeah.
He's like it's the
That's
first time
true.
I've
He
seen
was
it.
he was hurt
multiple times.
at least 2 times where he,
Yep.
yeah.
The knee hurt him, and the left hand hurt him. That I can just, you know,
Yeah.
and those are winning things in the round. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
all right, well, what happened that round? Well, so got rocked. I'm like, all right, well,
God, we still got 2 big boy
Dude.
fights.
And you know-
we got 2 title lines.
Dude, TJ shows up, dude.
He never misses.
Like
Yeah.
he shows when it's
Savage.
big fight, he fucking shows up.
Come on, TJ.
Let's
now
do
I'm
this
2
one
for
time.
1 on my picks. 2 out of 3 ain't bad in this sport.
Dude, I gotta check my
Sean
parlays 'cause
Brady
I
was the
definitely
one
parlayed
caveat there.
O'Malley.
Any favorites going into this TJ Aljamain fight? Frank?
I got TJ.
Yeah, I got TJ
Yeah.
too. Jesse?
TJ.
TJ all around here. Big TJ
But I'm
fans.
definitely very much rooting
I just
for TJ.
The only caveat
so-
here is TJ's just not as active as you'd want.
Yeah.
But
The other thing that no one's really talking about too is like he's coming back off reconstructive knee surgery. Like he did get his ligaments torn in his last fight.
against Corey Sandhagen,
Yeah.
powerful Dwayne.
I'm
Ludwig.
sure he's fine. I'm sure he,
Oh, he's a night. Yeah,
Did
and
whatever he
also
had to do.
because the advancement in technology with when you tear your ACL, MCL, it ain't shit now.
Really?
Like, no, NFL running backs used to be a career ender. Now they're bouncing back 6 months later, stronger, faster than ever.
Ever since Adrian Peterson was the first one, everyone's all, "What the fuck's he doing?"
Yep.
Yeah.
Come on, TJ.
I remember like the guy who did I think it was Adrian Peterson and then also did Kobe's Achilles.
right, yeah.
Francis went to see that guy before his Cyril fight, and the guy did he's like the top. He was like, he can't fight, dude. Like, he can't fucking fight. And then Francis went and fought anyway, and he won.
Nuts.
Yeah,
Yeah, the UFC sends all their top boys to that guy.
I think
Because-
that one was someone that like Markel and them brought to external.
Yep.
It was like the UFC guy. They're all, hey man, you're clear. Like you're fine. Just go ahead and fight. We're gonna bury you underneath a.
Yeah.
Come on, TJ.
Let's go. He looks calm.
Yeah, he's been here before. I mean,
Yeah.
they both have been. Such a good fight.
Yeah. That's the other thing about this fight too. Like you said, like these guys have both been in these massive 5-round title fights, multiple, not one, multiple.
It's all
Where
TJ
Islam
knows.
is his first one.
Correct. And the knock on him is he doesn't show up to his full potential when there's that many eyeballs on him.
Islam?
Yeah. Like in training, they're like, dude, we've never seen anything like it. He hasn't adapted that. Like the bigger the stage, he kind of shuts down a little bit. So there's something to be said about that.
Yeah. Gamers.
Yeah, exactly.
Some
And-
guys can show up game day, some guys can't.
Yeah. I bet you there's a correlation between guys that don't like where you stick a microphone in front of them and they're kind of like, I would rather not be doing this, and huge fights in front of a bunch of people. It's kind of the same thing.
Well, it's like Khabib, if he has that legendary line where Islam is his first main event. When you know this better than anybody. When you're in the main event, you got to do more press. You got to sell the card. So he's doing 30 interviews in a row, and he's sitting there and it's behind the scenes. I think he was on UFC Embedded, and he's like, "Oh man, I'm so sick of this. I don't want to do anymore." And Khabib goes, "Oh, this is easy, my friend. Just lose. This all goes away. If you don't want to do it, just lose tonight.
great.
He goes, lose tomorrow night. All this goes away. It's very easy, my friend. Just lose. All you gotta do is lose, and this all goes away."
Fucking great
And Islam's
coach,
like, "You're
man.
right, man. All right, I'll throw."
Damn,
Yeah.
he put
Great
in respect.
coach,
Yeah,
right?
he's like, just lose. This goes away. If you don't like it, just lose the fight tomorrow night.
It all goes away.
That's interesting. I hadn't really thought about. I wonder what their dynamic between those two is like, because they were pupils together for so long, and then now Khabib's kind of coaching.
We're talking about
and
two
it's like-
different guys, though. I think it's unfair to Islam where he's next to Khabib, and even Islam's like, I'm not Khabib. I'm a different thing.
Yeah.
Like, he does some things better than Khabib.
He does.
His
Well,
stand-up's
striking.
better. His movement's better.
far, yeah.
By far.
Yeah.
Khabib's ground and pound's more vicious.
Oh, yeah.
Khabib's trying to break you. I
think
think
also
Islam's
Islam's-
submissions are better.
You know what? I don't know. I think actually Khabib's might be a little. I don't know. But
That
I think-
inverted triangle Khabib
Yeah.
on Gaethje was fucking.
Yeah. You know, so, but I do think actually Islam's takedowns are better. Like I think sometimes Khabib's takedowns are from determination and balls and guts. You know,
Yep.
like there's times like he's taking some shots and I'm like, that's not a great shot. You know
Yep.
what I mean? Head down, arms up.
Yeah.
But he finishes them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
He makes it
he
happen.
has that belief in himself that I'm going to finish the shot and I'm going to make it happen. You know what I mean? Whereas Islam is much more technical, I think, with his wrestling.
When
Yeah,
when
fair.
Khabib fought Conor, who were you guys rooting for?
Conor. I never rooted against Conor.
I've never rooted against Conor. But
Khabib.
Yeah, I think most people had Khabib. I was rooting for
That was the last
I
time,
was
yeah.
rooting for
But you
Conor,
know what,
but
though?
tough fight.
Conor did much better than I expected to do. In fact,
He did the
that's
best out of
why when
anybody.
people are talking about Paddy fighting, grappling, I'm like, bro, it took 4 rounds for one of the best grapplers in the world in MMA to get Conor and finish him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He took him down and couldn't do much with him. You know what I mean? Like, in fact, in the 3rd round, you even see, I think, Khabib kind of panic a little bit.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, I was sitting there, I could sit there and go, whoa. Like, because, Conor's takedown defense, and even when he got taken down, his ability to control wrist and frame.
And walked to the cage.
Yeah, he did a
dude.
lot of good
He
stuff.
had more success against Khabib than anybody.
Right. And I think
great,
Khabib
but-
actually, like, he stopped Khabib's ground and pound better than anybody has.
Agreed.
You know, I'm sitting there going, wow, guys. Because everybody goes, oh, he's winning. I'm all, you're right, but he's not winning how he thinks he's
not
winning.
dominating.
And there's doubt going in his mind right now.
And
you know?
here's the other thing. I know I'm a big Conor dick rider. The other thing, Conor really didn't train for that fight.
That's what that's impressive.
is that true? Like,
Yeah.
That's massive. Because he did phenomenal in the fight. He did.
Yeah, he
so
did.
that's why when anybody talk about, oh, we'll just take, I'm like, guys, Conor, like, it's not that easy.
No, no.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
he
and
was
then
that reckless. Like he didn't like his camp was.
Not a proper camp. No, he's dealing with shit. Yeah.
I was just saying,
Part
not
of-
out of choice, but more of just
You know,
personal
just-
stuff.
yeah.
He had just made $100 million.
Yeah.
But, there's other stuff, I'm sure.
Yeah. There's other shit going on.
Party hard, man.
Yeah,
Party hard,
Kudos to
dude.
him. Did you
Celebrate.
now, Frank? When you in your like heyday, I'm talking the Frank Mir days, the legend of the UFC, the face of the UFC. Were you ever get big headed and go out and party before big fights?
No.
You were always
never,
disciplined.
No.
Your dad probably wouldn't let
Yeah,
you.
my
Huh?
father,
Yeah,
yeah.
your
And
dad.
then,
You know, his dad was his coach.
And
yes.
luckily, too, I got
nice.
married at a young age, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
like, having a wife at home to kind of answer. I think sometimes when you have the type of personality that I have, I kind of need somebody who's kind of like, hey, like.
Yeah. You're not.
I need someone to be there when I open up the door at 4 in the morning. Like, where have you been? Or, 4 in the afternoon. From the next night.
Yeah.
You're
What are you
fighting
doing?
Tim Sylvia in 2
Yeah,
weeks.
let's not do that. You know what I mean? This probably wasn't the best idea. So.
Dude, one of my favorite moments ever from anyone's career was in yours when you kicked the pills and you said
Yeah.
beforehand where you were like, I'm fucking bad, because I knew what that's like, and I was
Yeah.
like, I could just see, I was
What,
like,
prescription pills? Like that's
Yeah,
the kind of
struggled bad.
Yeah, I like it
And I
myself.
remember looking at you
like
in the
it myself.
interview.
You know what, though? And
Do you still have them?
What? No, I avoid them like the plague.
Yeah, me
Sometimes-
too.
But I have surgeries and stuff, so I still have a lot. I'd be lying to you to say that I haven't. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, me too.
But like, it's a battle constantly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
because also too, I live in a world where surgeries, injuries. You have a doctor go, hey man, like if you want to sleep
Yeah.
tonight, you know what I mean? Like, what are you gonna do?
we just replaced your neck.
Yeah, or you know what I mean? Go to Disneyland with the kids. You know what I mean? I'm sitting there going, well, I can, I don't
Be
want-
miserable
I don't
and walk
want a
around the stupid
fucking
park.
wheelchair
Yeah.
pushing me around. I refuse
Yeah,
to be
yeah.
in a scooter. So then I'm sitting there like on a cane. I'm sitting there going, and then my personality. Then it's like, well, I'm a miserable asshole right now. I'm not enjoying myself. Or I could take this pill. And
Everything
but
will be
this is
perfect.
The problem is that if I could just take 1 or 2, but that's what suckers me in. I will for a little while. I'll do 1 or 2 and just 1 or 2.
I know we always overdo it.
Right? And then all of a sudden it's like, well, fuck it, 4.
Just today.
10. And then all of a sudden before you know it, it's like, all right, well, now you're doing like 20 a day. It's like,
I
the
know,
good thing is actually,
yeah.
like, I know you talk with the company that here is Kratom. I do my own. It's a different, but Kratom itself has really helped.
Agree.
Yeah,
Yeah,
me too.
Kratom is
Yep.
phenomenal. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I know the big pharma tries to badmouth it, but like, they're not, there's no one's ODing on Kratom at the
No,
hospitals.
correct.
If you take more than you're supposed to, you just
You
feel
vomit.
sick.
Yeah,
You vomit.
yeah,
I've
you're
actually,
sick.
my friends
Yeah,
have
me
taken
too.
too much. You vomit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So like, or you have to go and get Narcan in your nose, or you do what? 400,000 people this year have died from opiate overdose.
Someone's Narcan from not
Narcan?
from Kratom. You're saying from the other shit, like
No,
Captain
from the
Narcan.
other shit.
Oh, yeah, the other never
No,
kratom.
kratom, you're not
Yeah.
worry about. You're gonna.
But to
vomit.
that point, with those painkillers like codeine and all that stuff, like
No, it
the
feels
way
awesome
we're
not to
wired,
get-
it's like, well, 2 feels good. You know what you feel better than 2? 4.
Yeah, dude.
And
I
then
don't
you
do
use the
anything in
4, and you're like,
moderation.
Yeah.
me neither.
No, man, it's just not. You're not the kind of guy that goes and fights fucking lions, and you're a moderate guy. Like,
Yeah.
Hey, you know what would be sensible? I'm like, what makes you think I'm a sensible motherfucker? Like,
Yeah.
What
Dude,
part
yeah.
of me
Do I
read
look-
sensible? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I had this talk with Segura because he had this. We're big car guys. I have this Porsche GT2 RS, and I tuned it, which is you shouldn't touch that car because there comes like a Banshee. And Tom had the Porsche guy on, and Tom's like, I have this buddy, and he has a GT2 RS. And the guy's like, oh, one of the best cars you can have. He's like, he tuned. He's like, why the fuck would he do it? Tom's like, I don't know. So I called Tom, like, dude, I do it because I don't do anything normal. Like, if there's any wiggle room, I'm gonna take it. Here we go.
Oh,
Here
man.
we go. And they're both
Whoa.
high.
Both of
pace.
them are like, oh, you're gonna
High
put the
pace.
pace on me?
Dude, this card's been freaking good. A lot of leg kicks. Somebody's about to get dropped.
Yeah.
These boys are pretty reckless. Oh wow. I
What
don't like
knee
that.
was it that he ripped?
What'd you say?
What knee did he rip? Left or right? Do we know?
Left knee.
Left
Oh,
knee.
look at him going for the dude. He is a back hunter.
Yep. I didn't like when he had his leg there. TJ was going for the punch. Oh, what? TJ's face is grimacing there.
Oh shit, he's hurt, dude.
Could he have blown his knee?
Yeah.
Where he had one leg up?
He's hurt, dude.
Oh fuck, he's
Fight's
hurt.
over. He's
Oh
not
wow,
really
that's.
fishing out the right way.
Oh no.
I think he's injured, dude.
Oh
I think he-
no.
That could have been the worst thing for a guy. I know they might. If you pick my foot, I'm out. Or just jump to your ass. You know what I mean? He shouldn't have bounced around and fought.
Boy,
Wonder what he's
this is
got-
worst
I
case
don't
scenario
see
for
what-
TJ.
This is the worst spot you could be
Yeah.
Yeah,
in.
mount.
You're
and
in
then-
mount with your head against the cage.
Dry with 4 minutes left.
And then you know if you turn
Dry with 4 minutes.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
It's
And-
like,
and you
let's
know-
name the shit we don't want to have happen. Like, I think we just marked them all.
yeah, dude. By far worst case scenario. For
Yeah, and now
TJ.
he's getting almost in a gift wrap.
And then you know if you give him
With
the
an-
back, that's his specialty.
And with an undisclosed injury, also
Yeah.
most likely.
Yeah, when his face is grimacing, that is not good.
yeah,
God, look
Yeah,
at
if
look at how game he is, though,
the
dude.
fight's over with.
Boy, he is really lighting him up.
Yeah, this is.
If
not-
somehow he comes through this, he's,
To be honest, I would give
man.
my back here. I would give my back and take
Yeah.
my chances.
They're stopping it.
Boy, I think TJ has a really bad injury. This is not TJ.
Aljamain gets a body triangle on you, you ain't going fucking nowhere.
My God, he's beating the shit.
And he's
out of him.
flattened him out. Like there's nowhere for him to go.
He just needs to drop
See, I'll
it.
give
there
my
you go,
back
there you
there.
go.
See, I'd rather have this than
Yeah, I
put it
think
out
so.
because they're about to stop the fight.
But now
Does
he's
he
got-
have it?
No. But now he's gonna have to fight this for 3 fucking
3 minutes, your jaw just getting torqued on.
You know what though? At least it's off his ribs a little bit.
That's
The
what
body
I'm saying.
triangle. But the mount driving down, he was
Nothing worse.
totally
Worse-
smushing
yeah,
his frame,
worse.
his diaphragm.
I'd much rather be here.
This dude Matt that I train with takes my back fucking 100% of the time when I roll with him. And
Shout out to Matt.
dude. Shout out to Matt.
He's got good elbow control.
He cross-faced choked me this week where I literally tapped because I thought he was gonna pop my fake teeth out of my head.
Man. Oh, he has. Oh,
Oh.
man, TJ, I keep giving my back and hand fighting.
He could.
Oh,
get
go,
you
go,
out.
go, go!
Yep. I
Go,
was saying,
TJ,
because
turn
it's a
into
triangle.
it!
When a guy has a body triangle like that, that's the only thing that sometimes if the guy goes a bump, you end up getting put to your back because now you can't remove the triangle. So it's almost kind of like you're too attached to him. Great, but if he rotates too hard and leg slips, then you're on bottom.
So explain that to me. How do like
So like
if
right
someone,
here, see
someone
right now,
has me in a
if
body
he
triangle,
goes
what
in
do I
a body
do?
triangle right now here,
Yeah.
see how he's pushing him down? He actually threw him to his ribs. If he can cut his left arm across as he's pushing and he gets that elbow in there, then he's on top and mount. Inside his close guard.
Inside of the
Yep.
inside his legs.
Yep. So what I want to do with a triangle, what I do, anybody ever body triangles, I turn and pull the knee. So instead of I don't want your shin across my ribs, right? Like see how the
Yeah.
shin right there.
Yeah.
Controlling
So
your
like
breathing.
my right hand would grab his knee
And
pull
pull
and twist
Towards
So
his-
now
towards his
now
ankle.
you can't choke me because now I'm shoulder
side,
on you.
yeah.
We're off. But see how like right the body if that leg that's the triangling leg, across the body. See how it's there locked? He needs to grab the ribs and turn.
So
Turn.
you're-
Put
so you
both feet
pull-
flat on the ground and rotate up towards. He's turning the wrong way.
Something's going on with
So when you
TJ.
say pull, you're
He's
talking
moving slow.
take the knee and pull it in the direction of the ankle.
Yes.
lock.
And then turn away from it. So that way you're pulling the knee from the side of
that
you,
way.
almost center line, so that I can make it to where our backs are not even. I don't want my back against your chest. I want my shoulder against your chest so you can't choke me. Wow.
Back to-
Wow, dude.
and he's exhausted, and Aljamain's coming like a Tasmanian devil. Something's going on with TJ.
Yeah, what
The
was
way
that
he's
face
moving.
he was making?
I don't know, but his movement's all
I
messed
mean, he
up.
fought.
Well, I mean, he
he
could
fought
be just
4
gassed.
rounds with torn ACL in his last fight. So, God, Aljamain is a fucking monster on the ground, dude.
Tasmanian devil, dude. Oh, let's see. It could be
But
a
I
pro-
mean,
it could be a problem for
psychologically, I
Sugar,
got to be.
too.
There's a flip side of this. Aljamain in his brain thought this fight was over with.
Yeah.
I just said the fight was over with.
Yeah.
If
It
this-
was
you know
not
what I mean?
looking good.
It was not looking good. That's
He
what I was
could go back
supposed
to the stool like, Jesus Christ, can like,
Yeah, the guy survived that. Oh my God, you know what I mean? Like I've been there before. You throw something, your Sunday best at somebody, and they're still standing there.
Yeah.
It can kind of hurt you a little bit. You're like, oh shit,
Dude, you
know
hit a
what
guy with every single thing you have right on his chin, and he just looks at you.
I guess on the official broadcast, they said
Oh.
his shoulder's out. His left shoulder's out. See his
Oh
shoulder?
shit, it is.
See his shoulder right now?
He is a fucking savage, dude.
Man, just
He just did
injury
all
after
that with a
injury.
dislocated.
Yeah.
Wow.
Savage. Now, are
they
they
get
going
it
to
back
pop
in?
it back in?
What a fucking animal, dude. It's in. Holy shit, dude.
The chance of that thing coming out, it's pretty
He,
good.
they just popped it back in.
Yeah, you might have an AC separation too. AC joint right there where your clavicle hooks to the shoulder. I've sprained that before, and it
Not
is
fun.
a
Yeah.
painful thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you play football,
Yeah,
you pretty
the
much
worst.
everybody's done it. You know what I mean? Like it is awful.
Did they show when he did it here?
It's going to be here. He's going to land on his shoulder, I bet.
Yeah, I bet you're right.
See, I hate how
Maybe
he was
with a
still-
handout. That's what did it. See,
Oh, and that's when he's
No,
grimacing?
no.
No, it didn't look like it. Oh,
No.
but he did get up
yeah.
kind of.
Is it back in?
it has to be. He's moving
Yeah.
it around. He was holding it strange when he got up from that.
Yeah.
Wow. So
God,
you just
how
survived
bored
with
is Steve
one arm.
Harvey?
Damn.
Holy shit. Look at
What
him.
a fucking
Holy shit.
savage.
Yo,
Dude,
that is
hey,
a tough
hey
human
TJ,
being.
do me a
That's-
favor. Fight Corey Sandhagen, number 2 in the world, and then blow out your knee, and then try and win that fight. And then also fight for the biggest fight in your life with one arm.
Yeah, against a dude who takes
He
people's
had his
back and
back
strangles them
with
for-
one arm.
Yeah, one arm.
God damn, dude. It's
Was he
just-
defending all of that with one arm?
Yes.
Like his left arm never, he couldn't do anything?
Oh!
Well, I think his arm was in there, but he couldn't have had full strength.
No way.
Unreal, dude.
And survived that?
That was a
Man, now
beautiful
he's
step back.
lunging. God dang it.
That is
All he
a-
has is that right hand. He doesn't want to throw out his left.
That's a game-bred human right there.
Yeah, if
He
I'm
was
out.
only throwing one.
And
arm.
Aljamain
knows it, he's gonna take him down.
slows down every single round, dude. Like he's best in the first, not quite as good as the second. He slows down.
But look at TJ's lunging in because he's trying to get power generated off it. Jesus Christ.
This is a huge grappling advantage, dude.
Oh, yeah, one arm? Look at that shoulder, dude.
Does it look like it's out again?
Yeah, it does. That and lost
Well, he's
the way
framing on it
he
pretty
was
good.
Yeah.
the way he was punching was
Yeah,
insane
you know,
for
he-
TJ.
Yeah.
And he's not
He's
not
holding it
grimacing
tight.
this time.
It must be hurting. He's holding it tight, and then he was just lunging with the right, and he got taken down. Damn. Here's the thing: this game plan against Sugar Sean's gonna be tough, man. You know,
Jesus.
tough.
Yeah.
with this grappling.
Yeah, Sean's gonna have to make some.
It's
adjustments.
fucking. It's
And if
crazy.
you're Aljamain, you're calling Sugar out, right?
Oh,
That's
100%.
the
Sure.
money for-
You don't want the guy to get any better.
No.
You know
Yeah,
what I
you're
mean?
like,
You gotta
give
like
me,
him
yeah,
now.
give me
Yeah.
that money.
100%.
Give him now. I
Give me
mean,
that money.
Give me. He has all the attention you need.
Yeah.
And, you know, he's only gonna get better every fight, right?
Yeah. Man,
God, how
this is
good
a
is
nightmare
Aljamain?
for O'Malley though. This fight because
No, this isn't a good fight for him.
yeah.
Not from what I'm seeing, because he's not even gonna have a length advantage on Sterling, and then the takedown. Sterling just keep putting him on his back.
Yeah.
Sterling's explosive.
'Cause you
and
gotta
he
figure-
gained the distance.
And
Yeah.
O'Malley has those long limbs, and like you said,
Yeah.
hey, offensively that's great for submissions. Defensively, it's
Defensively,
horrible. You know
yes.
what I mean? Like
Lot
some of the
of
hardest
room.
guys I've ever. There's a guy named Mike Whitehead I used to roll with. I remember
remember
one
him.
time, Yeah, one time sat down. Me and Dreiser were talking, and I was frustrated. I couldn't tap him. You know what I mean? And usually I could tap most people, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there going, man, I cannot get this mofo. You know what's going on? And Dreiser goes, who? I'm like, well, Whitehead. He's all. Bro, no one's tapped him. Get out of here. I'm like, really? You can't tap him either? He goes, no. He goes, I had his back. He put both his hands down and pulled my feet out. Like,
Yeah,
he
he's
reached
built-
down both
he-
hands. He goes, no one does that to me. I'm like, oh, okay, I don't feel so bad.
Yeah.
But he was built like a
Drysdale
fire
is a
hydrant.
mon-
You
Yeah,
know?
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
He's like-
he just, like, what's your neck defense? He goes, turtle.
Yeah, he's like, don't have neck.
Yeah, he's like, don't have a neck.
Yeah, my Whitehead was a monster.
Yeah, in the gym,
Yeah.
monster. World beater.
He just couldn't translate that to
No,
the
never,
the
never,
lights
never,
when the lights
never
were bright.
quite the
Yeah.
same. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, he had some good fights.
Yeah.
But for the most part, no. There was some times where it's like, man, You know, I mean, who knows? I mean, also too, the guy would cut 70 pounds sometimes 6 weeks before a fight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Not for nothing, Chael may or may not have said that about you to me.
Yeah.
You were the nastiest dude in the gym.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Yeah, me and Chael had some freaking fights, man.
Dude, TJ is.
I'd like to see Chael fight again.
He said he might fight Tito. It sounds like.
Yeah, we are in discussions now for the Freedom Fight Night. So
Oh, really?
It'll be our first show coming out with the United Fight League with the Harrison.
Oh, Chael and Tito would be with you guys?
Yeah.
Awesome.
We're just trying to figure out a way to make it, work for everybody.
I messaged him and was like, dude, if you go in there with a bunch of jokes about Jenna Jameson, I was like, that thing sells like a fucking.
Yeah, how do you guys think that would do?
I think it would do great if
Right.
just like Chael's got the biggest YouTube video
Yeah.
or YouTube channel in MMA,
MMA, yeah.
and he's got highlights for days.
Yeah, no, Chael on a mic is
Yeah.
unmatched.
Tito ain't bad either.
Tito's
Tito just needs to play the heel.
Yeah.
I was talking to him about this. Tito needs to play the heel. It's
Embrace
like
it.
WWE. Chael for the first time ever is going to be, the nice guy, but light him up, and Tito just plays the heel,
Yeah.
and this thing's going to sell.
I think so.
And then you put you and your daughter on there.
Yeah, we're talking later on, though. Still,
Yeah.
Me and my daughter will probably be a fight in June.
How old's
cool
your
would that
daughter?
be?
19. It's freshman
Do
college.
you know about his daughter? Wrestles
I've
at
heard
Iowa.
that she's awesome.
Savage.
She's everything I am except for disciplined.
Yeah.
Also
know
better.
what I mean? Like-
also better looking.
Yeah,
we can market that.
Well, yeah.
We can
I'm a
market
pretty
that.
sexy mofo, dude.
I know. I know.
I've made a few men question it.
Yeah. Hashtag no Will Smith here, but you are attractive.
I stand
I'm
in
not
those
flying.
eyes.
I'm not flying you to Hawaii on family vacation. Let you fuck my girl. Okay? But,
Man, that
yeah, your
just-
daughter checks all the boxes, man.
100%.
She's gonna be a
Listen,
superstar.
She has brains.
Have you seen her
physical
fight?
Attribution.
Savage.
No, I heard
savage,
that.
savage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's just vicious.
And then her coaches are her dad and then her grandpa. Yeah, savages.
Yeah, with
Oh, and then she
Drysdale's in
wrestles
there.
at Iowa.
Yeah,
Yeah.
now she's Iowa wrestling coaches. But her wrestling coach too for Gorman was great, Or
Yeah.
Gorman, excuse me, the Bulldog Centennial.
Your son plays football at Gorman, right? Is that right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
linebacker.
Yeah.
How long has she been like personally herself, like self-motivated, all in on it?
Oh, from day one.
Really?
It was me trying to talk her out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Oh, I wouldn't. If I had a daughter, I
When did she
wouldn't.
start?
Well, I
you
wanted to
started
know how to be
training when
martial
she was
artists.
like 3.
Yeah, they're all, I mean,
Yeah.
from the infant, changing
Yeah.
diapers, I put my arm in there, and she's like, wrap her arms around my arms, she'd drive her hips.
Like a little
all
octopus.
The kids,
Yeah.
And also, too, like, our bed had little posts where you can, and I would have the kids that hang on it. They're like 6 months old, and I'm sitting like, Jen, look, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they took it as a game, how
Yeah.
long they could hold themselves. You know?
Yeah.
So from day one, I have a video, in fact, I'll probably search through my phone, where, like, Bella's probably about 5 years old, 6 maybe, and I'm like, where is she? Because she's in the front yard. So we lived in a cul-de-sac at the time. I look out. Bella has 2 duffel bags. She's filled up with shit. She's picking them up and she's sprinting in a circle by herself through the cul-de-sac.
How old is she?
6 years old.
Savage.
Who the fuck even knows that they're supposed to train cardio like that when they're 6?
Dude,
Yeah,
and
her
I was
dad's
looking at-
friend,
well,
man.
and I was kind of talking. I was like, I thought I had one. I'm like, look, Bella, there's not money in the sport for women. You know what I mean? That was before the UFC.
Yeah.
Had taken on the female division. Like, look, Bella, all my kids be martial artists, but let's, I have you in private school for a reason. Go be an engineer. Let's do something like that, And then Ronda Rousey screwed it up for me. I was like, damn it.
Yeah.
Now it's like
she was like,
the
I can't
second
do that.
highest paid female, or female.
Second fight. Yeah.
Fight
UFC.
ever.
Athlete,
Yeah.
is a female. I'm like, well, there goes that. So
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, well, I better go ahead and get on board, or this. What I always say is like, I need to be the captain of the ship, or I can watch it from the dock. You know what I
Correct.
mean?
Yeah.
But this
I'd rather
ship
be
is
the
sailing.
captain.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
I'd rather be
it's
the-
going.
I'd rather be on that boat.
It's leaving
Yeah.
the dock. You know what I mean?
At least I can direct the boat a little bit.
Yeah, I could be there and go, hey, you know what? No, this was a bad idea. It's a good idea. And so, like, Bella, her mom's pretty focused like that, though, better than I am. Very disciplined. If you say, hey, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. Where me, I'm like, the joke I make in the household is like, look, the wheel was invented by smart people. We're lazy. You know what I mean? Like, I always try to think of the easiest way to do stuff.
Yeah.
Like, which, sometimes for a fighter, that's not the best way to do things. Sometimes you have to do things the hard way. Yeah, Bella's.
She takes the hard way.
Yeah, all 3 of my kids. They're like,
Yeah.
yeah. Cage and Ronan, same thing. They lift. In fact, sometimes I got to keep them from, really, people think I play motivator. I actually play protector. Like, even my youngest, we'll be at the gym, and, he's 95 pounds, and he's putting 135 on the deadlift. I'm like, no, there's bumpers for this. And he's, okay, you're allowed to do this for 3 reps. You know what I mean? All of a sudden, he's repping it out 6 times. Like, I've actually had to step on the weights and say,
savage.
stop.
Yeah.
You're going to hurt yourself. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, and all three of them are like that. They're just like,
Your son's what? Is he a sophomore?
Yeah, my son's a sophomore.
The
varsity
school in
linebacker.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, he won state already as a wrestler at 195 for the 4A.
I mean, you're his dad.
These kids are gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome. I like all three of my daughters are in jits, but my oldest, who's 10, is a fucking monster. Like but honestly, it's primarily because during the pandemic when we were locked down and I was working from home, I'm like, oh well, I could take her every single day. She trains 6 days a week, 2 hours a day, the entire year with at Cesar Gracie School. She has ludicrous flexibility,
and she loves it.
And she's got daddy's ability to take punishment, and so she's like, dude, she's nasty. The first tournament I remember the first tournament she fought in, I was like, I have no idea how this is gonna go, because during the pandemic there's no tournaments,
right?
So you don't know what she's gonna do. And she armbarred the chick in 20 seconds, and I literally, dude, I could have, if there would have been no one around, I'd have cried like a baby, dude. Yeah. Like a baby.
It's good to see the kids follow their dreams and
Hey, Case, we asked Mike what TJ's saying.
He's calling out Cejudo, Sugar, Cheeto, and Sandhagen with a bunch of shitty puns.
Aljamain did.
Yeah.
It's gonna be the Sugar fight.
Also asked 50 Cent to put him in power.
I like that.
And he asked Dana for money.
I mean, that was a straight beat down, but I'm curious what TJ's saying, because this is probably, as far as like title aspirations, this is probably it for TJ. I mean, he'll be a perennial top 10 guy, but this is probably end of the road.
Yeah.
Is there a Zamboni outside?
Frank, you have your own school in Vegas, right?
Well, working out a syndicate with John Wood.
Yeah.
Helping out there, but but maybe open up mine eventually in the future. But it's just hard to be a full-time coach. I'm really not. I mean, hell, sometimes I'm syndicate, I'm not there for a month at a time just because
it's a commitment,
other obligations that I'm doing and stuff, and just traveling and whatnot. Especially now with the FFN taking steam, I'm busy there.
Yeah.
When Bella was in town training for fights, it was easier for me because then I would actually sit there and say no to things like, well, no, I'm not gonna, because I'm gonna be there for Bella and then I'm training and stuff, which I don't like to be in the gym and not train. That's why it's hard if you're injured. Like, I'm just not that guy to go to the gym and
no,
hell no.
Yeah.
It's not. I try to be. I tell other people to do that. Hey, if you're hurt, still show up. I end up, every time I'm like sitting there limping around the mat, like, what are you doing? I'm training. Like, what the hell are you doing? I'm like, it's just hard not to.
Trying not to permanently injure myself.
Yeah.
TJ blew a shootout in camp. Oh wow!
Yes.
So he came into the fight with one
syndicate.
Wow.
That's the
Jesus
Instagram
Christ.
where I saw Victor.
Yeah.
Training. And that's Victor's Giselle's coach.
He's not retiring, is he? A lot of injuries are building up for him. The knee, now the shoulder.
He's so fucking sad. But you know what? Aljamain is a monster.
There couldn't be a worse guy to fight when you have a blown out shoulder.
Is Charles Oliveira fighting Islam Makhachev right now? Is this actually happening? This is like actually happening. Look at him, dude. And when he won the title, remember, he was a paper champ. They took an illegal knee. Everyone's all, look at him carrying the belt around. Look at him now, dude.
Yeah, a lot of guys validation on this card. And, Islam's the next guy. No matter what happens to Charles Oliveira, he gets starched in 3 seconds. He's still one of the best to ever do it. He's validated. Islam needs validation. Aljamain needs validation. Sugar Sean needs validation. Bob Muhammad needs the validation, I think.
Dude. But I'm trying to think of who's coming out of this thing shining the brightest.
Sugar, no matter what.
Sugar for sure, but I just mean like versus what their potential was. And Bilal's right there. Sugar for sure.
Sugar, but right. Oh shit! Look at the thick Russian himself, Steven Seagal.
That's his kid next to him.
He's pretty good.
Yeah,
he's all right.
But Volkanovski, they're talking about Volkanovski. The rumor is he gets the next shot at 55.
Yeah. I mean, I think it probably depends on what Chandler does. Like if Chandler does something really fantastic against Dustin, I'm sure they'll give it to him.
Volkanovski would be fun at 55.
That would be really fun.
I actually think Islam, no matter what happens in the fight, I think Islam's a better matchup for Volkanovski. I think Charles Oliveira would be a bit of a more dangerous fight for him.
Think so?
Yeah. Volkanovski was interesting, though. He was talking about, because I was telling him, like, dude, 55, those boys are big. He's like, dude, in my training partners, I don't train with anybody under 170 pounds.
Well, he used to play rugby when he was, what, like 220?
220.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So not only was he 220, but he wasn't like some bodybuilder 220 just
Playing,
pumped up.
yeah, it was athletic.
He's sprinting
220.
around on the field,
And he was
hitting
good.
dudes.
Oh, no, he was like the star of the team, like superstar.
Was he geared up or what?
He didn't say, but he was a superstar too. He wasn't like just a guy on the team. He was He was like the stud. He won like the MVP of the league.
He drops 80
He
pounds.
was, but dude, he was thick. Not like a fun thick. Like his cholesterol was through the roof. Blood pressure probably high. But yeah, he was saying, he was like, dude, he was like, as far as 55, he's like, I'd have to go up to 170 for somebody stronger than me.
He's just so
at
fast,
55,
too,
he's
dude.
like, it's not going to be a problem for me. I was like, all right, dude.
He's so
His
fast.
kicks, he does everything so well.
Yeah.
Is he the number 1 pound for pound like Kamaru lost? I think so.
Probably. Let me look.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, when
Slap contest. Hot promo, Will Smith. You imagine, dude? You play the Fresh Prince song?
dude, I'm telling you, that would be the best investment.
I'm kind of into
Jesus.
this. Oh my God, them boys.
I don't know if
went
I can get behind this, really, dude. It's like,
I don't know, like,
I'm behind it.
like you see that
You
shit?
just want to see, I'm in. Dude.
Did you see the?
Just those slaps got me into it.
Yeah.
Now listen, I don't want a press conference.
Yeah.
I don't need a press conference in Madison Square Garden for these idiots. But
Did you see that phone booth fighting shit that like very recently where they actually had the dudes fighting in a phone booth and went viral on Instagram?
well, that was Russia, right?
Yeah.
You gotta go to the bathroom break?
no. I was looking for the ice.
Oh yeah, I brought it closer to us.
I looked at that and I was like, I mean, violence just for violence sake. Like if I see a video of a fight in the street, I'm all in. Organized violence, all in. But
I wake up and
organized
watch
violence
World Star.
in a phone booth, I'm just kind of like.
Well, Russians are just bored, man. They'll do
Yeah.
the medieval
I like
time
the
shit.
5-on-5 they ever do.
Yeah, I like that.
I actually
That I
want to
like.
do that still.
That I
I'm
like.
Before I go, I'm like, that'd be kind of fun.
Frank, what 5 guys? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we gotta pick 4 buddies.
Yeah,
Here we go, yeah.
4 buddies.
Dude.
Yeah.
Hey, the over-under, they're all, how many broken limbs from this guy against the opponents?
Do you see that? There was one guy. He had one arm. Is Russia clearly because there's no commission. The guy who had one arm, and it was him versus 2 guys. And he just went for one guy, head kicked him, KO'd him. They just carry him out. Then it was 1-on-1. The guy with one arm just beat the shit out of the dude. One arm. Just
Can you
leg
imagine
kicks were
like
savage.
it's you and your buddy, you're all right, well at least there's 2 of us, and he starches your buddy with the first shot, you're all
It's 4 arms to 1.
Yeah, it's like, come on, dude. Fuck. Can you imagine though, you're the one guy gets started by a guy with one arm.
Yeah, and you're
you
like,
get back to the locker room like, what the fuck happened? He's like, dude, he just fucking head kicked me, and then they carted me off.
You left me in there, man.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to, buddy.
It's the one thing we train for.
Yeah,
dude. He has
yeah.
one arm.
I thought he was gonna throw the left, dude. Dude.
Ooh, this
That's
fight.
kind of rough to get your ass beat by a one-armed man.
Yeah, it's
especially when
amazing.
there's 2 of you, right?
Yeah, 2 of you.
Yeah.
No,
That's kind of like a gay porn career. Like you're just gonna move to the Midwest. And
Yeah.
Do you remember there was that
You're
one
going
guy-
into hiding.
Yeah, dude. How does nobody shoot the first time? Like, how do you not get to engage in grappling? He has
true.
one arm.
Yeah. What about there was the dude who was on Contender who has like the like he's got his arm like to here, and so
Yeah.
he could like throw elbows but not the arm. And then people started being like, "Dude, it's an advantage." I was like, "It's an advantage."
What was
Everybody
his
has
name?
a fucking
He
elbow.
fought in
dude.
Bellator.
Like,
I trained with him at Rain.
yeah, he's really good.
He was a stud. He was tough, man.
Yeah.
He was tough. But yeah, he
You know, there was only one time where, like, at first on the surface, I was like, "Guys, stop." There was a wrestler from ASU. Was it Anthony Robles? He won nationals, right?
you got no legs.
One leg, right? It was
One-
both legs. So yeah,
It was either one or both, but his upper body was like a
huge.
huge.
Yeah. He had one leg. So he had
Yeah.
one leg, and the other one was like a birth defect or whatever. So like at first you're like, dude, he has one leg, but then people were like, yo, he's really has like the body of a 170-pound guy fighting guys at 120 pounds.
Oh, because he doesn't have the weight of his leg.
Yeah, but
And then I sat there and thought about it. I was like, oh shit, you're not being a dick. There might be some truth to that.
Oh, dude,
Because
'cause-
at first you're like, dude, he has an advantage. He has
Yeah.
one leg. You know what I mean? But then I'm like, well, no, he has a style. He grabs wrists, controls.
oh, dude, he got a hold of these, but it was
And he's
James
just so
said-
much stronger.
Oh,
than
Yeah,
It's like
and then you can
he's
see
timing knots.
Then I watched the match and like, sure enough, like the guy, you just see his arms versus the other. Like, whoa, yeah, there is a size difference.
Yeah, there's that guy who has no legs who's just dominating because his upper
Then
body is
he's
like a
just- yeah,
heavyweight, but there's
decent.
no lower.
Yeah.
He's fighting at like 115, and just he'd get a hold of these tiny guys, just snap them.
Yeah, and how do you shoot on him? You know what I mean? Like, how do you even score points?
Nick Newell, yeah, he trained at Rain. Yeah, he's a stud.
You
man.
guys just convinced me that having one leg can be an advantage in a grappling exchange, which seems insane.
Right.
Yeah.
At first on the surface,
Yeah.
but when you start taking it into weight category,
Yeah.
that's where you sit there and go, well,
if your upper body's that of a big boy, it's
Yeah.
tough, man.
I saw someone when they were talking, they were bringing up an example that there was a guy that said a bench press record, and it was for a weight class, but he had no legs. And they're like, yeah, but he has the upper
So,
body of
yeah.
a 220 guy, and he's competing at 150 or whatever.
Yeah.
Because, each leg is like what, you figure that's 20% of your body weight, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
A
yeah.
leg, right,
The heaviest part of the body, right? Your glutes, your hamstrings, your
Yeah.
quads. You don't have that. I mean, I'd rather be weak as fuck and have both legs, bro.
Yeah.
too.
At the end of the day,
I
I
hate to be
cut my legs
shitty
off to
about
win
it,
a
but-
competition.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
How much money for one of your legs?
Oh man, no amount of money. You gotta wait till your day, put that fucking artificial leg on. Now, if we could do like a RoboCop thing.
No amount of money?
No.
None.
Well, no,
I want both
there's
legs.
no such thing to me as no amount of
Right. Yeah.
Well, okay.
$1
Now if Jeff
billion.
Bezos is like, hey man, I just want to cut your leg off. How much?
200 billion. I'm like, all right, I'm good.
Yeah, you're like,
Because
fuck
I can buy
my
a
leg.
robotic leg. It's just not even,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to look in the technology of the legs.
That's fair.
If there's something popping, like it'd
Emerging
be cool.
technology.
Yeah.
I mean, they're building like entire cybernetic humans now, so got to figure they could probably knock out a leg.
It'd be a bummer though. Ooh, I can't wait for this fight. It's been a fun card. Just over there to the right.
See, I'm not afraid of it.
Yeah, I'm excited for Charles Oliveira. And then I used to be the guy, I picked Charles Oliveira to win, and people bring this up, and clearly they didn't listen to my shows before where, early on in Charles Oliveira's career, he had some quit in him. He'd quit, he'd find the easy way out and quit. And they're like, oh, you're forgetting about those days. I'm like, bro, you're talking when he was 8-8? Now the guy has confidence. He's won, what,
And that's a
11
mental
in a
thing
row?
that can be built upon.
Yeah,
Like,
clear.
I mean, look, our whole military is based upon making people who increase their mind.
Correct.
Through
Yeah.
adversity, like,
Yep.
can I make your mind tougher? I was much more of a quitter before earlier in my career until through adversity and facing.
You can build that muscle.
You build on it. You
Yeah.
totally can build on it.
Especially from
And
a
you can also
championship
lose it, too.
mentality. You
don't
can
keep
lose it,
yourself
yeah,
sharp, you know what I
agree.
mean? Like,
But then also
it's a perishable skill.
It's like he's beat that weird
100%.
shadow because he could have gave up in the Michael Chandler fight. I mean, that could have been a 10-8 first round. He got wobbled. He's getting his ass whipped. That fight goes on longer. Probably stopped the fight, and then comes on the second round and finishes him.
Yep.
Clearly he's beat it. So when people go, well, you're forgetting he has some quitting, I'm like, you're talking, what, 6 years ago? I think he's beat that animal.
Yes, 100%. I agree with you.
Yeah, I'm so
People
interested.
develop and grow.
100%. They mature, get
And
older.
just like we talk about, people can diminish. You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
there's an ebb and flow to this.
Yep.
There's a growth period, and then there's the decline.
Now, the knock on Makhachev, right, that sometimes they say when the lights get bright, he doesn't show up to his best capabilities, but you have Khabib pushing him back there and shit.
Yeah.
They grew up together like brothers. Now, according to Josh Thompson, who I was in San Jose last week on tour doing shows, he came in the meet and greet. I go, I don't want to picture anything. Dude, tell me how Makhachev's going to beat Charles Oliveira. He goes, dude, every facet of the game. He goes, it's going to be Makhachev's easiest fight. I was like, dude, you're out of your mind. I was like, you don't think you're being a little biased? He's like, not at all. Easiest fight for him. I'm like, all right.
Wow.
All his camp thinks he's going to slice through Charles Oliveira like butter. I'm like, I don't see it, dude.
How could Charles be the easiest fight for him versus other guys in the
I don't know.
Listen, now that statement makes me wonder. You know what I mean? If you sit there and go, hey, like he's going to beat him everywhere, he's better everywhere than he is.
Yeah.
But when you say it's going to be his easiest fight, like, well, now you're diminishing how good. Like that's the champ. You mean that the guys that he had to fight that were number 15 in the world or were harder than Charles?
The guys in the gym are better than the world champion who's defended the belt 3 times?
Yeah, that just. Yeah,
No, his coach Javier Mendez, who's Cain Velasquez, Luke.
Look at how
Rockhold,
relaxed Khabib is, dude.
Javier Mendez said Makhachev is the best lightweight to ever do it.
He said that?
Yeah, he's like he's the best lightweight to ever do it.
Well, fuck, I guess we'll find out right now.
Well, he even with that statement, so even if he were to go out here and slice through Charles Oliveira, he still wouldn't be the best lightweight to ever do it. He still would have to defend the belt how many times? Charles Oliveira is really.
I mean,
look at the strength of schedule. Charles Oliveira's beat. You go through the list. It's
it
nuts.
would just be BJ Penn. You got Benson Henderson.
Yeah.
Khabib.
Khabib obviously is to me who's the king of the hill. You know what I mean? 29-0 record's kind of hard to
Yeah. I mean, I guess the best
some
case.
of the biggest pay-per-view events ever.
For sure. Best case scenario here is Charles starches Makhachev, says something disrespectful enough into the microphone that Khabib comes out of retirement to fight Charles.
That's never happening.
I know.
Yeah, just because
I know.
he's such a man of faith, and he promised his dad, who passed away, he'd never fight again. It's not
I
going
thought
to
the
happen.
promise was to his mom.
Both
Yeah.
of them.
Oh,
Yeah,
both.
because his mom was like, once your dad, if your dad were to pass away, you're never fighting again. So he promised his mom, he promised his dad he wouldn't fight.
Khabib just
It's
took
not
a
happening.
big breath. That was pretty awesome. Like he wants Islam to win real bad.
God, yeah, so many questions to be answered.
Yeah.
And I could just be way off. I'm just saying I haven't. I want to see it. I'm not. I haven't been in the training room like Josh Thompson, Javier Mendez, and
No,
all
I
these
agree
other
with you.
guys. I just like from what I've seen. I've seen Charles
From his
Oliveira.
actual fights.
Yes.
But then that's what they're saying. Well, he doesn't show up. He's better in the gym. I'm like, all right, well, what's going to be different now?
Yeah.
So you're telling me that So here would be my argument, just to play devil's advocate. So when he's been on the undercard, and then when he's just been on the main card or co-main events, he has a hard time with that pressure and doesn't perform to the top of his ability. What have you guys done that now he's in the biggest fight of his life,
Agree.
the most amount of attention that he's ever received, and now he's going to make it work?
Now he's going to be able to switch it on?
Yeah, like now you're going to pull it off? It's like, I mean, great if you do.
Yeah.
But just as a person who likes percentages, and I play the odds.
Me too.
You know what I mean? Like, hey, let's make a bet on this. If we were to bet right now, I don't think most people would bet that you'd pull that off.
That's fair.
You know
but
what I mean?
no one's ever given him any resistance. Even with him supposedly not fighting to his abilities, he's run through everyone.
Right, yeah. So
Yeah,
I mean,
he's
the
had
argument that
favorable matchups.
he fights to his competition.
Yeah.
But
It could be more of that, maybe not.
Yeah, I agree. He's just stepping up competition. But there's one guy that I've seen true and tried where he's passed the test and he's beat the odds, and it's Charles Oliveira. Not only is he beating him, he's finishing him.
That was Jan before O'Malley just unseated him.
Nuts. Wow.
I cannot believe
Don't dye
he
your
won
hair
that
like
fight.
that, though, right? Yep, there we go.
I had my hair
He
dyed
had
like
the
that when I was
Lloyd
20.
Christmas haircut. Oh, he's just hugging everyone. Oh, they all dyed their hair for him. Oh, wow. Blonde on blonde.
Oh, man, this is so hard. I can't root against him either.
Oh, no.
I can't root against either of them, dude.
Because here's the thing, Charles Oliveira, he's as far as fight years go, he's long in the tooth.
Yeah.
Makhachev, no matter what happens, is still gonna have a chance to be a champ. For Charles, it's gonna catch up to him.
That's true.
Whether it's tonight, 2 fights from now, he's at the back 9 of his career.
Islam's taken one heavy shot in his entire career,
and he got knocked out.
Aside from that, he's basically taken no damage.
But also, since Islam got knocked out, he fights super safe.
He's not going to be able to do that against Charles, though.
He's gonna try.
He's going to try.
He's gonna try early on. Yeah, because I think if it goes to decision, it's gonna be a boring fight. That's the only kind of problem we're gonna have, this being a boring fight. Because Makhachev doesn't give a shit. He's gonna do whatever it takes to get that belt.
Yeah.
And if it's 5 rounds of lay and pray, which is tough to do against Charles Oliveira, he'll do it.
That's the only way that it's boring, is if Makhachev takes him down and keeps on.
Oh, I can't wait for this fight. See, I think it's impossible to have a boring fight if you're Charles Oliveira. He just
agreed.
And one of the reasons I love him as a champ, name another champ who takes chances.
Yeah.
Like he'll get hit.
Yeah, it's almost the
he'll
champ
get rocked.
curse. I mean, I've never seen guys who have great, exciting fighting styles, and all of a sudden they become the champion. I mean,
GSP,
like
he's the main guy.
I had that knock on Tyrone Woodley. You know what I mean? I thought
100%.
At 170, I mean, he was a beast. You know what I mean? Murdering guys. You know, and all of a sudden he became the champ. And I was like, all right, well, it was one fight after another. I'm like, wow, that seemed a little off for him. Oh, that seemed a little conservative. Oh, you're not fighting to win anymore. You're just fighting not to lose the title.
Yeah, it's a contractual incentive. Like, because they get paid so much more as the
Big
champion,
difference.
and so
Big
they're like,
difference.
look at how Izzy fights now. Like Izzy's like, oh, all right, well, you threw 40 punches, I'll throw 50. Like, it's just like, just retain the belt and make many, many millions more than I would if I lost it.
But that's why people love Charles Oliveira. That's why he has all these performance bonuses. 100%. You look at Volkanovski, he doesn't fight safe.
You're
Kamaru
right.
doesn't fight safe. He'll go out there and finish you. These other guys, they do, man. At heavyweight, you just have no choice.
Dude, Volkanovski, I watched him at 273. We were really close, and he fucking murked Korean Zombie.
Oh yeah, it was a tough night for Korean Zombie.
And then that performance against Holloway in the third fight was
insane,
unreal.
And I think he needed that.
Yeah.
To win over the fan base, because Max Holloway's so beloved and he's a fan favorite. And there's it's kind of controversial. He had to have that type of fight.
That was not a close
to move
fight
on and literally to move on, which he did. So shout out to Volkanovski.
Did you think that Holloway looked same speed and everything? Because to me, I went and looked at one of his fights from previous. I'm like, dude, I think he looks the same. It's just Volkanovski looked.
I think Volkanovski got better.
Right?
Yeah. Because remember, Max Holloway's coming off that fight. Who was against? Was it Cater?
Yair.
Yair, that's right. Where you looked ridiculous. Like, it was the best night of his life.
Yair looked.
So it wasn't like
too.
a bad version of Max Holloway. That's just how good fucking Volkanovski is.
Holy shit! I can't fucking believe this fight's on right now.
Yeah, I just see fucking Charles Oliveira getting a finish, man, which is insane to say, but that's how I see it. What am I? I'm 50%. I'm 2 out of 4. Now that TJ blew his goddamn shoulder out and got dominated.
I'm not even sure.
Makhachev looks a little nervous.
Oh my god! I had a huge parlay that had TJ Dillashaw won. Then Oliveira could have.
Is a parlay?
Cinched it. Yeah, but I mean, I
parlays are tough, especially in UFC. Parlays are a nightmare.
Totally.
And that, like the real, like.
I mean, like right now, how do we know that TJ had an injury leading?
You had no
shoulder,
clue.
You know what I mean?
You
like,
had no clue.
and that weighed heavily into that. I mean,
oh my God,
I'm not saying that Aljamain still couldn't have won the fight.
He didn't get the best version of TJ.
No, but it's like
I wouldn't have picked TJ if you went, hey, he has one arm. Like,
yeah, no,
he's
then immediately,
fucked up.
he's injured. No, okay, never mind.
Agreed.
You know what I mean?
But that's but even like legit bettors who professional gamblers, they say UFC is the hardest sport to bet on. They don't fuck with it. They do MLB, NBA, NFL. They do not mess with UFC. It's like it's too
There's
unpredictable.
too many unpredictable
Yeah, there's too
factors,
many
yeah.
variables, which is also back to my point. It's the best sport in the world because there's so many variables. We have no clue what's going to happen in this fucking.
There's
fight.
very few times
we all can say,
and even the fights we think. I mean, how many times I've been like, oh, it's gonna be one-sided. I still to this day remember sitting there watching Matt Serra knock out George St. Pierre.
yep.
I mean, if you could tell me, like, I'm telling you, there was nobody outside of Hinzel's gym that thought Matt was going to win.
No one.
I don't care what it tells me now.
No
like,
one.
no.
I agree.
Everybody, and I like Matt Serra a lot. Great guy, but the night before the fight, you're like, hey, you want to put your house on this? I'm like, on who? George? yeah, no problem.
yeah.
You know what I mean? But like a bet on Matt? No, there's no way.
That night,
and guess what? Knocked him.
That's why Rogan.
Dude, I remember it was 10-1 odds because I specifically remember telling my wife, my now wife, I actually met her mom that night for the first time. But I remember telling her, I'm like, dude, I would literally pull $100,000 loan to put it on GSP just to make 10 grand. That's how sure I am that he's gonna fucking win. And then he lost, got knocked out.
That's UFC. That's why Rogan, whenever I'm like, who you got? He's like, I don't know, dude. He's like, I don't pick.
Yeah.
He's like, nobody knows. I'm like, all right, fair point. I like to bet though,
Actually, I did that again the first fight with Wei and Rose.
Yeah.
I thought like, she's gonna just kill her. You know what I mean? Especially after watching the Joanna Jacek fight.
You thought Weili was going to beat the shit out of her.
Just destroy her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was funny. It was actually my wife was sitting there going, I'm telling you, Rosie pulled this off. What do you know about fighting? And then I'm sitting there afterwards like, God damn.
Yeah.
She accordioned her in that first fight too.
Yeah. Completely slept her.
Yeah.
Well, and then also too, the first time she fought, she did that to me just twice. She's done that. That's why I don't ever bet against Rose anymore.
Yeah.
Joanna,
the
too.
first. I was like,
I bet on her in that fight. In the
bet on
first
her.
one.
Yeah,
in
no.
the first one, I did.
Here we go, boys. That's why I like Charles. Because
Yes,
if
sir.
you're going to beat Islam, you're not going to beat him by decision. You got to be reckless. And he's a reckless champion. Oh, shit.
That was a beautiful straight left hand, man.
Oh, that was a little reckless.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Islam's playing for keeps. And that's the thing. Charles does get hit. I would be willing to bet Charles gets dropped. Islam heavy on his back, and then we get a finish from Charles later in the rounds.
Islam's open for a left hook, though. He fades back. And
Oh, right there. Yeah. Oh, shit. All right. Let's see.
I like
Into
the
Charles'
spider.
guard.
Here we go. This is where it's going to get dicey. Oh,
Look at him
rock the ankle, that shoulder.
already working for things.
If you can lock the ankles, get a shoulder guard. No.
I'm telling you, this I see it. He's gonna be throwing junk at this dude down here. Where Islam's like, fuck this. Like, where even this.
Oh, he's gonna got his
elbow.
arm.
Even this, Islam's like, fuck this. I see the
Good
elbows and the nonstop. He's just throwing.
It's
like
exactly
junk
how
at
it's
it.
exactly how I handicapped this fight. I was like, he's gonna figure out on the ground and no good, and they're gonna end up
I
standing
can't
up.
do it for 5 rounds.
Yeah.
He throws caution and wins, so I'll take it. Lorenzo Fertitta looking 9,000 years old back there.
Just because his white hair, man. You ever see a guy take his shirt off, dude? Like,
Oh, he's jacked, right?
fuck.
You
Yeah.
seen
Oh, Diesel?
Dana lately too.
Yeah, Dana's lost a lot of weight. The fucking
Yeah.
He has that new doctor. Has he talked to? Oh,
I saw it. I saw a thing.
Yeah, the
Bro, he was telling me about it. Kind of freaked the shit out of me a little bit, you know?
Because doctor
Yeah,
was
he's like, you got 10 and a half
10
years.
Yeah, he'll tell you to the month when you're gonna die. I'm like, all right. But
I mean, that's all bullshit. But
Bro,
at
yeah.
least he got him on track, right?
yeah, bro. I mean, yeah, Dana's lost like 30 pounds, man. Like he got
Yeah.
up and was showing like he was my knees for like a 30-year-old. I'm like, wow, well, fuck.
Yeah, he said, dude, I heard him talking about. He said that he couldn't, like, he couldn't tie his shoes and shit. Like he was having, like, really serious.
Working that leg.
Oh, great transition, baby.
Islam's never been in a fight like this before.
No,
Awesome.
that's that statement of just this is to be his easiest fight. I'm like,
Insane.
Absurd.
bro. Like,
Absurd.
I don't like when people say stuff. I've never understood that. Even when I go to fight somebody, the whole thing, well, the guy sucks. I'm like, so when you beat him, you beat a guy that sucks.
Oh,
Like, you know what I mean? Like, think about that mentality. Like, instead, I'm like, no, the guy I'm fighting, be truthful.
Oh,
Nice,
great
bro.
toss.
my one of my coaches.
Build your
Arash,
guy up. Be truthful with what
loves
he
that.
is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, why does it have to suck for you to beat him? Is that what he needs? Like I could beat guys that are actually great. You know?
Yep.
Is there anyone you're going to fight in the UFC that poses that doesn't pose like tremendous
No,
danger?
It doesn't exist.
No, they're all
Yeah.
good at something, man. Looks like the right eye of Charles is a little bit beat up there. It was a great
The great judo throw.
throw. Yeah, it was great.
What's that one called?
Was it Uchimata or was it the?
Uchimata, right?
Yeah.
So, again, I do think Charles can be down on the cards and gets a finish. Just because he throws those Hail Marys. He's so dangerous. But
And he just doesn't.
this
he
is
doesn't
all
trip.
expected if you're a Charles Oliveira fan.
Yeah.
Like
He
he's
doesn't
definitely
trip.
get taken down.
Yeah. Like look at the first round of that Chandler fight, dude. He got fucking pulverized in that fight.
But he's gonna have to throw
Or in that first round.
Like you can't just sit in guard here and like you're just gonna.
No,
Because
so that's why
we could
again,
get
we
5
talked
rounds.
about earlier. The guard dies.
Oh yeah, against
Your
the
head-
cage. Yeah.
You
can't pivot. Your
You
head's
can't
hitting
pivot.
him.
Look, Charles's guard's dead right now. He can't roll up on the shoulders. He can't pivot on the back. He can't rotate.
He's having
like,
a
like
work.
right now. He can't go and attack the
No.
left arm of him.
It's very smart of Makhachev to use this.
Oh yeah, 100%.
yeah. This is
and then closing the actually makes you tired because now you close the guard. When I drive my hips forward, it compresses your diaphragm.
Yeah, he's making Charles work
Also, when you
much
close
harder.
your guard, there's no danger of anything from Makhachev.
Yeah.
Man, but if I'm Charles, the game plan, listen, you're going to get taken down, you're going to be in guard, you got to throw the fucking kitchen sink at this dude.
Right now he's no threat.
No, not at all.
Yeah,
He's
right
losing
now
the
he's-
I
fight.
just get a frame. I'd get my shin across, start working up. You know.
Wait, so where? So you like
So right now, I would open my feet,
open it,
bump,
put it across.
explode like a hip bump
Yeah.
to create frames. Because right now, I don't need to hold you; you're holding me. So what do I need to control distance? Well, I don't need to control distance this way. If you back away from me, you're doing me a favor.
Right.
Right. So I need to get something between you and I. So I need wedges. I need frames. So then an explosion causes movement, so I can explode with a hip bump,
Yeah.
and then to keep that space that I created, then I put in a frame. So now the frame allows me now motion, so now I can rotate my hips around. And then you got to abandon the guard. You can't have a leg on each side of the guy's hips.
Right.
So what I do is I pull back and drop.
Oh, great up kick.
You can go to half guard or even roll down to turtle. Control the wrists and then work your way up.
If he could lock.
Oh!
That's around.
But so you're saying you
is
unhook the guard and then
expected.
put your shin in front of him. Use
Yeah.
that and press and explode.
That'd be a good frame, and then I can get a post,
Yeah.
work up, knee slide.
Boom.
That was the first
Great
shot of the
left.
fight.
Damn.
Whoop.
Apparently that
Boom!
new eyesight didn't help that much.
Well, it's a hard shot to see. Here's the toss.
Whoosh.
Yeah.
Great takedown. Khabib loved it.
That's actually the exact same throw I threw Roy Nelson with.
That's right.
That's a big boy.
Yeah, that was we hit the ground hard.
Yeah, and Roy's kind of, built for not to get tossed. Like
Yeah,
that.
he has a little center of gravity.
Calves are like this.
Yeah, big legs, big
Yeah.
butt, big belly.
Yeah.
He trained. He was training in his garage his whole career, right?
Yeah, bad as hell. Well, no, at the beginning he used to train at a gym at
Yeah, he
JSAC,
trained,
and he trained under Mark Lehman for many years. And then he got a brown belt in there. And then he went with Henzo, and the IFC gave him his black belt. He's a black belt level jiu-jitsu competitor, good wrestler, and obviously one hell of an overhand right.
Yeah.
And a great chin. Makes for a hell of a fight.
And could take a fucking beating.
Yeah,
on him.
like
like very
nobody
few
else.
humans can do.
At the height of their careers, the security at Spearmint Rhino Strip Club in Vegas was Frank Mir and Roy Nelson, Jesse. So imagine you
You guys did security at.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They're the bouncers.
He was UFC heavyweight champion security.
That's
at Spearmint
amazing. They're
Rhino.
like,
Imagine
"No,
getting
we got a
frisky."
problem with this guy." Fucking
And Frank Mir shows up.
Frank Mir shows up. He's like, "Hey, guy."
I think
Well,
you're-
here's a
I think you're
failure to
done.
understand each other.
Yeah. I think you've had enough, and it's time to leave.
I like Charles Oliveira in the clinch when it's in the middle of the cage. He lands some good elbows, but man, he gets taken on here.
Dude, here's the other thing: is Charles has not seen a championship round in any of these fights.
No, because he plays for keeps.
Yeah,
He's trying to get a finish.
But easy to say we're all on the same page. Islam won that first round. Right?
Oh, yeah,
For sure.
Yeah, but
big
no,
time.
no hesitation.
Yeah. And expected too. I didn't think Charles was going to come out like a banshee. Like he's going to go through some fire, some Dagestani fire to get this belt here.
I mean, the person who was talking about Islam running through him that gave me pause was Faraz. Like I listened to a video Faraz did, and he just was like, "Yeah, Islam. He said something like the only chance Charles has is XYZ," and I was like, "Damn."
I disagree, but you can't tell me Islam's walking through him.
No,
No, right now they
Like,
got a
he has a fight on his hands.
no, for
Yeah,
sure.
and I
I
think
mean, he won
that-
that first round, but he's not walking.
Yeah, and I think that actually, I don't think he's going to win the second round by how he's won the first round. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's going to
Yeah,
go
yeah.
down a little bit each round.
I'm be curious how Islam looks in the fourth and fifth round.
Man, Charles throws those shots looking to just fucking hurt him. Every elbow, every knee.
But to the point,
Charles keeps losing the foot battle here. That's why he's on the inside there.
You haven't seen Charles lunge in like this either, which is strange. His feet will get very narrow when he comes in. He leaps in.
And this is the first time we're actually seeing Islam kind of engage in a striking exchange.
Yeah, and for the comparisons of Islam and Khabib, his striking's definitely better.
Not even close.
Light and day difference.
Yeah, no. Khabib had an overhand shot, you know what I mean?
But he really set it up off the takedowns.
Yeah,
when he
you were
wobbled
terrified of getting on the
Yes.
bottom of
Yeah,
him, you know what I mean?
And then he would open
Khabib
up.
had the world's greatest. I think Khabib's still the best in the world at ground and pound.
Yes,
Nobody
agree.
generated
Yeah,
the power
agree.
and had the lockdown on the legs that he had. You
Agree.
know? There's still things that I show and teach now that I'm like, oh, that's nice combo. And caught him with the right hook, too, as he was
He's
pivoting
getting out of there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Ooh.
Yeah, no, the striking is not even in the same
Oh, no,
conversation.
no.
Yeah, Khabib
Charles is waiting,
Khabib
huh?
was just like, I'm going to walk forward and be super fucking reckless, make you walk backwards, and eventually...
He's the Terminator.
Yeah.
And he was just the best in the world at getting you down.
Yep.
See, you see what I'm saying though? How Charles he'll get a little reckless and he knows he's gonna get hit, but he's going for the He's going. Oh shit!
That's shooting.
Jumped right into that.
But that's again that's
See, and
if
most guys don't do
head
that.
arm, he has a head arm here. He's a head arm and it's
Yeah.
tight. His face is grimacing. But that's the thing with Charles.
If he
is
can get that
getting
leg
worse.
out.
Oh, it's getting worse. If he turns away from me, he's okay.
Yep.
Oh
Choked.
shit!
Wow.
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 I couldn't have been more wrong about how I thought that was going
Me
to go.
neither. Real deal.
Yeah.
And that's what makes the UFC great.
Goddamn. Good for
He
him,
crushed
dude.
him.
Yeah. He
Look at
walked-
those guys, dude.
Boy, those boys are right. He really walked through them, huh?
Yeah.
Boy, he really fucked him up.
Jesus.
Boy, I was way off.
Oh, I'm so happy for these fucking guys.
Oh, I
though.
thought it was pretty competitive until.
Yeah, I agree. It was a fight.
Yeah,
You know,
it
it
was a
wasn't like it wasn't like his easiest fight. That's for sure. But you know, Islam's again.
Jesus.
Again, there's a lot of questions to be answered. How good is Islam? He's really fucking good. Matter of
Wow,
fact, he's the
dude.
best 155 on the planet. And then Sugar
Yeah.
Sean, how good is Sugar? He's really fucking good. He beat Peter Yan. How good is Bilal Muhammad? He's fucking good. He beat the undefeated Sean Brady. You know what I'm saying,
Dude,
How
yeah.
How good is Dariush? Pretty fucking good. How good is Aljamain? Even though, you know, TJ had one shoulder. Pretty fucking good.
Dude.
So there's a lot of questions answered.
Yeah, Ali Abdelaziz had a fucking great night tonight. All his guys won.
Yeah.
All his guys
Yeah, I
won.
love Ali.
He's good people, dude.
Charles Oliveira's a good dude.
And he tried to do this jump knee, punched into the
See,
chest.
that's what makes him great. But
That's
it's such a risk. It's again, that's why you love him, but at a certain level, it catches up with you.
Well, see, it's not Islam, though. They let him sit on his back and recover. Islam's like, nope, I'm going to strangle you.
Yeah, he jumped in where I thought would be a dangerous thing. Actually, was the benefit. Immediately jumped in, passed to half guard, locked up the head and arm, and then
Can he not rotate to the left there?
he should have. He should have punched his arm straight and jumped
let
to
him
his
get you
knees,
back.
right?
Yeah.
Oh, you can escape that?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It was really good escape. Actually.
Yeah. Matter of fact, yeah. The
So wait,
success
so what do
rate
you do?
of
So
that save's
you
pretty high.
got to try this way and then
Yeah, so what happens is say,
No, you don't turn that way. You
Your
turn
head and
it
arm,
opposite.
right? You're on the
Yeah,
side
yeah.
and your arms up here.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw my legs away from you and punch and go to my knees. If you hold on, you're getting rolled over to your back.
And a lot of guys, it's
Okay.
their natural reaction turn into it, makes it
Yeah,
worse.
no, it works,
You go
yeah.
away.
I go away
clunch
because
it away.
you're on this side. I go that
And
way.
actually knowing that defense, how I kind of beat guys that know it, is I'll bait them to grab my leg. So I'll grab a head and arm and give them my leg, and they'll lock half guard, and then you're screwed because then you lost your defense. Your defense is throw your legs away from me. So sometimes I'll entice a person's response to grab my leg. It's like, well, now you just got rid of your explosion, your hips.
Yep.
You can't move.
Yeah.
So you want to run your feet away from me and like go away from me.
Go
It's like,
away.
give me your
Yeah.
back.
And the-
essentially.
The success rate on that defense is
Super high.
Super high.
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, if you
Yeah,
know
in fact,
that,
if you explode hard, you know what you're doing.
99%
Unless this
success.
guy's like
Really?
all
99?
the, oh yeah,
Yeah,
it's super,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
hard.
yeah.
It's actually the only defense that works on me because ever since I got flipped off in a fight one time, I went and like mastered the head and arm. Like I became obsessed with it. And now people like, oh, answer the telephone. I'm like, it won't work on me. And okay, answer the phone. Go ahead, and I'll let them hold their ear, hold their leg. Go ahead, get in position because the way I choke, it's sideways, so you can't block that part, so it doesn't matter. So I still put you to sleep. So, but the defense that works on me is if you throw your legs and you roll away from me and roll to your knees, I let go because I know that if I keep holding on, I'm going for it's like a fat man roll, holding a guy by the waist and him rolling to his hip. I'm going to go over.
It's a Hail Mary, but you're getting out of it. Like you might, especially Islam's trying to get your back. But
You're
I'd rather
going
have
to be
him
in turtle position.
Yeah.
This guy,
But you're not
the
striking.
head and
Like a
arm
finish.
guy
Yeah.
should let go and float into a referee
Yes.
at turtle position top. You know.
every time, especially for the high level guy. And Islam would have done that, but you're not getting finished, and he's not, marrying around the ring with that kid in the back.
Look how fucking happy he is, dude. Like, he just came through for their, like...
Now, DC has to be unbiased, too, but he's happy as shit, too.
Look
That's
at
his
that,
guy.
dude. These motherfuckers knew this shit was coming from... They called this how long ago?
Oh, I mean, since he entered the UFC,
They said
were saying
Khabib will retire and then he'll get it.
what a cool moment.
Who caught him with the head kick? I forgot.
They clipped him, I think it was actually a punch. And
Yeah,
it was
a straight right hand, right?
Yeah, and then that
a Brazilian
the guy,
cat, right?
he lost the next fight.
He's a Brazilian
too.
cat.
Yeah, it was, and he
A
got...
long time ago. And since then, he fought pretty safe.
Yeah.
Now, I'll tell you the most impressive thing about Islam, and I owe Callan $2,000 now, which sucks. But the most impressive thing about Islam is his striking. I mean, grappling we knew he was fucking good at, and the submission is ridiculous. His striking is no punk.
No,
Dude.
it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
I mean, he got that
Boom.
finish because of that shot right there.
Yeah.
Or
Great
yeah, or the one in
combinations.
the-
He flows.
yeah. Man.
Yeah, look at
His
that.
defense is
Even
good.
he's throwing shot. He never once threw one shot at a time. It was always combinations. You know?
Yep.
Look at there.
Boom!
1, 2.
Do you want to know? You want to know what year would you guess he lost?
What are we in 2022? He lost in 2016?
15.
Yeah.
15. Yeah.
And since then,
he lost
he-
October. Almost exactly 7
But
years
you'll
ago.
see, and hopefully this is for Sean Brady, you'll see the guys take losses in their career, and it was the perfect time for it, and it will never happen again.
Bro. Okay, so this guy knocked out Islam Makhachev. In his next fight, he lost by decision. Next one, he lost by knockout. Next one, he lost by decision. Next one, no contest. Next one, lost. Next one, lost.
Yeah,
He's
he
lost
just caught him.
every
He
fight
just caught
since he
Yeah.
knocked out.
That's
And
what
that's
makes
just-
UFC great. You just caught him.
I mean, if you're still
Anyway,
at that
can
level,
get caught. In the UFC, like, it doesn't
if
matter
you're
what the
UFC
odds
level, then we can catch him.
are.
Yeah.
Let us know if he calls anybody out, Kyle. Ask Mike.
I am definitely 100% going to go watch that speech later.
How happy is Khabib?
And Sean's. Khabib's so fucking happy.
Yeah, I want to see Aljamain's too.
Me too.
I don't know if I trust that guy with the glasses in the back. Right? What's the little kid?
Hezbollah.
So,
Hezbollah.
it was the goal to submit the guy with the most submissions. This belt is for my coach, Khabib.
So the goal was to
Wow.
get the submission to prove.
Yeah.
Wow.
Chael did a short the other day where he has his son on his lap and he's all, this is my son. He's like, look at, selfishly, I'm using him as a prop. You know, I'm just kind of self-aggrandizing myself.
Views.
Also, in totally unrelated news, Hezbollah is going to be in Islam Makhachev's shoulder corner.
Yeah,
He called out Volkanovski? Did he call out Volkanovski?
Who do you have in that? I would assume.
We want Alex Volkanovski.
Oh my
Let's
God!
go.
Super fight. Who do you have in that fight? Islam
I think Islam after that, dude.
Yeah, we'd probably. I probably assume Volkanovski.
I mean, Volkanovski does not have a neck, though. You're going to have a hard time strangling him, dude. But yeah, I got it. I mean, you know how it is, dude.
Oh, that's a fight.
Right
Look,
after you-
and Volkanovski not that small.
Right after you see a guy whip someone's ass, though, you're always like, oh, he's going to win every other fight forever. But I will.
The way he beat Charles, though,
That was insane.
that was nuts.
Bro, that was impressive.
It's gonna be a tough fight for
His striking
Volkanovski.
is really, really high level.
Yeah.
Well-rounded fighter everywhere. I mean, where's his weakness?
Yeah.
And
And Volkanovski, I've never seen. Has anybody ever put Volkanovski on his back?
Yeah, he got knocked down, right?
taken down?
Or taken
Taken
down.
down?
Let's do it in Australia. Wow.
I don't think Makhachev gives a flying shit.
Islam says he can't even see the shortcut.
I always like how stressed out the translators are. It's a tough job.
Yeah, dude.
Because when the guy just goes nuts on the mic and he has to recap it.
They have to try to remember the
And
20
and
20
then they
sentences.
just sum it up like,
What's he saying?
He's like he said he had a good night. You know,
Yeah, he
it's like,
said,
dude,
"Thank you so
spoke
much."
for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Poor Charles.
Yeah.
And the poor guys that dyed all their hair blonde.
Islam had a lot more to lose than
That
Charles.
guy's just
did,
picking.
though.
That's a
Look at the
commitment,
guy
yeah.
picking his nose. Come on, dude.
That's commitment, you know what I mean? Because everybody else could just dump a T-shirt.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Hey, who'd you have? Not him. But we know who you were going for, huh?
Man, Charles looks pretty.
He looks sad.
Charles
But
promises he will get this fight back.
I want to see it.
He's going to have to win another one. And, at 55 and there's a change of a guard, it's just, I thought the belt was going to – I didn't think you were going to see like a John Jones or an Izzy run or a Kamaru run at 55. After seeing Islam do that to Charles, with his style, he could hold that belt for a while.
Dude, you know what?
And I don't see Charles, just from what I saw right there, his defense as far as the offensive output, his striking. I thought his reach in his hands would be a little bit more of a problem for
it was not a problem.
It wasn't a problem at all. It was one-sided in the stand-up, even though it was like not a one-sided fight, but the stand-up itself wasn't close.
Now, I think they fight 9 times out of 10. Charles pulls one of them off just because he's so
might
reckless,
catch him
but
something,
90% of the time, Makhachev wins.
I mean,
that fight.
Makhachev is possible to get knocked out by a guy who has a losing record, right?
Yep,
So, I mean, you're right. They fight 9 out of 10 times. Could he still catch him? Yeah. But if we want to bet on the next fight, I'm like, after what I just saw,
Yeah,
Makhachev all
dude.
day.
no,
Yeah.
Makhachev
All day.
There's no way. He's just the combinations he was throwing, the angles, stepping back, his position, his balance. He's just too sound.
Yep.
And going
then
into this
the throws,
fight-
wrestling,
Yeah,
and
agree.
top, and then finishes with a
Makhachev's
submission.
the real deal. And going into the
Yeah.
fight, I had Charles, and I was like, I'm not ready to co-sign on Makhachev, and people are like, oh, you're wrong on the pick. I'm like, yeah, dude, I didn't believe the hype yet. I need to see it. Now I see
there
it.
it is.
Yeah, I'm
All
always
right,
late to
you're
the
right.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When it comes to picking people, I've always been notoriously late. Like you got to convince me. You know what I mean? I don't care about training
Me too.
partners are biased.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Coaches are biased as
Coaches are
shit.
biased. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to hear what you did in the gym. You know what I mean? Because for every time that comes true, there's been 10 times.
Agree. We've
to
seen it too many
one
times.
It's like no, it's not real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Guys just think too highly of their training partners.
The only guy that I really co-sign is Bo Nickel. As far as
Yeah, Bo Nickel's
he's
only
the one
one
guy
I'm
I'm
not
like,
late to.
yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take that bet.
That might be the only time in my life I haven't been
Me
late
too.
to the game.
Me
Yeah.
too.
Dude,
Well, I was up
imagine
super early.
if I'm Dana right now, I'm gonna just jump inside his brain. Here's what he's thinking: he's like, who can we feed to Conor to set up a Conor fucking Islam fight at 55? You get like
Tony Ferguson.
feed him Tony.
Just
at
give him
55
one win.
and get him in there. And now you got Khabib Conor part 2.
That's a
except with
tough
Islam.
fight for Conor.
Oh, Conor will get
coming
worked.
off. Yeah, that's a tough.
He'll
Fight.
get fucking worked.
Yeah, but Conor does still have that straight left hand, man.
Conor
He's
is
still there?
dude. He
Well,
looked-
this card lived up to the hype.
Yes.
That's
I
for
thought
sure.
so,
Yeah, I appreciate you guys coming, Jesse. We want to do this for a long time.
I think we're doing it next weekend.
We're doing it next Saturday. We got the Jake Paul Anderson Silva
Yeah.
fight.
Are you doing it next weekend too?
Yeah, I
You
told
bet
him
your
we're
sweet
Well,
ass.
look at
he
that,
is.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll either call it or go to it. So you guys tell me.
Yeah, let's come on. Yeah, we're doing this for the Jake Paul fight, and then you also got Arnold Allen and Calvin Kattar. Arnold Allen's another guy I'm high on. He's another guy who I think's a real deal. Yeah,
I'll go watch
I don't
some-
like
I'll
that
go
fight
watch
for
some film on
Kattar,
him.
and I love Kattar. Arnold Allen's a real deal. His dad was a strongman in the UK,
Wow.
so he comes from that background. Yeah,
And probably lifts that way too, which that translates really great in MMA.
yeah, he's Arnold Allen's a fucking
Bodybuilding,
problem.
not so much,
He's a
but-
problem. Yeah, Arnold Allen's a fucking
Powerlifting,
problem.
that type of stuff, like the strongman shit. I've done that. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
That's what Bella do a lot of.
Yeah, monster. But we will see you guys next week. That is on the 29th of October. 27th, 28th, I'm in Calgary. Come get some. We added a show on Friday in Calgary at the Rooftop, downtown Calgary. It's next Thursday, Friday. Thursday's almost sold out, so get tickets for Friday. Then after that, I am in San Antonio, November 3rd through the 5th.
I'll be at that one.
LOL. Jesse will be there. The week after that, I'm in Houston, and then Milwaukee. Go get you some. thiccboy.com. Thanks for tuning in. Jesse on Fire. Frank Mayer. Love you guys. We'll see you guys next week. Thanks for tuning in. We're out.